testing, making sure these microphones on. Microphone nice. I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. Jalen Daniels. Oh man, what the hell about him? This look crazy. Nope, not that side. It is what it is at this point. I can't call it. Don't let me stall it. Let me just try to get these. What I'm coming in with. Durky out, Schmirky out.
To the trauma that he grew up in and how he has worked to turn that trauma into opportunities for other people.
You were given about a month after taking office a $150,000 campaign donation from him.
So,
do you feel like you should donate that to charity or do something with that money? Is it tainted?
Well, I mean, look, I don't operate in feelings. I operate in truth and justice. And again, I don't know all the circumstances around these accusations. But again, what I do know for sure is that, here's another example of a young Black man who grew up in severe trauma that led to life choices that he has been very open and vocal about healing from those choices. It's why he's been committed to finding his righteous path, seeking out, truth and justice through his faith, while also investing in behavior and mental health support for individuals. Look, what
will you do with the money?
Well, as I said, right now we have allegations, right, that he has not been tried. And I understand the question. I don't want you to think that I don't understand the question. I'm just saying you're asking me a question about someone who has worked to transform his life, who has admitted that he is on a journey to transformation and has not been charged with anything, has not been convicted of anything. And so if you're asking me if I should make a judgment on a Black man before a full trial has actually come to fruition, I hope you do understand why it is not my position to determine.
So of course, if you living under a rock, or maybe you just not really tapped into the social media or the hip hop community, Lil Durk has been charged with basically murder for hire, and for him to be the ringleader, the head honcho of that situation. And real quick, I guess my biggest takeaway that I've learned, two things, I guess, about just people in general is, one, a lot of y'all really don't listen to lyrics, or y'all just so used to listening to rappers lie in their music, you probably thought all rappers just absolutely are bald-faced liars. So, but my only thing, and then I guess the other part that I've realized is a lot of y'all will lose your dignity and what you're willing to crash out for over some money. Because that's everybody's excuse. Oh, you're a millionaire, you're not supposed to do. Let me tell you something. I think as an adult, and I do want to ask y'all this question, and y'all can think about it while I play this clip. As an adult, should you at least have 3 things that you are willing to crash out for? 3 things in life, like it could be just 3 people. It could be your kid, it could be this kid, that kid, and a parent, or it could be parents together, brother, sister. I don't know, but I think personally, hearing people on the internet make it seem like just because I'm rich, I'm not supposed to crash out. So you're basically telling me I'm supposed to become a millionaire and become a vagina. I don't agree with that. I totally think that's crazy as hell to me. And I don't think people, especially I don't think a lot of men, or I mean, because of course a lot of women may have said it too, I don't think you know how the masculinity and the male ego works. So I do want to play this last clip real quick before we get into the conversation of Lil Durk when he was getting interviewed by academics.
You get triggered by
the shit out of this little ass, man. What
you get triggered by the Sly for Vaughn comments. I don't know if people still say it. They used to say it, but you also mentioned a song. They'd be like, they be saying Sly for Vaughn. I think they trolling me. Yo, by the way, that song is fire. I ain't gonna lie.
For some reason, I just don't see the comments no more. For some odd reason. I don't know. Might be the water. You be seeing the comments a lot?
They kind of chilled out a little bit.
I wonder why.
Again, and listen to him say, I'm going to sound like a hypocrite and I'm cool and I don't care because guess what? Free Lil Durk. And I'm sorry, that's just how it goes. If I like your music, I'm going to say free you because I feel like as a man, I don't care how much money you get. You should never become a vagina. I don't agree with that. I don't have to sit here and think. And then, you know, what's so funny? A homegirl of mine, she was like, damn, that's crazy. He crashed out for Vaughn, but not his brother. I said, oh, you don't listen to his music. And that is my biggest thing with a lot of y'all. If we're going to listen to rap, this is why the same way I tell y'all, I don't play around with the gospel music when they try to do the drill gospel or any of it. If it's not regular gospel music that you grew up on in the early 2000s and 99s or whatever, I don't want to hear it. I don't play around with the fake stuff because words matter. The tone and the tonality of how you're going to set stuff up, that matters. And I'm just even using, and I can even use some more real life into it. I know a lot of people who rap. So you let me hear music and I'll tell you, it has to sound believable. Two different things. I'm gonna tell people who've been on this podcast. Lizzo might send me something, Top may send me something, and Lizzo music more is directed maybe in the dating and more real life, like stuff dealing with women. So I'm telling him, I'm like, but you got to make it a lot more passionate. I got to be able to feel like I've been through that breakup with you, something that makes it relatable. So I even sent him like some K-Camp songs to kind of get references from, some Honcho, some Rod Wave. And that's why people love Rod Wave. I think you cannot sit here, to me personally, I don't want my rappers to be, I just don't want a fake rapper. I'm not mad at Lil, because guess what? If those kids who listen to Lil Durk now, because two things that can happen now. The kids who listen to Lil Durk can now see it is punishment behind living out your raps. But I still want you to live out your raps. If that's what you want to rap about, live that. Don't sit here and lie to these kids and don't really be what you're talking about. So two things I appreciate. I appreciated him getting bagged and really living out his rap so these kids can see, oh, guess what can happen to me? If I can walk it like I talk it, and I'm going to have to pay the consequences for it. So I'm cool with that. Allow him to be, but I don't want, it's nowhere, though he paints too much of a great picture. If you actually listening to the words, there's too well into detail for y'all to sit here and think he's just making this shit up in his head. That don't make sense to me. There's no way that can happen, dog. Nobody can rap that into detail and not actually have done none of these crimes. I think the y'all just be living in fairyland. And listen to what I'm saying. I think for older people, if you are old and your maturity level starting to kick in and your train of thought is kind of a little bit different, then stop listening. You don't have to keep listening to rap. I want some of y'all to understand you are old. It's okay to be old. Keep your old ass in the old people's business. Like, it's okay to allow the kids to have their stuff, dog, because y'all be trying to be, you try to come with your old ass adult brain and sit here and try to water down what the kids like. Allow them to have what they like, because I just don't understand how you expect for somebody to get popular from doing all illegal street stuff, all Lil Durk charges before today had something to do with firearm, all gun charges. So how do you expect for it to sit here and say, boom, now he got some money, he gonna just come? You think money is absolutely supposed to change somebody? I don't believe that. I don't believe that money is going to sit here and just turn you into a saint because you got a couple $1 million. Now I'm supposed to be some type of saint. I don't believe that's how it works. And I think a lot of people just kind of show me that, hey, whatever somebody pay you, you can completely turn into a goddamn square from Delaware just because you got some money. I don't think that's how it should work. I don't think that's how people actually work. Because it's hard to cut some certain things off. I just can't imagine him cutting it off. Like, just think about even just for even Pete, Chief Keef, and all of them, when they were starting to get into their rhythm and they was all catching deals and getting signed, Lil Durk, his whole thing was put on back burner because he was actually doing time. And I understand maybe some people just wasn't hip to Lil Durk and you just start getting hip to him, so you don't really know his backstory. But his story, get on YouTube. Those YouTube, that Trap Royal Laws Lil do, whatever. No, it's a million different YouTube videos you can get familiar with Lil Durk. I think some of y'all just may have got to him very late and you expected somebody to be, I don't know who y'all thought he was. I don't know who y'all thought Lil Durk was, but y'all got him completely fucked up. And you're going to learn the hard way now. And all these niggas who was playing with him and I kind of almost think he has waved the flagship for Chicago as well, because now you can just be a Chicago rapper and continuously, like, these little niggas is living their raps. And that's kind of what made Chicago, Chicago. That's what made drill music. That's what made Chief Keef, Lil Reese, all of them who they are. And I can argue that Little Bibby and G Herbo, none of them got as big because it didn't give you that same feeling. When I listen to G Herbo, they all from the same area and they cool with each other, do features. But when I listen to G Herbo and I listen to Lil Durk, the feeling is completely different. Like the way Lil Durk paints some of those violent moments, it's like it's the equivalent to how Jeezy paints selling drugs. Like, just think about if and to anybody who's listening to be like, oh, Mike, you being a hypocrite because you didn't feel that way. Guess what? I don't think the difference between how I feel about Durk and that Young Dolph situation. Go back and listen to Young Dolph music. Young Dolph never put out that type of energy. Young Dolph music wasn't about guns. It wasn't about a whole bunch of shooting and being violent or none of that other stuff. Young Dolph music was getting money, selling some weed. He never, and we even talked about that on here before. He never got in like, oh yeah, I'm this big time dope dealer and I used to sell all this coke and crack. That's never was his raps. His raps was all weed. I was the weed man. That was it. And I think if you actually listen to the words, and I think again, that's what I would highly recommend. If you're not really into listening to the raps, and listen to Sexy Red, listen to GloRilla. But skip out on some of these top conversations that a lot of people just prove that you don't really listen to the music. Because if you listen to the music, I don't think you would have been surprised by these charges by Lil Durk. You could say, okay, maybe he was sloppy. Maybe, I don't know. For one, he haven't had his day in court yet. So these are just charges. You don't necessarily know if they're going to stick or what may happen. But I mean, I'm sure even if you listen to one of his verses, I can't remember the song, but it's been floating around recently where he was sitting here saying, if your homie wearing a wire, you might as well just get a public defender because ain't nothing you can do. And it's just so crazy that that's kind of how it played out. So even just listening to the way it played out, it just was like, all right. So there was even, I guess today, it was a story that broke and it was in here saying that one of the people that recently, I guess he had taken away was... It was a dude who was, I guess, who his name was Stefan Mack, I believe that was his name, and I believe they were saying that he was tied to murdering Lil Durk's brother D-Thing, and then OTF Jam's baby mom, and that is the dude who supposedly wearing the wire, and basically said he smoked his baby mother. To me personally, the male lady, right? Yeah, the male lady. So I don't necessarily know how you, I just think you. If you like that style of music, I don't necessarily know how you can sit here and be like so flabbergasted and be like, oh my God, I can't believe he was really living like this. Like just maybe, and for some people, if y'all not from the DMV, I'm not even going to do your research. I'm gonna help y'all out a little bit. Though when Chief Keef was prime Chief Keef, I'm talking about 300 smoking hot. I believe, was Love Sosa out yet? Love Sosa may have even been out. But I'm talking about this was like right before that album dropped. Like he had all his singles was rolling out and he was that. No, he came to the DC area and got into a whole goddamn shootout in front of the stadium with Shy Glizzy. So I don't know when y'all think these Chicago niggas cut that off. It ain't no cutting it off. You cannot be born into some way the same way. And you can't, this is my only thing with y'all. You can't have this empathy for the Menendez brothers or any of these other dudes who sit here throwing off, oh, well, or even when y'all with R. Kelly and be like, oh, well, if he was molested when he was a kid, that's how it kind of led into an adult. So how do you sit here and you give these people a pass and say they don't have to cut that off, but you telling me you want a nigga who was just growing up on violence and guns, that's how they got popular, that's what got them popular, you want them to cut that off because you've seen some success. And you can't say you really want them to cut it off because everybody and their mother was trashing him for doing the song with J. Cole about the All My Life with the Kids. Y'all was clowning him. Nobody don't want to listen to that song don't crank for real. How he win a Grammy? That's all everybody and their mother said that about Lil Durk. So you cannot sit here and say y'all basically told this man, no, we want sliding Durk. That's it. Y'all was in this boy comments, you better slide for Vaughn. And guess what? Now he did it. Now y'all calling him a crash out. No, it cannot be. It's like, what's the favorite line Jay-Z told Nas? It cannot be one Mike and Uchiwali. It's either one or the other, dog. You can't have it both ways. You said y'all kept trolling him saying, oh, he didn't crash out. He ain't slide for Vaughn. Okay, now he did. Now what? He slide for Vaughn and his brother. And if you listen to the music, he been told y'all that's how he was giving it up, and that's what already happened. But again, I think a lot of y'all don't listen to words, or you so used to listening to the fabrication rap. All right, well, I don't know what to tell you. Welcome to the real world, Jack. So I guess my question to y'all is, do you feel like, what are 3 people or 3 things that you are willing to crash out for? I can't hear. Talking again? You can't hear neither, Marcus? All right, while we trying to fix these mics real quick, go ahead. All right, but anyway, so just I guess while we getting the mics on, I can still sit here. Because I want to say it was some more clips that I had of. I thought I had a Durk. Hold on, real quick. Let me look. What was it? No, that absolutely may have been it, but I do and just real quick, I guess some of the just Durk songs that I may have, I just kind of want to go down. Back in Blood. Black in Blood is still one of my favorite Lil Durk songs, so I kind of just would highly recommend people to go to that. What is another one? I'm just trying to think of my favorite project from Lil Durk would be, what was this the name of this song? It was the Voice. Oh yeah, the Voice. The Voice was still probably my favorite Lil Durk project. I like 7 to 20. And then again, that's my only thing is a lot of time. And you know what's so funny? Just listening to when people were kind of giving their opinions on him. Just sitting here saying like, well, think about how many people was kind of just being hard critics on Almost Healed, because people were just saying the song, and that, of course, that was the lead single off of that one was the J. Cole John, but then he even had like Alicia Keys, his therapy session. That was like the intro to that album. So it was kind of just leading into it, just still listening to how many people kind of, I guess, criticize just so much of his trying to sit here and be somebody else. It was kind of like he was almost boxed in. And again, just for me personally, I kind of look at it like, I like my rappers to live their raps. And I do just think realistically, if you're not a fan of that, I kind of just would recommend like listen to J. Cole, listen to Kendrick, listen to Drake. That is, I mean, those rappers still exist. I think if you're not really into, or if you have got older and too mature out of the gangster rap realm, I believe you should just be able to sit here and say, hey, I'm going to just go listen to some of these other older rappers where it kind of just, I can kind of just parlay into what they like, or what they're rapping about, because they may rap a little bit more to your maturity level. And then I guess while I'm still on Lil Durk news, I believe the dude Lil Tim, the one who actually was originally supposed to be charged, but he did beat the charge because I think they end up saying the bullet that ended up killing King Von was actually a bullet from the police officer. But I think he's even sitting here saying he's about to put out a documentary that is called Lil Tim is figuring to release a documentary called The Book of Timothy, and he will be talking about that day when it happened with King Von. And the thing to me, I guess, even just way it played out, or even just thinking about how it played out, I think just to me, I kind of, even when I seen that, I was just like, even, I guess, slowing down a little bit, seeing that him saying he wanted to release a documentary, and then even Quando Rondo sitting here saying he like started tweeting a bunch, posting stuff on his Insta story. I'm like, dog, y'all have been in hiding for so long. And then it's just so crazy to kind of just know that this happened literally 2 years ago. So that the thing with my John straight. The situation that happened with Quando Rondo in LA when him and his cousin were, I guess, somewhere in LA, and they pulled up and they end up killing him. I think just even with that whole day, that happened 2 years ago. So just think about how wild the world is. Somebody can literally sit here and say, you plan to hit, or even if they did, let's just say if Lil Durk had nothing to do with it, but that literally happened 2 years ago. And for Durk and for the rest of OTF to kind of still just move along about their everyday business, like, hey, whatever, I'm still putting out music, still doing shows. Like, he literally just had a birthday bash in Chicago at the United Center, where, for people who don't know, the United Center, that is where the Chicago Bulls play. Like, he literally just had it on. He literally just got the key to the city a week ago. He literally got 2 different keys to the different little sectors in the city of Chicago, and they took it back already. And I do think that is kind of a little bit unfair, to be honest, because like, damn, he ain't even get, I mean, he ain't in court yet. He got picked up. So, I mean, I guess it depends on how you look at it, because I can't say it's not fair, because Mayor Eric Adams did take Diddy key back already. But I think even he already kind of was ready to take Diddy key back off the rip just after the Cassie video came out. Before he was even charged with anything, just off the strength of that video. So I do think and I heard people I was listening to some academics was like, it's kind of crazy that they was so geeked to take the key to the city back already. And it was like, you knew how he was giving it up already before these charges even came. Like, he still was Lil Durk. Like, his music still was his music. Like, he still got popular for what he got popular for before you could sit here and say, I want to sit here and take away, I'm gonna take the seat to the kitty back. I cannot, the keys to the city back, because he getting picked up and he in charge. Like, I still feel like if you actually listen to the music, you kind of already should have known that. And even just kind of going back into the conversation with his brother D thing, I think that it was one of the things where it was like, I feel like people may haven't made a bigger deal about that, because that was like, it literally happened in Chicago. And I feel like so many it's sad to say, but it's the God honest truth. So many deaths happened in Chicago. People kind of swept that under the rug, where it was like, they almost made it like it wasn't a big deal. Like, people never even was under his comments or sections, or nobody was saying, oh, you won't get back for your brother, or whatever the case may be. Because I think so many people kind of already know, if this happened in Chicago, that means these people are from Chicago. That business is going to extremely get handled. And I think that you just kind of already mentally knew that if you kind of already are just familiar with Chicago drill music culture. Like, you kind of already knew that was going to happen. And that's my other thing, is just like certain times when we're talking about how people like you're judging it now, where it's like, no, some of his popular songs, he got a song with Ice Wear Vezo. This is Ice Wear Vezo's first gold plaque song, and it's called Up the Score. And it's just, I'm just like, bro, his music just paints so much of a crazy picture. I'm just kind of thinking like, dang, how did you actually in real life kind of think that this was ever going to really play out? Honestly, like, how did you think that he was just going to be some complete saint? Like, when did this happen? It's on now. I don't necessarily know how you ever thought that. Like, what was in your mind to ever think that it was going to be something completely different? But like I said, it was, a matter of fact, what was the song when I was, I think it was called Piss Me Off. It was a song that he recently, it was like a little Lucy that he put, or was that even on that? That might have actually made that album as well. Did Piss Me Off make that album? Nope. I think it was just literally just a Lucy. So for that, like I said, the Piss Me Off song, he was literally talking about sliding for his brother. And I think, but again, like I said, I think most people didn't make a big deal about that because it's just a Chicago thing. Like, you kind of already mentally knew that was going to be the thing. But just even still, kind of going back into the what conversation that we had last week, and that's why I do love TikTok. It is, I love TikTok because you like sometimes like it's so crazy. The matter of fact that I got a Lil Durk video right now that's going viral again. Like, it already had, I believe, like 300-some thousand views. I think I'm close to like 400,000 on it now because it resurfaced. And this was off of, I was listening to, this was when Lil Durk put out like a collaboration joint, and it was a song called Mad Max, and it was featuring him and Future. And I'm just going to play me talking about that verse, because that verse was so crazy that he was, I think the line that stood out that made me sit here and say this before I play the clip was, he literally in the song sit here and said, man, I be on, you know what I'm saying? I done told Thug so much, I'm surprised the feds ain't come and pick me up. So let me play that. Turn the volume back up.
What's Durk's favorite new line? This is all fake. Listen to what I'm telling you. This is why Lil Durk by far is my favorite young rapper. And the reason, because like back in the day, you used to love like punchlines from like Cassidy and Wayne and Fab, and they just had you on the seat by like, oh, he ain't just say that. Lil Durk teeters the line of, hey, FBI, come and get me. The Durk don't have punchlines. Durk just be like, I'm going to say the most outlandish thing that may or may not send me to jail. And we knock on wood, because we don't want that to go to Durk. But all I'm asking you is, I hope you record like 100 songs a day, because you be playing a lot of games. You be stepping on that line like 1, 2, step. Lord Durk, I love Durk. I'm not gonna lie, because every time I hear one of these type of lines from Durk, I look at my phone and be like, he ain't just say this, Mo. Rewind this. Oh, he could not have just said this. Bro, Durk be bugging. I love Lil Durk.
So again, and that is just so crazy. Like I said, that was coming from the verse he had with Future on the OTF joint collaboration project, and it was a feature he had Future on there, and the name of the song was Mad Max. And like I said, listening to some of his verses and the stuff he say, it seemed just so outlandish and so crazy. It was just like, bro, you didn't really just say this in the song. And I always felt like that, and I still stand on, like, bro, that's some of the reasons why you like that person. The same reason why I like Jeezy. The first time I ever heard Jeezy, I'm like, bro, nobody can paint this great of a picture of what a trap feel and sound like. And that was before people even knew what a trap was. Like, it was just literally like like, you didn't even necessarily know what a trap was at that time. Well, you didn't call it a trap house. So I'm sure most people in maybe I can only speak for the DMV. Like, at that time, you was calling it a crack house or whatever the case may be. But listening to Jeezy, the way he just painted that picture so well, it was like, it gave you those feelings. And I feel like you kind of get the same thing from Lil Durk when you actually just talking about his music and just the way it delivers, and just it's just the way he paints the pictures. He paints the pictures just amazingly. So I kind of just make it hard for me to believe that people just you were surprised. I guess that's my biggest takeaway that I kind of got from that. Your mic on there?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I guess going back to the question is, what do you feel like as an adult? What is the thing that you are willing to crash out over?
Always family, kids, parents.
So do you agree with people thinking that you should kind of not have a level of crash out because you got money?
I don't think they said. I feel like they was more so saying, you have the money now, you have more to lose than you did before you had the money. That's how I kind of took it. It's like, damn, you got all this money and now you about to throw your life away for.
But let's be real. The sad thing is, and the crazy thing is, the times we live in, I'm sure I'm sure his numbers of his songs probably went up even more because so many people sit on YouTube all day long and trying to digest and break down music and break down lyrics. So I'm sure people have went back and listened to so many Lil Durk songs now to try to figure out, damn, when did he talk about this or when did he say this or that and the third. So I'm sure his numbers are probably going. I hope just realistically his business is right, so it's like it don't go in the name of vain. And he is. I think about once he's putting out a project. When is he supposed to be putting out this next project? It is, what's the date on this? November 22nd. So he got another project about to come out November 22nd. So I mean, like I said, me personally, it's just hard to say because I think the male ego is just different. I can't imagine, because we talk about this with sports all the time. I can't imagine every time you post, even that video I just played, because of course it's showing like some of the old comments. I mean, it's a lot of new comments too, but it was showing and people, some of his raps all capping this, that, and the third. So when you kind of look back at that and it be kind of like, you thought it was cap, and I think you just don't. And I think because so many people know so many different rappers. Oh, and a matter of fact, even just going back into the story that I was telling, I guess before I even jumped to that conversation, even because Top sent me some songs, and he sent me maybe like 6 new songs he was just working on. And I'm telling him, I'm like, bro, these songs just sound like you just did these just because you got a microphone in front of you. I don't hear this shit is not believable. And you're only rapping, and you're rapping about, and I feel like and I told him, I feel like you're rapping like this because I don't necessarily know if you scared that too many people just know you personally now. So you kind of just, you're not even making the money talk sound believable. Like, nigga, if you're going to rap, make it feel like people can be like, oh, this nigga talking crazy. He make like when I listen to a rapper, I want him. My first thing I want to hear, I don't care, man or woman, I want it to be like, ooh, they talking greasy. What did he just say? Like, I want it to be that. It can't just be like, man, I got some money today, yeah. Like, it don't sound believable. Like, you don't have no hump to it. Like, you gotta have some hump to it. And I feel like that is one of the things why people like Lil Durk more than they like G Herbo, and that's more than they like Lil Bibby. And of course, I mean, I think like realistically, if you sit here saying, yeah, Lil Durk don't got more hits than Chief Keef, but if I'm comparing careers, I probably still would rather have the Lil Durk career because it's more longevity. He got Chief Keef realistically is he living off of almost like Fetty Wap. It's just kind of just like that run he had was an amazing run, and he ushered in a sound and genre of music. So he is kind of the godfather of the drill music, but at the same time, it's like, it was like, all right, you got that one project. I mean, he didn't put out other projects, but if we talking about the one project that stand test of time is Finally Rich. That's that first Chief Keef album. Then the rest of that shit is kind of mid. So if I'm comparing that to the Lil Durk career, was a little bit more of a marathon. It was like it started off kind of slow, and he had like a song that was kind of like, all right, and then he kind of like he might have been 7 years into his career before he really peaked out, and you didn't hear a word from Chief Keef. So I do think when people kind of throw that around, with like I seen a lot of people comparing that with like, oh, Chief Keef moved the smart way. I mean, I guess. Because don't get it twisted. Yeah, you can say that. I mean, Chief Keef lost a lot of people too, though. And I think he kind of made it because sometimes it's hard to sit here and say, like, I can't make everybody sit here. I can't hold everybody's hand. So you may lose some people to overdose. You may still lose some. He still lost friends and close family members too, still to the street. So it's kind of just like, yeah, okay, he moved to California, and Lil Durk was a little bit more like accessible to the streets because he was kind of still like with the King Von, and he was still with a lot of younger dudes that was still like coming up in the Chicago scene. But me personally, just like, I don't necessarily know if I would take the Chief Keef music career over Durk. Like, he got them. Listen, I'm saying, if they was doing a battle, a 20 for 20, like the verses or whatever the case may be, yeah, them first 6 songs, Chief Keef will probably smoke Lil Durk boots. But after that first 6, nigga, Lil Durk gonna give him a long time he gonna give him a long run for his money. You got anything thinking or talking points from it, Marcus? Did you? Oh, what's that, John? Ain't? Yeah. So, I guess, like I said, I think that's pretty much all I got for the Lil Durk conversation. Oh, I did. Okay, of course, because we was sharing these things on TikTok where it was something called what was it called? It was what is it? A bubble? What was it? A bubble?
Bubble skirt.
Yeah, a bubble skirt. So it was a bubble skirt, and the bubble skirt was basically something, I guess, that I'm not gonna say it got it seemed like the discourse got popular around the homecoming season. Of course, all the HBCUs, I think this was their final week for it, and a lot of. And I see, what's so crazy? Sometimes you see stuff and you kind of don't pay it no mind or pay it no attention when you originally see it.
Favorite, I think
when you see it going, like, well, sometimes you see certain conversations floating around on social media and you kind of don't pay no attention. So I seen this originally. I seen like a girl make a video and I didn't pay no attention. And then it was just randomly, I don't know what today made me actually listen and pay attention to a lady was complaining about the bubble dresses. So I do kind of want to play a clip of these women that was talking about it. It's called the bubble
bubble
skirt.
skirt outfit thing. I don't want to see your booty hole. And when you wipe, you know, the little bottom cheeks, like when you sit on the toilet and you wipe in your little tiny booty cheeks, that part with the bubble skirt. I'm tired of seeing it. I just seen the other day a girl's whole entire booty cheeks. Like, it was so shocking. I was driving. Oh, I wasn't driving. I was in the passenger seat. Okay. And this, you know, college girl, you know, walking down the street with the little bubble skirt thing. Her whole, her booty wasn't that huge, but it was just like a regular booty, you know? And her cheeks, the bottom of the booty cheeks was out. And you could see the string, her little panty string in between. I wasn't even looking that hard. I literally was in the car and I glanced just because it was students walking. And her whole entire, like, this sounds very, very explicit, but somebody could literally just pull that off. Like, it was jarring to see, and I was really shocked. And I really say this to say, like, don't do every trend, boo. Don't do every trend. Like, that is extreme. Okay? You're naked outside. Your booty is cold. And then one time I seen this girl, she didn't have on a bubble skirt. She just had on one of them little short jean skirts. And she was sitting at a restaurant at the bench at the restaurant, booty cheeks just on the seat. The skirt was basically the same size as the bubble skirt, but it was a jean skirt. Her booty hole. No, she had no panties on. Her booty hole. She may have had on maybe a thong or something, but no panties. Her booty was just sitting on that seat. Do you know how many people be sitting on them bar seats at a restaurant? Like, a lot of people just be sitting there all day, and your booty is very close to your vaginal area.
All right, so real quick, I guess I want to get your take as a woman. What's your thoughts on the skirt? Because I did my homework real quick and so when I seen it and I seen people talking about it, I was like, all right, let me see actually what one of these skirts look like. So I seen it, and I think realistically, I think it just determines on the body type. Because I seen, of course, TikTok just showed me a bunch of skinny women with it, so it didn't look as like the way they are describing it. And of course, the skirt is extremely short. Like the skirt is like super short. Like if you got some real ass or some legs, I can understand. Yeah, the bottom of your cheeks gonna hang out, and if you got some super big thighs and quads or whatever case may be, that skirt can kind of get real, like, damn, you basically ain't got nothing on type of thing. But if you are a petite woman, when you really ain't dragging that wagon back there, the skirt, it just look cool. Like, oh, it look fashionable. And that's kind of what I seen on TikTok. So I can look at the outfit and kind of figure out, okay, yeah, if this woman was thicker, I can understand how this could be a problem. But because she's just a nice size girl, you got it on with some dunks or something, it looks sweet. It didn't look too crazy, but I can imagine if you really got some hips and you really got some cheeks, yeah, I can see where it can kind of be like, bro, you can't be wearing this outside.
I don't know which ones you saw, because the ones I seen, they weren't like real big women, but it was still like you could see their cheeks.
Maybe the girls, and maybe I seen that they was like super, like they looked like they was college students. Like they kind of looked like it was like they was just like they ain't have no ass at all. Like they was bent around and everything. I seen one girl. Now I did see one girl who did a get ready. She wouldn't even turn around, but I can tell from the front that it was like, oh, she turned around. It's gonna be a party. Like you can kind of tell, like you can tell realistically, like, okay, yeah, she turned around. Oh, it's about to go down. But she never turned around because I mean, of course, because it's TikTok, so you kind of got to really be super, you got to be super PG on TikTok. So I get why the woman didn't spin around on TikTok. So like I said, but I can tell, I understood, like listening to the way they described it. And then when you get to see a few different women wear it, I understood where, oh, this is a body type certain dress. Like if you, and I'm the only reason why I say it's a body type, certain type of dress. It depends on where you're going. So I like when listening to them complain about it with it homecoming, it's kind of like, bro, it's homecoming. Everybody here is grown. So it's like, is it really that deep? Like, I get it. Like, man, yeah, if you coming with your dude and you don't want your dude to be kind of visibly just looking at butt cheeks hanging out all the place. I mean, I guess, but it's just not like, yeah, I wouldn't recommend wearing it to the mall or wearing it out like on a date or even to a basketball game or something. You're talking about just like some outside, or even like if you're trying to get it off right now for like Halloween, then I mean, knock yourself out.
Oh, it's I mean, to each his own. I've seen them, they look cute, but they just like super duper short in the back. I think that's just how it's supposed to be. So then it's just like, what's the point of having, you might as well just walk around in your underwear because your cheeks are already out. And then to sit down on something,
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't. That's why I say I would. Me personally, I would think that you should like don't wear it to homecoming because you're not sitting down. You just outside. You just walking around. That's cool. Or if you was about to go to the club and you just I'm about to stand. I'm gonna be in a section. Cool. I just want niggas to be super thirsty. Then cool. But I don't think realistically to sit here and make it seem like
I think it just gives the wrong idea. Like it's just like you don't have to show it all to you know what I'm saying to be attractive. Like I would never let my daughters try to walk out on something like that. It's gonna be a problem because where are you going? Like, what type of attention are you looking for? Because you get the wrong attention. You're going to get the wrong attention.
All right, so I do want. Let me play this other lady real quick because and she was crazy. She was talking like she was an old head, and I feel like she only 32, so that didn't seem like no old head. But
so we really turn it into like our aunties and like the older women who just always had something to say about the way younger women dress. And I just think it's so interesting because I'm about to be 32 in a couple of months. And I'm like seeing women in my age group who are just like shaming, women, especially in their dresses like dear black women who got curvy bodies. You can't wear XYZ. You can't wear blah, blah, blah. And then you go on their page and they wearing whatever they want to wear. Stuff that I don't necessarily think would be appropriate for them to wear. But if it's what they feel good in, then that's what they want to do. If they want to have their boobs out, why are we adjusting everything to girls with big booties? Oh, you can't wear this skirt. You can't wear these shorts because it got a little bit of booty hanging out the bottom. But then you got your breast out. Who cares? Because y'all really, I'm like, I've seen like 4 or 5 HBCU outfits was out of control this year videos, and they're all addressed to black women. So you mean to tell me you went to a homecoming event? I didn't even go to the HBCU. I went to a PWI, and there were definitely men there who had their shirts off, who was drinking, who was partying, having a good old funky time. But I have yet to see one video addressed to them. If a girl got a big booty and her booty is showing at the bottom and she got a little cheekage out, whatever shorts or skirt, she knows. Y'all keep on getting on here, black girls, I'm so sorry, y'all cannot wear them bubble skirts. If they got it on, they can wear it. If they booty is showing, they know that their booty is showing. Like, are we like, it's crazy just like literally seeing y'all morph into like the older women that we used to talk about who are just really all up in our business. Like as a 32-year-old, I'm not all up in the 18s, 20, 21-year-old business of what they wearing because we had our own stuff that we was wearing that was scandalous at our time. So if the bubble skirt is what the girls is wearing, then baby, wear the bubble skirt. And when they get older, they'll either look back and be like, damn, I shouldn't have had that bubble skirt on, or, woo, that was a time. Because I'm sure you could pull up some pictures of yourself and be like, woo, a time was had. A time was had. Leave it alone.
So I get my question for you, I guess, would be is do you feel like what other outfits do you feel like kind of go hanging towards almost to the bubble skirt? Because I could almost make that same argument about the super tight leggings, like especially the Jim Jones. They got the little squishy part in between the butt cheeks where it's kind of like, or is it just because you can actually see skin?
I think it's just because you could actually see skin. Like you can see skin. You can see her butt cheeks. Like you can see it.
All right, so cool. I guess that leads up into a better. This is almost a layup, real quick. I guess where we can usher in this conversation between Angel Reese and Shaq. And of course, y'all know I've said this a million times. I thought Shaq was a nasty, horny nigga. Homegirl of mine said this because I listened. Of course, I watched the whole entire thing, and I didn't. Maybe because I'm listening, I'm not like I got it on YouTube, but I'm not actually why I'm listening to it. I'm not looking at her facial expressions. So of course, social media. I think to me personally, I feel like social media kind of made a bigger deal about Shaq's response than actually how Angel Reese probably actually looked at it. Because I listened to, him even saying that it's still the conversation probably still even went on for like another 20 minutes. It was a whole hour. Conversation. So I don't necessarily know. I definitely think the internet was more offended than she actually was, but I do think that Shaq just proved this was like how I already felt about Shaq when he jumped in Tootsie's baby mom DM when he was DMing the what was it whenever Deshaun Watson, I mean not Deshaun Watson, but Deshaun Jackson, when he told a story about Shaq, or when like I said, when it was a Home Depot girl, I felt this way, and that's why I love about podcasting and actually just saying your real feelings. I've been told you I thought Shaq was just a super old, nasty, horny nigga, and because he was Shaq, I think you people kind of look at it because of course most men put their mindset on it where it's like, shit, I will fuck Shaq because he rich, and pause, no homo. know, I don't mean that, but I think when I listen to other men try to defend Shaq, I think a lot of niggas just basically kind of same way. I think a lot of y'all showed me over the weekend with this Lil Durk thing. A lot of y'all will be pussy if you had some money. I feel like a lot of you niggas, if you had a vagina, you would be prostituting for certain shit. Because I told y'all, me and Marcus had this conversation before. I'm like, bro, Shaq is not an attractive man. Shaq is just extremely rich. So if you got your own type of bread, it's going to be a way. So trust and believe. They was dragging this shit to hell. Like I'm talking about, they took Shaq to whoa, they dragged the hell out of Shaq.
The dog, bro. Imagine you.
I'm not imagining.
Let me finish. Imagine you in the same little shirt you had on at the Wild 'N Out show, Duncan. You know how many t-shirts you gonna sell, cuz? You tripping.
Oh my
what?
God.
What?
God.
The same little shirt you had on.
Okay. All right.
Duncan,
All right.
bro.
All right.
I believe the dunk. Bro, imagine you.
So of course you seen, and I guess a lot of people were mad. I don't necessarily know if they were mad because he thought of. I think they were mad because the way this relationship is supposed to be presented. This is supposed to be like a father figure. I mean, even through, like I said, through the episode, they even kept saying that he kept reassuring. He's like, man, when I say I love you, I mean like my daughter. I love you like a daughter. But I'm not gonna lie, his wording and just, you can't say I'm gonna love somebody like your daughter and then you kind of go back and fantasize over the outfit that she had on Wild 'N Out. Because I'm gonna tell you, if you actually love somebody, I got two younger cousins. The one is 30 now, and the other one, I believe she's like 20 something now. I beat their ass in real life because I didn't like what they had on or the way they were behaving because, okay, their mom, whatever, not laying down the law, nobody else laying down the law. Oh, they're cool. I'm going to whoop your ass because nobody else is going to step into place. So that's my only thing, is no way. So I think for most men, if you got some real decency and this is the box that you actually putting her in, you should never seen that. Even when because I'm an Angel Reese basketball fan. I mean, I put Angel Reese in the box. I put Lamar Jackson, Anthony Edwards. This is the aura of you on some nigga shit when you on the court. It don't have, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I'm about to put this Angel Reese, her half ass cheek hanging out on my phone. Like, no, I'm going to put a basketball jump. So just him saying that, it's like, bro, I thought this was supposed to be like a daughter figure to you. How did you get to the point where you are sitting here saying, imagine, like, and you're talking about that Wild 'N Out shit happened almost like 3 weeks ago now. So you still got in the pitch, and she recorded this in real time. She literally recorded that last, Tuesday or Wednesday, and it came out on Thursday. So you're talking about, you had a pitch, you have been still imagining this girl in them booty shorts for 2 weeks. That to me don't sound like somebody's fucking father figure. You can't sit here and say, oh, I'm like a father figure, or this is like my daughter, and then you sit, because I know you don't fantasize about your own real daughter like that. And I think that was the part that really creeped people out, because if you, like, he literally walked her out with her mom on senior day. So it's kind of just like, bro, you can't sit here and tell people, because you never talked to Candace Parker like that. And you can, I mean, I get it, and that's why I say I kind of wanted to tie that in right with the bubble skirt conversation, because I do think realistically it's an age thing. And I kind of looked at it and I paid attention. I'm like, I can't sit here and try to police this girl and sit here and say she should put some clothes on or she can't wear what she wears. I'm like, bro, she the same age group as Lotto and Sexy Red and GloRilla and all these other girls. I can't sit here and say put some clothes on, and then I won't say that to GloRilla or Lotto, because then I feel like, damn, you kind of just telling her to put some clothes on because she's a basketball player. That's kind of like, and I think that's one of the things that kind of held the WNBA back for so many years, because niggas be looking at it like, oh, they supposed to dress like dykes and look like fucking studs and shit. I think that was the thing that turned most men off, and I think that's why so many people like Angel Reese, because she don't look like a fucking stud. So it's kind of just like you trying to make her water down her brand, and you want her to fucking look like Drew Lloyd or fucking Jacquel Jones or one of them. Like, bro, that will fuck up the WNBA ratings, and that shit will fuck up her brand. It's just like, nah, dog. I don't want to look at no fucking woman all day with fucking baggy ass clothes on, but I'm still not about to sexualize a fucking 22-year-old neither. And especially if I'm sitting here saying this is supposed to be like a daughter to me. Like, that sound crazy. So I understood why people were so upset about it, but that's why I say I kind of wanted to tie it in to, because of the conversation we were just having about the bubble skirts. Because I mean, let's be clear, them shorts that she had, her bottom of her ass cheek was hanging out. Now, did she post that on her actual page? No, she was at the event. This is somebody else. Oh, posted up on the Insta story. Oh, this is Angel Reese. She is that popular. You put her name on any search engine, this shit gonna do numbers. So of course people seen it. But that's not, if you go on her real page, it's not on her actual page. So I mean, I told y'all, I've been thought Shaq was a horny, old, nasty nigga, and he just proved it. He proved it in 4K, because you can shoot him some bail, like, oh, it's just a DM and whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? If they don't respond, it don't matter. Yeah, all right, well, he did it. And for you to watch and really judge, to be like, I guess as a woman, as a mom, how would you
But I feel like that's where the issue comes in with the bubble skirt, because you just want to go out and have a good time and wear whatever, but it's people like him that make it uncomfortable. You could tell how uncomfortable she was having that conversation with him. It's people like him in the world that make you can't just go out here and wear anything and just do what you do. Because of people like him, he's a creep.
So you did, but as a woman listening to it, you felt like
I was uncomfortable. If she's like way younger than you, and if I didn't listen to the entire thing, but you're saying like you're
just
like
off the clip,
yeah, you like my daughter, like that. Why would you tell your daughter that play basketball in them little ass shorts? Like it's like you real creepish.
Yeah, that shit sounds
She
crazy.
sounded uncomfortable. Even her like laughing or whatever, it sounded real uncomfortable for her.
And you know the crazy thing is where it's kind of like, and maybe in the moment she kind of just brushed it off, but I know one thing I know about Angel Reese: if she don't like the narrative that people even trying to paint about the people around her, she will sit here and check it. Like when niggas was playing with her coach, and she'd be like, "Yeah, what we not gonna do? We not gonna talk shit about Teaspoon. I don't care what y'all can say, whatever you want about me. You can talk about my teammates, but you ain't about to sit here and drag my coach." She didn't come out there and say that for Shaq. So maybe in real time, that's probably actually how she felt, or even her listening in the back, that may have how she felt. So she kind of was just like, "All right, well, nigga, he got to deal with it." Like I mean, and listen, be clear, through that whole episode, he kept talking about how just don't pay the internet no mind or whatever the case may be. So I mean, I guess me personally, I just thinking of because I kind of just thought about all the other girls that's in her age group, and even still seeing, like, even going back to my cousins, where it's like it's hard for me to sit here and tell somebody how to try to police how you kind of dress or present yourself, especially on social media, because I understand how you grab people's attention on social media. I understand where if it's just like shit, even if you got it, if you feel like you got a good body, man or woman, niggas want to show it off. And it's the crazy, and that's why even that clip when that lady was talking about, well, I went to a homecoming and I seen a bunch of men with no shirts on. So it's kind of still the same thing. It's like, dog, if you got a nice body, realistically, you do want to flaunt in this. That's one, like, dog, every time I see Meg, I be like, bro, I don't even know how y'all can hate on this girl. Her fucking shit is like ridiculous. And it's not so crazy. Like Meg don't got no OD six pack. It's just a flat stomach. Her body is just, that shit is just right. So you kind of just look at it and be like, I can't be mad. So you see so many people, oh, can't she get a new move? Why she always got to twerk? Because she do that shit so perfectly. Like how you watch this and say she need to get another move is kind of just like, but then again, like I don't even think Meg is even 30. I think Meg may be like, how old is Meg? I just so we can get the numbers like perfect. Like Meg Thee Stallion. How old is Meg Thee Stallion? How old is Meg? Meg is 29. So it's kind of just like, and I think Lotto like 24, GloRilla, like all of them are in their 20s. So it's kind of just like, I feel like I almost would be just feel like I would be doing a disservice if I was like, oh, because I mean, of course, let's be clear. It is a space on social media where you'll see niggas like, oh, well, she just need to put some clothes on then and this, that, and the third. And it's kind of just like that go back to the conversation we was having last week when we was talking about Big X the Plug and we was talking about Meg Thee Stallion. It's like, but we don't do that shit with men. So it's kind of just like that shit to me is not fair because you kind of look at football players like, nigga, look at a nigga like Tyreek Hill. If anytime he could take his shirt off or show his muscles and I could tie that into DJ Envy, people will realistically, they will reverse body shame you too and make you want to put on some clothes. Cause I think DJ Envy had a clip with him and his wife and they was talking about Diddy, but that wasn't like, they didn't even care about that on the Breakfast Club. They made the joke of how many people was shitting on DJ Envy arms because he had a sleeveless shirt on that showed his arms and I'm like, bro, again, you looking at it like, you don't have arms to be wearing a sleeveless shirt with showing your arms. You don't even have no arms. So it's kind of just like, I think people, if you got it, you kind of want to flaunt it. And then if you don't, it's kind of just like, all right, you don't got it. So maybe you just don't want to flaunt it. So that to me is, I guess, just hearing him say that though, to me was kind of just like, I get the dunking part, but to sit here and talk about the booty shorts thing, I was just like, bro, that just sounds crazy to me. Especially for somebody who's sitting here saying this is supposed to be like a daughter figure to you. That's just weird though. Like it's no way. But again, I've been saying this a million times when every other case when it came down to Shaq, bro, he's just horny. He's old and horny and it just prove it every time. And this time he just got to do it where people can see it and everybody can judge it. Cause I think a lot when it comes to the DMs, people just look at it like it was different. But shit, some people felt the same way when he pulled up to the Home Depot with the Home Depot girl. So it's kind of, but again, it's just because we live in a day and age where it's oh, you got money, people don't care. You got money, you can do whatever you want, and people just judge stuff differently because of the money situation. And I don't think you should. I think you should. The way you would judge somebody if they was broke, I think that's the same way you should judge somebody if they got money. And a 52-year-old man almost sexualizing a 22-year-old, bro, you somebody that's 30 years on the nose. Like you got kids literally older, same age, and younger than her. Like it's like, oh, that's nasty. I don't care what y'all say. Like it's certain shit you can see, and even if you actually thought like that, dog, keep it to yourself. Everything don't got to be said. Everything don't got to be tweeted. Everything don't got to be said on a podcast. Everything don't need a reaction or anything. If you actually even felt that way, I don't necessarily know if you always got to say it. Like, just think about like the same decency niggas was given. And let's be clear, I think some people, if you were really into hip hop, a lot of people picked and choose skipping over the Coily Ray thing. Like, a lot of niggas wouldn't sexualize her, and she was trying her hardest. Like, she was literally damn near butterball naked with just a hand over a nipple and a hand over her vagina, where it was like, hey, look at me, guys. And she was doing it every day. And I'm like, damn, bro, put some clothes on because you're taking it away from your music. So it's just like, I mean, yeah, that happens. Like I said, Shaq is a horny nigga. I don't feel like you can shoot him no bail on that one. That's just nasty work, Shaq. Like, you just this nigga crazy. Real quick, I guess just a sidebar, because I kind of honestly, I wanted to come smack in this episode and give Jalen Daniels all the praise. And Jalen Daniels, you may have fought, at least for the weekend. And if you get one over the Cowboys, you may skip Big G, Polo, Chuck Brown, whoever else in their fucking mother. There's a DC DMV living legend, because that goddamn Hail Mary, son. Oh my God, dog. Listen to him say, I was in my brain watching this game. People don't know what we're talking about. Of course, it was a kind of like
hold up. You would put him over RG3?
Right now, hell yeah.
Off of just that one play?
Yes, nigga. Because I'm gonna tell you, only reason why. Listen, you gotta think about how it panned out.
I know. I hear what you're saying. That was a hell of a play, but I'm just like,
no, I'm saying it's a hell of a play, and it was who he did it to. Because let's be clear, it's a lot in that stadium today. It was a lot of Caleb Williams friends and family. So this was almost like the Wizards don't never got nobody to do that to Kevin Durant. So this was like one of the home team kids that people actually know. People know their family members. Like, Caleb Williams is his family. He got a big family, just like Kevin Durant. So people know people in his family. Even if you don't personally know Caleb Williams, you know somebody in his family. So to do that for him, and you got to think about it, it was just like, and this is the only thing I think I like about the NFL better than any other sport when it comes to awards, because it's real live. Like, the NBA, the WNBA, everything else, they try too hard to already give out the awards. Like, we all knew that Caitlin Clark, we all knew that Victor Wembanyama was going to get Rookie of the Year. Just be clear, they try to usher in Caleb Williams, but because Caleb started off slow, Jalen Daniels, like, now you listen to any TV show, like, niggas like Jalen Daniels may get Rookie of the Year and MVP. And shit, and with the Ravens losing to the Browns now, like, who knows? It depends on how the season continues to play out, but he may be able to pull that off. Like, nigga, that was a big dog, like, nigga, for him to I was mad that they didn't go forward. And you listen, and let's be clear. I want to say this too. Troy Aikman is 100 times better than fucking Tom Brady in that booth. I don't know how much Troy Aikman getting paid, or I don't know what the money situation is.
Tony Romo.
Oh, my bad, not Troy. Yeah, Tony Romo. That's who did it today game. Yeah, Tony. My bad, Tony Romo.
Yeah, that wasn't Foxx.
Oh, yeah, okay, so Tony Romo, my bad, Tony Romo. I knew it was one of them Cowboy niggas. Tony Romo. So all I'm just sitting here saying is, dog, he do a great job, but he blew me. He was like, this ain't Madden. I would go for it if this was Madden. Because it was the 4th and inches, and I'm like, bro, why y'all kicking it? Because, dog, let's be clear, that game was supposed to be over. Dog, that Hail Mary and just the time and just who it was against. It was, because it's against Caleb Williams. Coming into that class, it was just like, nigga, Caleb Williams was supposed to be the Rookie of the Year. I don't even think you can even, after today's game, there's no way you can put them two niggas in the same conversation. Nigga, Caleb Williams went into the 4th quarter with 33 passing yards. Like, the stage is the brightest. I'm realistically, even when you can kind of even look at Jalen Daniels' mannerism, you can still tell that rib is kind of messing him up. But I'm sure niggas got into his ear and told him, like, bro, this is an important game for you. You act like the TV, this is a big TV game for us. This is a big thing for your rookie. If you can suck it up and thug it out. And he sucked it up and thugged it out. Pause, no Diddy. Like, he did his big one. I ain't gonna lie to you. That nigga, he put himself in a great conversation to be a DMV legend, dog. Like, that was some hero type of stuff. Oh my God, bro. That was a storyline that only a hero can write, dog. Like, it was over.
But you do gotta get a credit to the wide receiver for catching it, though.
I mean, yeah, of course, because he could have dropped it, and then that shit would have been no good. But nigga, for him to make that throw,
for him to make a play, yes.
No, but yeah, because you got to think about it. For him to make, you got to think, because he could have easily got sacked in the backfield. If you ain't got that leg motion back then, you couldn't run away and get away, because he got away from like 2 sacks to even sit here and step up and be able to make that pass. But that shit was like, oh, bro, and I bet on that game. I was like, oh, dog. I may even be putting a little bit more sauce on it because I bet on that game, but dog, Jalen Daniels is the real deal, dog. That nigga, I've been told y'all, I thought he was the real deal, but dog, just that.
So I mean, of course, because it was the last play in the Hail Mary, but do you think his hero outshined Winston's hero moment?
Today?
Against Baltimore.
Man, I'm gonna play I gotta play the Jameis Winston clip real quick because we talking about football real quick. Because Jameis Winston is just such a he's such a
goat when it comes to
Nigga, I said that before. I said that before this even before he even get played. I said we played when we started the season off. We played the Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston. And the crazy thing is, and listen, I'm not gonna make it like I'm not. Y'all know I'm a Lamar Jackson stan, but I asked my younger brother in the group chat. I sent it to him. I said, I'm gonna play this clip, and then I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what I asked him.
I believe. Me too. I believe. Me too. I believe. I believe. I believe. Listen, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard what the Lord got for the Cleveland Browns. Come on. Okay? We don't have to see instant gratification. We don't have to see something good happen for us. We gotta believe. Yes, sir. We gotta have that unwavering faith. Come on. I got that. Come on. All right. You got one opportunity. You got one opportunity. Yeah. Most of it, man. And I believe in my crew. Who with me? I want you to go.
So the joint he gave in the it was better than that.
Oh, see, I ain't see that one. But my only thing, when I heard that clip, I sent this to my younger brother. I said, "What you think gonna happen today?" Because me personally, I'm a person who believes in momentum, emotions. I believe all of that stuff, especially when it comes to sports. That shit matters and it plays a lot. Even if it's for people, if you're a LeBron fan, you've seen how sometimes those emotions can get the best of when he was breaking all those records. What was that, 2 seasons ago now? Like it kind of just like you see how, because Anthony Davis even made a joke about it. He was like, dog, we keep every time you break a record, nigga, we lose because the emotions be so high. So it was no way that I honestly thought that Jameis Winston was going to go into this game and he was going to wet the bed. It was nowhere in hell because I felt like the players was going to shine for him because he always give up those type of moments. And like even those speeches, people can laugh and joke about it, but it's like, bro, he different. And I'm gonna play this last little clip after they won the game.
It's a white boy from Detroit that I really admire named Eminem. He said, you only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity lasts once in a lifetime. And I know I got a quote, Eminem, he from Detroit, he right up the road, but man, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that the Lord provided me with this opportunity. I'm grateful for my teammates, my coaches, and these amazing fans. Man,
and again, like I said, to me personally, even as a Lamar Jackson fan, if you're gonna lose the game, I feel like I'm cool with him losing to Jameis Winston because I feel like Jameis Winston is one of those people who just deserve these type of moments. Because, like I said, go back to week 1, I played the same clip, and I said and told you I wouldn't want this nigga to be my backup quarterback because I know just listening to it, I'm not gonna play for the Browns. The Browns ain't my team, but every time I hear him give one of these type of emotional speeches, it just gets you to be like, damn, I wish I played in a locker room with somebody like that who gets you that hype. So again, like I said, shout outs to Jameis Winston, shout outs to Jalen Daniels, and shout outs to my main man, Kyler Murray. We're not gonna stay too much long on football, but Kyler, you done won me money back-to-back weeks. I'm one of them people now, especially during football season, is kind of like let me see who the underdog is. Again, y'all want to go to the, I don't even
Tua do.
Not Tua. Oh, Tua balled out. Nigga, let's be clear. The same thing that just happened to the to the Browns, to the Ravens against the Browns, the same thing that happened. Kyler he just had a drive and he won a game and milked the cargo.
Yeah,
Tua came.
That's why I said what happened.
Nah, Tua came out. He balled out. Come on, Cowboys.
Yeah, because that was that's first game back.
Yeah, that was his first. Yeah, that was his first game back, and he balled out. But just Kyler, Yeah, Kyler different though. I ain't gonna hold you. Him and Marvin Harrison got it to click in. He was throwing the balls to the tight end, the running back. Marvin Harrison? Yeah. And they kind of had it moving today. So like I said, it was a good game for football. I guess real quick, just why D Wade did get his statue in Miami, and of course it was going viral right now. I'm sure about most of y'all listening, you probably seen it on Monday morning because it's probably feel like every blog page has picked it up by now. Because the statue looked nothing like D Wade. Of course, it had the Miami Heat jersey on. The jersey looked official. The jersey looked crazy, but the face, it just didn't look like D Wade. And maybe because they was trying too hard on the facial expression, so it kind of threw off actually what his face looked like, but it was still just like.
From that actual picture, I think you do. You think about D Wade now. From that actual picture, when he was standing on the table, it looked like him.
Well, nigga, he said it himself. He said it himself. He said, "Who is this guy?" Hold on. Did I got the clip? Yeah,
I thought he was just talking about the statue.
What in the haberdasheries and hemoglobin is going on? Who is responsible for this? That statue was supposed to be D Wade, Dwayne Wade. Well, I look like Dwight Wade, Demetrius Wade. Who the hell is that? Man, who out here making these statues? Man, they keep dropping the ball time and time again. He looks old and angry about sandwiches. I said I wanted no onions on there. Why are his eyes small? Man, who is this person?
I thought that was a clip of him, D Wade, actually sitting here saying when he did it. And he was like, "Who is this guy?" It was a hold on, where is that? I thought, did he say it? He talked? Did he actually talk when he got his jump? I thought he did, right?
Mm-hmm.
They took it down. Yeah, they might have took it down. Yeah, they already took it down. I hate when they do that shit. But anyway, like I said, shout out to D-Wade for even getting the statue. I think everybody kind of already knew that he was going to get one. Just real quick, I guess in basketball, I'm not going to lie. The Lakers, I'm not trying to drink the Kool-Aid, dog. And I'm not lying. I'm mad last night. I just came in from work and I was like, I ain't bet nothing. And I looked at the Lakers, Joe, and I was kind of like, man, Sabonis kind of be weighing. He literally was 10-0 against Anthony Davis before last night. 10-0. He has literally beat and took AD to church 10 games in a row. I was like, nah, I ain't betting. Because the game, what was that? The first game, not the very first night, because first night was what, Monday or Tuesday? Not Tuesday, but Wednesday when it was a bunch of games, I bet and I hit, and I was like, I hit like I want to say like a 7-leg parlay. And I'm not gonna lie, shout outs to the Clippers and that goddamn wall thing they got behind the backboard. That may have literally been the greatest invention ever for a basketball team, dog. Like that, oh my God, I have never seen Kevin Durant or Devin Booker miss that many free throws in my life, dog. And I'm talking about, and you know what's so crazy? I'm talking about, I had them, like my main leg of my parlay was Ja Morant, Ja Morant to get plus 20 points, LaMelo Ball 20 points, and the Grizzlies to win and the Hornets to win. Both of them won. Both of them got over the 20. And of course, I told y'all LaMelo Ball, stop playing with my boy. He really liked that. So he had like 30. Him and Anthony Davis, both of them, then damn near have averaging 30 plus points a game. But anyway, so going into that, both of them won, and I had the Warriors versus Portland, and the Warriors, blowing the doors off of Portland. But I'm looking at the clip. The Phoenix was supposed to do the same thing. I'm glad I took the money line. I didn't take the spread because they went into overtime. And dog, there's no way in hell that Phoenix Suns team was supposed to sit here and go that close of a game with literally just James Harden and a bunch of random niggas. Like that game went into overtime, and I'm talking about, if it didn't go into overtime, nigga, Kevin Durant numbers would have looked horrible. Devin Booker, I think he only had like 16 or something like that. Like I was like, this probably may be a good NBA season right now if you kind of just looking at it. I don't necessarily believe in the Lakers 3. I know they starting off 3-0. I don't believe in it. I'm going to be very careful on the way I bet with them because I lost a lot of money last year messing with the Lakers because they'll get you on one of them type of highs. But they did start off 3-0. Like I said, shout out to LaMelo Ball. He has been hooping out his goddamn mind. He got robbed last night. He came back into the game with like 5 fouls, and he literally like 3 seconds, and he got a 6th foul. And I was like, oh, the game over now. So they did lose to the Atlanta Hawks the other night. But like I said, the NBA is back.
Last night.
You said they lost how much?
They lost to us last night.
How many he had last night?
I don't think he ain't had no 30.
Oh, yeah. Well, the first 2 games, he definitely had 34. I want to say 34 and 34. I think the 2 games, Anthony Davis right now is averaging. I think Anthony Davis might be averaging like 35. Shit, I want to say that 2. I think he had 30 something last night. But he the first person for the Lakers to do that since Kobe Bryant. Let's get into some shit. Let's get into some politics where I'm right here. Beyonce.
To be standing here on this stage as proud country Texas women supporting and celebrating the one and only Vice President Kamala Harris. A woman who's been pushing for what this country really needs right now: unity. It's impossible not to feel the energy in this room, the positivity, the community, the humanity. We are at the precipice of an incredible shift, the brink of history. I'm not here as a celebrity. I'm not here as a politician. I'm here as a mother. A mother who cares deeply about the world my children and all of our children live in. A world where we have the freedom to control our bodies. A world where we're not divided. Our past, our present, our future merge to meet us here. Imagine our daughters growing up seeing what's possible with no ceilings, no limitations. Imagine our grandmothers. Imagine what they feel right now. Those who have lived to see this historic day. Even those who are no longer physically with us. Imagine all of their sacrifice. The sacrifices made so we can witness the strength of a woman. Standing and her power. Reimagining what leadership is. For all the men and women in this room and watching around the country,
7 million people.
we need you. Your voice has power and magnitude. Your vote is one of the most valuable tools, and we need you. Your freedom is your God-given right, your human right. Everybody say Texas. Texas plays a pivotal role to change the course of our future. Texans and Houstonians from 3rd Ward, River Oaks, Sugarland, 5th Ward, A-Leaf, Memorial.
All right, so going into that, like I said, shout outs to Beyonce, and I gotta play this other dude in a second, but yeah, shout outs to Beyonce, shout outs to Obama, shout outs to Eminem. Of course, that was over the weekend where Eminem also did bring out President Barack Obama. And the crazy thing is, and if you, I don't know what city you live in right now or where you hearing my voice at, I would recommend doing your early vote. Now, by the time you hear this, I will already voted because I'm definitely going first thing Monday morning to do my early voting because I just know, like, I don't want to sit here and play myself and wait in one of those lines. And I believe all the times, I want to say, if I remember correctly, I believe it's from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. to even be able to go and early vote. I know that, especially for anywhere in the state of Maryland, I believe that's the times. If it's not 7 a.m., it's 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., but I believe it is 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So, of course, the earlier you go, or if you can go in the middle of the day, especially if you're doing early voting, just go ahead and get it out the way. Don't wait until the last minute, because I know if you wait until the last minute and you see those super long lines, most people will get frustrated and you're not going to want to wait in line. So you got a whole week to sit here and be like, let's go vote now and get it out the way. Like, don't sit here and wait until the last minute. Get your vote out the way. And just do it. Do the right thing. Sit here. I'm not telling people who to vote for, but I just feel like just do the right thing. Like, just don't play dumb. Do the right thing. And I'm not gonna lie, real quick. Even a quick little kind of shout outs to Joe Rogan and Donald Trump. Nigga, their YouTube numbers on that goddamn episode is ridiculous. I want to say the last time I looked at that. Let me see right now.
Oh, it already been out.
Yeah, it's out, nigga. That
No,
shit was like. Well, they got the clips all on Twitter, but what's Joe Rogan? How many did Joe? I just want to say how many it's at right now. That shit at like something. Yeah, 31 million, 2 days. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure. And the crazy thing is, Uncle Shay Shannon Shop, you had your nice little run. You had almost a year. It almost made it to a year that you had that YouTube jump, but it looked like at the pace that Joe Rogan and
he got what's name coming, right? He got her coming.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily know if that's going to break. I don't know if that's going to break his that Cat Williams that Trump in at the pace it is going. I'm not saying it may stop, it may slow down now. I don't necessarily know, but at the pace it's going right now, it do look realistically like.
What is the Cat Williams right now? What is that at?
Let me look. Cat Williams interview,
because I'm sure they
81 million. Oh, so it might not catch it.
I think the
81 million is crazy.
And I don't think she would say anything controversial.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Yeah, I don't necessarily know. I don't think I'm not putting that bar for her. I think for Joe Rogan, his only fighting chance to catch Shannon Sharp again for the 81 million was the Donald Trump jump. Like I said, in 3 days right now, it's at 31 million, but you still got another 50 million to go. I don't necessarily know if it's going, because like you said, it's not too many crazy sound bites from that interview to even make people want to, like, all right, if you're going to listen to the Joe Rogan and Trump Jones, you just going to go listen to it. I don't necessarily know if 50 million more people going to listen to it before the election, because realistically, you basically sit here saying he going to need 51 million people to go run and listen to it in the next 2 weeks, because I'm sure that's not an interview that people gonna say I'm gonna go back and listen to after I already go vote. Like, after you already vote, then it's kind of just like you don't even honestly really, you may not buy into, you know what I'm saying, you might not care no more. Like, a lot of that stuff is not going to move you as much. But I do want to play a clip of Charlamagne was on CNN, and that's one of the things when I kind of just I got a homegirl of mine, and I was like, and I told her, I was like, yeah, she is a heavy Joe Budden fan. I was like, that is the difference in the separation for those two. Like, I get it. Like, yeah, Joe may lean heavy in the hip hop space, but yeah, Charlamagne he playing on a whole different ball game when it comes to this type of time. Charlamagne on that. Goddamn, how the hell I missed that? Charlamagne. Damn, what the fuck? Let me play this Eminem joke.
You know, I have done a lot of rallies, so I don't usually get nervous. But I was feeling some kind of way following Eminem. Now notice my palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, vomit on my sweater already, mom's spaghetti. I'm nervous, but on the surface I look calm and ready to drop bombs, but I keep on forgetting.
Shout outs to Obama. I was just playing that real quick, trying to find where the hell is my Charlamagne clip at? What the fuck? I may gotta find this song. Why the hell I can't? Have y'all seen that jump? Real quick, while I'm just thinking about. Have y'all seen that? What's the dance? Real quick, just because of why I'm trying to find the Charlamagne jump. Have y'all seen the? What's the nigga name? Shamar? What is his name? What's the little?
It's Shamar.
That's his name, Shamar. No, that fucking dance is. I swear to God. Oh my God, bake, bitch, bake. Oh my God. Oh my God, that is the most disrespectful, wildest challenge ever on God green earth, dog. People are going to hell for. Oh my God, that challenge is hilarious, dog. Huh? You never seen. It's like the kids. I mean, it's adults doing it too, but it's like you haven't seen the. I don't. Is he from here? No, he's not from here. Rolling Ray from here, but it's a little nigga. He crippled, and I guess he crippled and he gay.
Funny mouth.
Yeah, but he on the. Remember the girl who had the feature from who she had a feature from she had a feature from Cardi B.
Okay,
and then but she basically it's a song called it's called Bake. Oh, here I got the Charlamagne Jones. It's called the Jones is called Bake, but they literally be like, what's the Jones? Bake, bitch, bake, and then they be just literally like they hit their body and then cramp up and then be like bake, bitch, or something, and they do the little dance, bend their body up, and then they'll be like clock it. I don't know. The name of the song is Clock It. That's the name of the song. The name of the song is Clock It, but this shit is so fucking funny. So I swear to God. Oh, I'm sure the song. If that song wasn't like if that girl wasn't sad, I swear to God I would play because that song is so fucking funny, and people be doing it and literally making their whole body be like you damn near like the part of the dance is making yourself look crippled. Like I'm like, bro, y'all going to hell for that.
The rhetoric of Donald Trump.
Gonna go. Apparently, Trump's going on.
So real quick, okay. So this is Charlamagne on CNN, and he's having a back and forth with Anderson Cooper. And the crazy thing is, like on Twitter, I seen some. I don't know what Charlamagne do to people, but I know Twitter is not a safe place for Charlamagne, and he always talk about it on the Breakfast Club. He hasn't been on Twitter in a long time, but I've seen so many people reposting this and like, oh my God, I can't believe that I like Charlamagne again, or oh my God, I can't believe I'm agreeing with Charlamagne. So I'm going to play this clip again. Like I said, this to me is just the separation of just like when you comparing like personalities in the media space, I kind of almost like you look at it like a basketball player, and I feel like Charlamagne is just a complete basketball player because like he can hit the three, he can dunk on you, he can play defense, he can get rebounds, he can do whatever the coach needs him to do because he can talk about hip hop, he can talk about politics, he can talk about the mental health stuff, he can talk about marriage because he's been married, he can talk about being a father, like he can talk about damn near everything, and he does it very flawless. Like I mean, of course, the only spot I'm sure realistically he may lack in a little bit if he's not really in tune to the artist. Maybe music, and of course, because I mean, you older, and that guy, to go back into the conversation I was having earlier about Lil Durk.
Is going to tape a thing with Joe Rogan. Do you think she should do that?
I think that she should keep calling Donald Trump a fascist. And I think that Americans need to keep looking at the rhetoric of Donald Trump, because I don't know why we're even thinking about electing somebody who's talking about putting people in camps. I don't know why why we want to elect somebody who's talking about mass deportation. I don't know why we're having this conversation about somebody who wants to terminate the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. Aren't we supposed to be a patriotic country? Whenever somebody like Colin Kaepernick takes a knee in this country, everybody talks about, oh, that's so unpatriotic. But a guy can say he wants to terminate the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election and nobody cares.
And
like even me bringing it up now, you brought it back to Kamala and Joe Rogan. Anderson,
yeah,
who gives a damn?
Well, I mean, I think you give damn who's elected president, and
yeah,
I'm asking
that
you,
president is a fascist. That's talking about putting people in camps. That's talking about once again terminating the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. That's talking about jailing his political opponents. Like that rhetoric doesn't scare people.
We talk about this every single. This is what
I don't think
I've been talking about this
enough.
every night.
I don't think y'all have enough conversations about it. I feel like I heard more on this network about is Kamala Harris black than I do about, Donald Trump being a fascist.
Well,
am I wrong, Angela?
Honestly, that's bullshit. I'm sorry.
Oh, I like that.
That's no,
Go
that
ahead,
is that. No, I'm not. Look, I'm a huge fan of yours. Okay, but to say that we're sitting around discussing is Kamala Harris black, like
I've seen that. I've seen those
that's
round table
definitely
discussions
on.
a lot. Now
That's
that's
true.
bullshit, Anderson. For you to say that y'all don't have those conversations.
I've never asked somebody is.
I'm not saying
Kamala
you.
Harris
I said the
Not you.
network.
He said the network. He
I
did
don't
say
think
the
anyone
network.
I don't think any anchor on this network has been going around saying, "Is she black?"
Y'all have never
It's
had
definitely. It's definitely
we have
been.
had. Look, I'm sure we have had, nutty people or people who have strongly held beliefs who I may disagree with, who somewhere on some panel have said something, but
Yeah.
I will just
But
speak
even-
up for what I do on the show. I do believe it's important to get people different viewpoints as long as they're willing to have a legitimate conversation. What I don't like are surrogates who come out and just spout talking points that they don't even believe. And those are people I tried to eliminate from having ever on the air again.
I think no network has honest conversations about Donald Trump. Nobody's had honest conversations about Donald Trump since 2016. I saw last night they were talking about, the double standard that exists between Donald Trump and the vice president. But it's always a double standard with Trump, whether it's with Hillary, whether it's, against Biden, now with Kamala. We talk about him being a threat to democracy, but we don't treat him like one.
I don't know what you've been watching, but I don't know of any Trump supporters out there or people who like him who are tuning in to me every night to try to get, to be validated in their opinions. I don't know. I don't know. I disagree.
I don't think it's about validating. What you mean, validating the Trump?
Well, you're saying that we're not, that I guess you're saying I'm not discussing all the things he is saying and doing and pointing it out.
So like I said, again, that is just to me is one of the reasons why Charlamagne is one of my favorite people, because I do think after a certain age, you should be able to be equipped enough to have in-depth conversations about whatever it is. I feel like especially adult conversations. Of course, some of the younger things, it may be a little bit harder because you are older. I guess your ear for certain things may not realistically be the same. But I do think, especially at this point in time, like where we're at right now in 2024 and how important, it don't matter who you want to go vote for, how important it is for you not to be able to stand 10 toes and have these conversations. I don't think realistically when we're talking about whoever, especially when we're in the hip hop media space, I don't realistically think you should ever compare anybody to Charlamagne. I understand that, yeah, Joe Budden is a great, listen to what I'm saying. I say it all the time. He's a great podcaster, but he ain't Charlamagne, dog. I'm sorry. I hate to tell you niggas that. He may be a little bit discredit to himself because he just doesn't pander to the nigga audience as much no more like he used to. And that may just come with just growth and just age. But I don't think realistically after that type of the campaign he been on, bro, please don't compare him to that nigga. That ain't even, them two people shouldn't even be put in the same weight class. I do want to play a dating relationship, little parenting situation. So it's a clip of this woman who
they don't give you a right to put your hands on my.
So I'm gonna play this. It's this lady. She pulled up to her son's girlfriend's house. So basically, I'm gonna play this clip, and basically it was, I guess, the father caught the daughter and her son in the bedroom together, and he kind of jacked the son up and sit here and was pressing him out. So I'm gonna play the clip with the mom, and of course, y'all know I'm going to y'all because y'all are the parents in the room.
Put your hands on my son.
Caught him in the bed with my daughter.
They don't give you a right to put your hands on my son.
He know the rules. He know the rules.
Okay, and I tell him the rules, but
they in the
when
living
it comes
room.
to my children, you do not put your hands on my child.
They don't go in the bedroom.
Understood.
They stay in the living room.
Understood. He put his hands on you, correct? Do not touch my child anymore. And I wouldn't touch your child. Don't.
I didn't hit him. I didn't hit him. I roughed him up. I threw him out. He knew the rules.
It doesn't matter. You could have spoke to him. You didn't have to touch him. You didn't have to use physical force.
So did you even know who he was? Where he was?
Put your hands on my son.
So of course, just for me personally, hearing that, and I just and I guess I'm going to just take the place of when I was younger and you to the age where you felt like you never wanted to get caught in a girl's house, especially if you in there having sex. Like, to me, I think the mom overreacted because you can't sit here and you getting mad at him for putting I remember one time it was this girl and she lived in the neighborhood. We in townhouses. So this is townhouses 2-story jumps, but and her father was coming home. I I knew that he was about to come home. I'm not sitting here. I'm telling you, he literally pulling into the fucking driveway. And guess what? It's only one way out of this motherfucker. Because if you got to go through that front door, you're gonna have to see your father. And you knew for a fact what you set yourself up for. So you know you ain't belonging here. You knew that women, girls' parents, especially their father, that he was gonna wild out on you if he caught you in the house. So guess what I did? Climbed out the fucking window and jumped out of a 2-story fucking townhouse. So she's sitting here saying, don't put your hands on my son. Like that to me goes into the I hate this era of parenting, and that is one of the reasons why I'm glad I don't have kids, because dog, she all in this nigga face like super aggressive. Like dog, he didn't like punch your son. He probably just jacked him up like Uncle Phil did fucking Jazzy Jeff and threw him out the fucking house. But if, like he said, I'm sure this is the girl boyfriend. So like he said, he know the rules when he in my house. You ain't supposed to be in the bedroom. Y'all supposed to realistically be in the living room. So now you sit here because I didn't lay down the rules. You'd have been over here multiple times, and that's why the son kind of felt he probably told his mother, but you could tell when the man right there, he kind of didn't want to snitch on the father again. Like, so he kind of like, yeah, he did, but he didn't. So, I mean, I guess I want to get y'all opinion on it as parents. What's y'all thoughts? Like,
well, I don't have boys, so
but you got girls. So even if it was reversed, do you think that okay, just screw that you don't got boys, but you got daughters? Do you feel like the dad was at the rightful catching the son in the house in the bed with his daughter?
I do, because like he said, he didn't hit him. Like you said, he probably just jacked him up. I don't feel like he did anything out of the ordinary that a father would do. I feel like any father, it's not like he beat him up. I can understand the mother's defense, but at the end of the day, your child was wrong. So like I don't think the father was wrong.
And the crazy thing is, I feel like I feel like if the mother, even if it was a verse, and if it was a mom catching a boy in there with her daughters, and you got that rapport in the son, and you allow this boy to come over your house on the regular, and y'all got some almost like mom and son type of relationship because he come over your house so much. But I can imagine a mom probably would have violated the nigga even worse and would have actually put her hands on the nigga and probably start smacking him around like, have you lost your mind? Especially if y'all have that familiarity where you already laid down some form of rules. Like if he know the rules of your house, like I feel like he kind of like you, dog. That to me goes just into the age of parenting where we live in. Like, dog, why are you so pussy that you feel like that this man should not be able to install some type of rules into your kid? And that's how it goes so far left to where we are with the kids now.
But I feel like as a parent, you always feel like nobody has a right to put their hands on your child.
But that's this age now, though. For this, I mean, this man, he look older. He looked like he grew up in an age where, nigga, it didn't have to be your actual physical parent for an adult to put their hands on you. I feel like that is the age that we live in now, where because parents don't even put their hands on their own kids. So of course you don't want nobody else to put your hands on your kids. But that, to me personally, that is one of the biggest defaults, and you can tell that most kids know that no other adult can put their hands on me because my parents don't put, and that's how kids behave.
No, you're right. Like I said, I don't feel like he was wrong.
And that kind of goes even to just the conversation, like I said, when we were talking about the Lil Durk situation. I feel like that just kind of goes into just the parenting now of just like when parents be shocked, they're like, you can't be shocked at what your kid listen to. You can't be shocked if you're not actually just paying attention to how your kid is moving. And just like even what the dad was trying to say, I bet you didn't even know where your kid was at because he here in the fucking bed with my daughter. Like, I'm not mad at him for that. I feel like he did exactly what he was supposed to. He handled it properly. Oh man, I gotta play this clip of this young lady because this is absolutely the reason why I don't date at all right now.
This is just a PSA to those that are not HIV positive. Disclosure is my choice. When I disclose and how I disclose and who I disclose to is up to me. I find it so crazy how people are telling me that I need to disclose before I go on a date, that I need to disclose before I kiss somebody. This is the craziest one. Before I even tell them my name. It's not happening. I don't think that it's my responsibility to tell someone that I'm HIV positive if they are treating me as if I'm not. Your health is your responsibility. Adopt the mindset of medical practitioners. Assume that everyone has something until they prove to you that they do not. Why are you kissing a stranger or trying to kiss a stranger that you just met? Why are you trying to have intercourse with someone raw that you just met? You don't know me from a hole in a wall. Why are you trying to put your thing inside of me without any kind of protection? Why do I have to be the one to say, hey, chill out, I'm HIV positive, instead of you asking, taking the time to know me, get to know me, let's go get tested together if you want to take the next step? Why do I have to be the one protecting you from yourself? No, baby.
All right, real quick. So just in case y'all didn't know what that woman was basically saying, and then let me just paint a picture for y'all. This lady is a 10, whatever, on the, no makeup, no nothing, beautiful light-skinned woman. I'm talking about flawless. And she literally said, hey, I got HIV, and I'm not telling you niggas, it's your responsibility to ask. If you don't ask, I don't tell. And when I heard her say that, I said, oh my God, I love that I can cut on some porn every night because nigga, that is terrifying. Because if you
do you feel she wrong for what she said?
Yes and no. Because I mean, what she said, she absolutely right. It's not my responsibility for you to move like you can catch a disease out here. Like that's not. I hear what she's saying. Now listen to, because we talked about this before. I mean, it's a girl, and she tell niggas off the rip, hey, I got this, such and such, whatever the case may be. And niggas appreciate her. Like, niggas don't clown. You don't never see nobody bashing her in the comments. People still show her love. Like, it's just regular. So, but she let niggas know off the rip. Like, if y'all start to text crazy or start lesson, she's like, hey, heads up, blah, 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 I got this. So, I think realistically, I see two sides of it. Like, you appreciate a woman for keeping it a buck early, but then she absolutely right. Like, it's not my responsibility.
Because you would look at me different. Even if I, you know what I'm saying, if I said it. So you look at me like, you know, just like what they did with Magic when Magic came out, how, oh, I'm not touching him, you know, like Karl Malone when he did all that shit. She's not wrong for saying that's not my job to disclose, you know, that information. Because how did that you come out with the bucks? Oh yeah, but I got HIV. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of, you know, that's kind of crazy.
No, I'm with you on it. It is crazy if you tell it, and then the way she even explained it, where it was like, that's not my job, dog. No, you should sit here and you should not be. And again, I know, like, if for most men, and when I'm listening to her say this, I know as a man, and of course, I'm not making it like I'm some fucking saint. Like, I ain't sit here and rush the geek and try to, like, shit, I didn't catch a 3 a.m. off the DM, I'm running to the box. So I know that's why when you hear these stories, especially now, I'll be like, damn, I'm glad I'm sitting here. I'm just a porn man. Because that shit is scary, though. Because the woman is so beautiful. I know now if it's 10 niggas in the room, 10, only maybe it's going, and the sad crazy thing is, you're going to only feel like it's only going to be one herb-ass nigga who won't even ask her. Because 10 out of 10 niggas is going to beat the brakes off of her and probably won't even wear rubber. Just depending on what type of horny nigga you are, because that's how pretty this woman is. So for her to, like she said, but I don't feel like it's my responsibility. And I do think men realistically, especially in 2024, and especially now after you keep hearing all these different stories, I feel like after you heard the Gucci third leg, John, I feel like you should kind of really be on your P's and Q's. And it's so crazy because it was a video of her, of the girl going viral. And damn, did I save that, John? I might have. It was, and niggas was and niggas was trying to shoot their shot at her. She was like, oh, you don't know who I am or whatever the case may be. Yeah, I must have did. Oh, yes, I did. Here, go right here.
You got everybody going crazy, feel me? But I feel like you did what needed to be done.
Yeah, he was steady burning bitches behind the scenes, and my was just staying silent. And I'm want to talk my shit. Thanks.
Type shit, okay.
You're not afraid to get contaminated or nothing?
Of what?
Oh, nothing. You don't know. Okay, that's good. Okay, where you from?
I'm from Cali.
You from Cali?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got social media?
I do, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You in tune to that? Like you on that a lot?
Not the last week. I've been trying to stay off of it, feel me?
That's great. Great news. Swipe right. Right's good? Yeah, you great.
All right, for sure.
So basically, for people who don't know what that is the girl who came out and snitched on Gucci third leg for having herpes. And she was on, this is how crazy people are for clout. She was doing it 20 versus 20v1. So basically, of course, y'all, if y'all have it, it's not the balloon popping show, but it is the same realm of that show. They just don't pop the balloon, but basically they like you left or right. If you go right, they accepted you. So the dude was literally on the jump. He ain't on social media, so and of course that is how social media move. A story may be hot for 24 hours, maybe if it's a big enough story, 48 hours, and then people completely forget about it. So he wasn't on social media for a week. He don't even know that this girl got herpes. But again, just going back into that story that woman sit here and said, it's not my job to tell you. It's your job to care about your own health. If you don't care about your own health and you don't sit here and say, recommend, should you get tested or ask, even that conversation never even comes up, then should you be upset if somebody give you that clap? That's on you, dog. Like, and that's why I'm not mad at her. Like, of course, it sounds harsh and it sounds like, damn, you ain't got no common courtesy, but I owe you this common courtesy.
Why don't you? Why wouldn't you? I mean, I wouldn't say maybe necessarily the first date or whatever, but if you find out it's getting serious or whatever the case may be, why would you not?
So when would you put what will be the time frame that you feel like should be put on it?
I mean, like I said, it don't have to be your first date, but like if you see, like, okay, I see, you see a future with that person, why would you not tell them?
So if a nigga asks you, so let's just sit here and say, let's just put a time frame on it. We just playing a hypothetical game, knock on wood. So if y'all been texting for like 2 weeks and now y'all starting to sex, so soon as y'all start sexting, you feel like you should come out and say something? Like if a nigga be like, hey, can I get a pic? And he's asking for like a nude.
No, I mean, 2 weeks ain't nothing.
Nigga, if I'm sending, we sexting. We starting to send nudes and we starting to send videos. Should the next conversation be like, hey, I got something, or should we just keep sending these nudes and leading it up and getting each other hot and bothered?
It should be said before you have sex, yes. Because why would it?
But that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't sit here and say like because we sexting. I wouldn't, because what if it might not go there? It might not leave. We just might be sexting. That's it. This might be just one time I was feeling all right, cool. That's fine.
So y'all basically saying you shouldn't say nothing until y'all in the bed together or about to be in the bed together?
If it's getting to that point, if you see I want to hit it off, or we about to
nigga, we sexting, we there. What you mean?
No, you could be just that's it. You just sexting. All right, cool. All right, little tease. That's it. Because that my thing is disclosing something like that really can, you know what I'm saying, like
change the way that somebody is judging you or treating.
Yeah,
but cool. But why do you want to keep misleading them too, though?
But that's my thing. I wouldn't sit here and put that out there if I don't see no future in it. So me.
But if we sending nudes, I feel like you should feel like it's going to be a future that we may end up having sex. So why not sit here and why would not tell or get a person a heads up?
Like I said, I don't think I wouldn't give it up that soon.
So you would literally wait until y'all
because that's what I'm saying. So all right, you said we were sexting. No, in fact, we haven't even been on a date yet. So that was just you sexting. You know what I'm saying? Like that was just you saying 2 weeks we started sexting. We ain't even been on a date. You haven't even seen me in person.
No, listen. Okay. So let's say we already been on a date. Let's say we already been on one date. Or 2 days. Let's move it up again. So we've been on 2 dates, and now we've been on 2 dates. It's been 2 weeks. Now after the second date, now we starting to sex. So we'd have been on 2 dates, and you still haven't told me yet.
You should.
I don't know.
You should at some point in time. You have to tell them. I understand she's saying, oh, well, it's your responsibility to get tested, be safe. But then you also have the responsibility. I want to say it's a law. You have to tell somebody.
No, for sure. I do believe it is but I don't know if it's a law in all 50 states, but it is a law that you have to, especially if you know that you have a sexual transmitted disease, you do have to give people that grace and tell them. I don't know what the, I don't know if it's in every state or I don't know if it's in every state, but it is a law in some states that you have to do that. I know for a fact, I want to say in California and New York, I'm 100% positive that's a law.
Yeah, I mean, why would you not want to? I feel like you should give them that common courtesy. Maybe not the first day, maybe not even the second day, but if y'all are still, this is a regular thing, then yeah, you would definitely have to say something. That's how people get hurt.
That's what I was saying, because the way Marcus is explaining it, he want to tell you face to face. I feel like that shit could be more dangerous. Like to me personally, that would be something that I would want to send via text.
I mean, no, we can have a face-to-face conversation, but it can't be like right when we about to have sex. It can't be, because that will get you hurt. Because why would you get me to this point and then was you really going to say something to me? Why wait till now? So that will get you hurt.
But then that's why I'm saying, like, even through the whole texting and sexing and all that. So then if I tell you that, what if I don't know? You probably about to sit here, leak my shit, or be like, oh, just don't talk to this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I get what you say. I get what you say. I get what you're saying. But that kind of comes with the territory though. Because somebody can do the same thing to you, period. If you leak the fucking nudes or whatever, or if you send somebody some news, that is the sad thing is, that is the kind of that's always the option, that somebody can leak your shit and say whatever. Like, oh, look at this little dick motherfucker. They was cheap on the bill. Like, that shit can happen at any time. Like, it can be with any argument and they can still leak your news. Like, nigga, think about how many people do that shit. The people they've been on millions of dates with, and they just have a bad breakup, and then they sit here and do that bad shit to each other. So it's kind of like, I don't never feel like that's off the table regardless when you send in news. I mean, I feel like you will hope that the people that you are talking to has some type of courtesy, especially in this day and age, especially because I don't necessarily know if nudes hit the same, especially with OnlyFans. And just real quick, while we're speaking on OnlyFans, because I did talk about that story last week, how the girl got me for $5, right? And I'm gonna tell you what's so funny about it. Just the internet is just such a wild place. Because I always thought about this sometimes, like, damn, what if I get on one of these websites and I see one of my exes? How would I feel? So I kind of still felt the same way. Like sometimes I'd be like, damn, you be lusting over some of these girls on social media. I'd be praying that I catch one of these jokes on the fucking on the website. So I seen it. The girl I literally, the crazy thing, it happened two different girls back to back. One girl I'd never paid for, but this was a girl that me, J-Bo on top, like we follow her on Instagram and we just be sharing her videos or whatever the case may be. I seen her jump and I was like, bro, this shit was so, her jump was so just like trash. I just be thinking like, dog, niggas be paying. Like, I'm gonna tell you what will piss me off. If I went out on a date and actually pursued a broad and it was just like she let the nigga hit her raw, and I'm just me. And again, this is maybe a little too much TMI, but I'm looking to see if it's gonna be some juice on this shit. Like, it's not no real splash down, ain't no macaroni down. And then she be getting niggas who trick off on her. Though I don't necessarily know how mad I would be if I had to find a fine wine and dine 5-star restaurant and you ain't got no macaroni time, dog. I'm sorry, I will be pissed. If I'm sitting here going on a $300, $400, $500 date and that shit don't come back macaroni time, I'm gonna be a sick nigga. I watched 2 different of her videos and I was like, bro, I wouldn't pay $10 for this shit. Like the nigga trying to talk her through it and make her make more noises, and this shit was just like, bro, this shit is bullshit. I would have been pissed if I would have paid to see it on the date, and I would have been pissed if I would have bought an OnlyFans. So then the other girl that I talked about last week that I spent, it was $5. Cool. It wasn't a set. It was $5. That's why I think sometimes you keep your prices low. People really don't care about the quality, and I think that's how people even care about when it comes to shopping on some of these websites. So it's a kind of the same thing. Like you wouldn't get mad if you bought something from Shein or Fashion Nova for fucking a $5 or $10 outfit. You'd be like, I only spent $10. It's not that deep. So that's how I felt. About the $5 video. So, but still knowing that this girl got more expensive videos. So I seen the other girl first, and then the next day I seen the girl that I spent the $5. I said, oh shit, these are the $20 videos. Bro, if I would have paid $20 for that shit, I might have. That would have been the shit that I would have wanted to tweet her and blast her for. Like, why are you charging people $20 for this bullshit? And let's be clear, and it may have been a nigga because she had 2 different videos. So that was just to say that was Wednesday I seen that video. On Thursday, it was another video with a different dude, which is kind of crazy. But the Thursday video was way more fire. So I was kind of like, all right, maybe it was just the other nigga. So sometimes you got to kind of give people that benefit of the doubt. But I'm like, damn, if you uploading it, do you not know what's bushed? Because I'm watching the joint on Wednesday, and I'm like, bro, this shit is trash. Like, I'm talking about, it was like literally head, then they was having sex. She wasn't making no noise. This nigga really wasn't pounding her out. And she a small petite woman. I'm like, bro, you're supposed to be wearing her ass out. But then the joint on Thursday, it was like, oh, this shit was crazy. This nigga was tonguing the bitch down. She was just super way more into it. I'm like, okay, maybe the nigga on Wednesday, she really just ain't like the nigga. She just needed some content, so she just posted the joint. But the Thursday joint, I was like, all right, cool, respect.
Can I ask you a question? Who did you really come to see there? Because it sounds like you come to see them perform instead of her perform. I mean, because if she's still in the video, I mean, you still there for her,
nigga.
Right?
But I'm judging her though. If she's not into it and she ain't making no noise, then nigga, what you talking about? Like, it's like, the fuck, this shit is like, nigga, you watch porn for the sound. If it's no sound to this shit and it's not like, what the fuck is going on?
Okay.
Like, I'm not listening, I'm not watching porn and got the shit on mute. Like, I'm trying to hear for some sound. I need sound effects from her, and I need sound.
Okay.
Yeah, like, nigga, that's the purpose of porn. What you mean? If you don't need no sound, then nigga, you might as well just look at Instagram and beat your meat. Fuck, if you don't need the sound.
Yeah, I don't need the sound. I just watch the video.
Oh, nigga, you crazy as hell. You might as well go buy a fucking magazine then.
Nah.
The fuck
I'm looking at it. I don't need to hear. So you can masturbate without looking at it, right? You saying somebody was in your ear just moaning, you can masturbate?
I might just need a little bit of both. I don't know, but that shit, like I said, she redeemed herself on Thursday. Real quick, when I say I wanted to play this other oh, that was the wrong joke. I wanted to play this other clip from these two.
Heck yeah, it's a cool black guy with a thing on his head. What the hell is that? A lampshade? Look at this guy. Oh my goodness. Wow.
And this had a
I'm
Trump
just
rally.
kidding. That's one of my buddies. He had a Halloween party last night. We had fun. We carved watermelons together. It was awesome. Right? Heck yeah, it's cool.
Hold on, no. That was the nigga. That was the black dude. I gotta play when he was talking about the Spanish people. Oh my nigga, this nigga went crazy when he.
Welcome migrants to the United States of America with open arms. And by open arms, I mean like this. It's wild. And these Latinos, they love making babies too. Just know that. They do. They do. There's no pulling out. They don't do that. They come inside, just like they did to our country. Republicans are the party with a good sense of humor. It is absolutely wild times. It really, really is. And, you know, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Okay.
I believe this is the rally at Madison Square Garden. So of course that Puerto Rico thing didn't fly with them for real because who the fuck is this? Hold on. Who's this woman? Is this Ice-T wife? What were they trying to say? It was inappropriate for her to take this picture with her daughter?
No, not really. I mean, some of them were saying it, but then it was a lot of them saying, "Damn, you look like Ice-T." You know, like I guess because he looked so much like the dad.
Oh, I think
I think too much.
is she? I thought one of their kids was off a little bit. I ain't 100% positive. I don't want to sit here. What else was going on in the world?
I just seen a tweet. Somebody should one of the lady rappers should remix the President is Black. If
oh yeah, that shit would be fire. That would be fire to do. Oh, matter of fact, okay,
well, who would you want to do it?
I'm glad you just said that. I wouldn't want Meg. I wouldn't want. It would be to me personally. I would want Meg and Lotto to do it just because I don't think. I mean, of course you could put the other girls on there just because, but I think Meg and Lotto just off of skill level. And the reason why I even said that, I'm glad you asked that question or you brought that to attention because listening to Meg put out Act 2 of her album, and of course I'm listening to it, and I don't think you can compare it to. Of course you can't compare it to GloRilla because it's not. There is no hits on it. It may be 2 hits on it. I mean, of course, if you the biggest. I mean, what was it? Bigger in Texas or whatever the name of that song is. Meg was rapping her ass off, and it was kind of still in that same vein of shit as Big X the Plug. Like when you were saying that swag where it kind of felt like, okay, this is just a good Texas album. I honestly would have been happy if she would have did the whole album in that same tone, in that same space, because it was kind of like she just really rode the beat. And I feel like even listening to this album, I don't feel like it was like no crazy hooks. It's not gonna be no super chanty songs. Probably outside of the she did a flip. What is it? But it's called Rock Steady, and she did a flip on Sierra's My Goodies, and it was her and Flo Milli. I think that may probably be the biggest song on it after the Big in Texas song. But just Meg is just she be rapping, and I'm just listening to her. I'm like, bro, I don't only realistically really want to hear her rap with Lotto. Like I want her and Lotto just to maybe give me like a 2 to 3 song just back and forth, so I can really compare who is a better just rapper. Screw who make better songs. I just want to hear them two go back and forth rapping like Wayne when Wayne and Jewels was like Wayne and Jewels, and you got them back and forth. I kind of just want to feel because that's what I get. It's like it's that just of that level of rapping. I want to hear Lotto and Meg go back and forth so I can honestly figure out who is the better rapper, because that's all I kept thinking about when I'm listening to this Meg project. I'm like, all right, ain't no hits on here, but I'm listening to the bars and rapping. Like even that bar she had on that joint, she sit here and said, what she said, betting against me to fuck up your parlay. When she said, I said, oh, Meg, you just snapped the fuck out when she said that. She said that on the, what is that, Bigger in Texas? Dog, Meg just be rapping so, like, Meg raps her ass off. And I guess real quick, I can play that clip. Go ahead, what you about to say?
Who I would say, if that will probably break the charts, if Beyonce and them join, you know what I'm saying? Like, if she did it with Lotto and Meg.
Oh, like if Beyonce did the hook?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, of course, anything with Beyonce on there is going to do numbers regardless. Because I do want to play what was this? The baby clip. The baby. Here you go.
Shit me and Meg was making before. Yeah. Come home, baby. You ain't gotta be making all that lame shit with none of these other niggas. We can come get it in. Or we cannot.
Y'all make beautiful music.
You gotta, I know how to talk that shit.
For lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Y'all like Jay-Z and Foxy Brown. I went too far?
Nah.
Sorry.
No,
that was accurate.
Do you?
Yeah, that was accurate.
Do you?
So I need to hear more Jay-Z and Foxy Brown. I need to hear more.
I'm open to it.
Yeah?
Yeah. So shout out to Meg, the type shit.
Let's just be clear. So I hate to tell you this, the baby, sir. Meg don't need you, buddy. And y'all, and guess what? I'm just going off of just pure skill ability, rap ability, going off of social media relevancy when people use the songs on social media, on TikTok, on Instagram. I'm sorry, you have missed that fucking window. And if you want to sit here, you sit here telling her, don't go. I know what you was trying to say here. You trying to throw shots at the Chinese nigga because she the Tonishi star. Let me guess, let me tell you. You have not made a hit, and you ain't made a hit in God knows how long. That shit that you thought you was about to catch with Sexy Red, you needed Meg. She don't need you. Because everybody heard that song and was like, damn, if you would have had Meg, that would have been another hit. Sorry, buddy. You try, like, I hear what you try to do, and nobody don't want to talk about how bad Drink Champs fell off, but they fell off like a bad batch of crack. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. I didn't even fucking know they still even had a show. That shit is insane, but it is what it is. We can kind of let that one go, but the baby, I'm not gonna hold you. Yeah, you need Meg. Meg don't need you, and she know that, and you know that. And that's why I like about Meg, even kind of tying it going, I could tie that into the Durk thing. Like, I like that Meg really live her raps. I like that all the niggas that bitches on social media be like, ooh, I will fuck this shit out of him. Guess what Meg really do? Meg go fuck them niggas and send them about their way. And y'all be crashing out like everybody who still crash out for free Tory Lanez and all that other goofy shit. Nobody listens to this nigga. I wish y'all stopped lying. Only people who say that shit is people in the comment section. Tory Lanez has not had a fucking song that charted on nothing in God knows how long since he's been in jail. Like, cut the fucking jokes, dog. That's why it irritates me. Stop saying free him. Go listen to that nigga's fucking music. Because we ain't gonna have to say free Durk, because niggas still gonna be listening to Durk. I'm still gonna be playing Get It Back in Blood and every fucking thing else from Lil Durk. Y'all be lying like shit in them fucking comments, acting like y'all listen to Tory Lanez. That nigga won't never see a chart. He won't see a fucking million views on YouTube or nothing. I wish y'all stopped lying. Please, like, let that shit die, dog. Let that nigga be in jail and fucking rot in fucking peace. Like, cut the fucking jokes, dog, please. Like, let's say that shit for somebody else. Oh, yeah, I wanted this Chris Rock shit. That's what I meant to say. Dun, dun. Where's Chris Rock?
Something that I've always wanted to know that's baffled the shit out of me. And both you and Eddie Murphy, I go, we know as black men how hard it is for us to make it in this hustle.
Right.
It's hard for white boys to make it.
Right.
Because of the competitive nature of the beast.
Right.
But for us, it's even harder.
Right.
So I go, how is it that Eddie Murphy is your brother? And I don't see you in no Eddie Murphy vehicles, Charlie. How is it that Chris Rock is your brother? And I don't see you in no Chris Rock shit. And now, before you answer, here's the one that fucked me up the most. The movie that Chris and Martin was in, where they played brothers.
So that fucked me up.
I'm going, not in a million fucking years do Chris Rock and Martin have the same facial features.
Yes.
Tony is his brother and look like him. How is Tony not in the fucking movie playing his brother?
I'll give you another one. They did The Longest Yard in Arizona.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Him and Sandler.
Yeah.
Joey Diaz. Joey Diaz is my man forever. Joey Diaz is my man forever. Joey Diaz said day one on the set, he walked on the set, saw all the people in the prison. My brother came on set ready to shoot. He said, hey, hold the fuck up.
Where's Tony?
Where the fuck is Tony? So you mean Tony doesn't fit in this fucking movie? I said, Joey Diaz, you my man forever.
Yeah.
You my man forever, Joey Diaz.
Explain that to me.
To try to explain. To try. I can't.
And if you're in the movie, the money stays in the family.
Listen.
Literally.
I agree. I'm going to try to explain to you guys and you. And I'm not making it, I'm not saying it's going to make sense, but my brother sometimes, and you can see it in what he does and his movements and his actions and stuff like that, like Martin in the movie, he's a businessman when it comes to his movies and TV stuff. You know what I'm saying? So Martin's bigger than me. I need to sell this movie. Tone's my brother. Yes, there will be some, hey, him and his brother in the movie. Let's go check it out. But him and Martin push the needle more. I'm only speaking on that movie in that regard. I get it. I was like, okay, I get it. The one that fucked me up. Here's the one that fucked me up. And I've never told anybody this. Only a few of two of my boys know this, and maybe, my siblings. When he did the movie Top 5. Oh, yeah. I was on tour. I came home for a week. I was at the Comedy Cellar. We hadn't seen each other in a while. And we don't talk a lot. Now since the divorce, we talk a lot more. But he was in his space where we weren't really talking a lot. And I walk in the Comedy Cellar, and he's there, and he's at the table with, Colin and all of the guys. And I'll go over to say what's up, and he goes, hey, got a movie, man. Put you in it. I did not ask for anything.
Chris will tell you, I've never, like I said before, it's on the Headliners Only. I've asked him for 5 favors my whole life. He said no every time, and I swore on everything I loved I would never ask him for anything as long as I lived. So that night, I walk in the comedy cell. He goes, yo, I got a movie. I'm putting you in it. Now I got to do my due diligence. Okay, who do I have to call? Do I have to audition? Do I have to send a tape? No, you good. You good. You good. We're shooting in New York, too. I'm like, bet. Summertime in New York. I'm going to be in New York for the summer. I'm going to be home shooting a movie with my brother for the summer. I'm beyond excited. It don't get no better than this. I'm thinking, this is another one of those things where people never know how close you are.
Right.
So it's New York. Everybody that's a stand-in, I know. Everybody that's background, I know.
Everybody.
So I'm on tour, waiting for the phone call. Tell my management, tell my agency, yo, once he calls, we're going to pause the tour and go shoot the movie. Yeah, bet, we ready. And I start getting phone calls like, hey, I'm on set. Where you at? Like, what you mean you on set? We started shooting today. Today was the first day. Oh, shit. Well, I didn't get a phone call. A week later, some chick, hey, babe, where you at? I'm doing background on this club scene. Are you here? What are you talking about? Yeah, we shooting. The top 5 is up and running. Like a month in, nigga, 2 months in, I get a fucking phone call. Yo, you at the rap party? We here.
Oh,
damn. Yo, bruh, that shit crushed me. That shit crushed me, bro.
So why didn't you
look? I've never seen the movie Top 5. I shouldn't have to call.
Yeah.
You said to your brother, I'm going to put you in a movie.
I feel it.
I should just get a phone call like, yo, tomorrow we'll be here at 2:00, we shoot. Yeah. Or, yo, give me an email, I'm going to send you the sides.
You had to be angry.
Bro, it devastated me.
Right. Here's something that
All right, so real quick for people who don't know who that was Tony Rock. That is Chris Rock's brother. And a lot of people in the comments were saying, how did you feel that way about your brother and you were still ready to put hands or square up with Will Smith off the strength of your brother? I mean, of course, I guess that's just brotherly love. Excuse me. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I do think that kind of make you look at Chris Rock kind of funny style, especially if you got real love for your family members, because it's kind of like, I get what he's saying. Like, yeah, if Martin is a bigger draw, so if I do the movie with Martin, more people gonna watch. But that don't mean you still couldn't have kind of threw your brother the alley-oop, because it's kind of just like, you got the, like, you Chris Rock, dog. Like, why not throw your brother the alley-oop? But you can kind of still argue realistically his brother may not really got to his full potential because you never threw him a proper alley-oop. And I seen a lot of people in the comment section saying the Wayans brothers would never be like that. And of course, that's because Damon Wayans and his son, I forgot what his son name, but they got the show that's on CBS now. I believe it comes on Mondays at 8:30. So it's just like you got those little moments where it's kind of just like you see other people kind of throw the proper alley-oops to their family members, where it's like certain niggas like Chris Rock is kind of like, damn, dog, you couldn't just throw your brother the oop like at least 2 or 3 times. Like, it's a difference between like, let me sit here, like if you kind of look at it like rappers, like, all right, well, look at Rick Ross, how he did threw oops to Gunplay. Well, I at least done enough songs with Gunplay where I could feel like I could sleep at night and say I gave him a proper alley-oop. Or shit with Meek Mills and O'Malley. It's kind of just like if you look at it on the music shit, or even if you look at LeBron right now, however you feel about the nepotism with LeBron and Bronny, it still doesn't matter, because guess what happened? I still did it. So it's just like for them not to do it at all, it's kind of crazy. And I guess just real quick, if you don't got nothing to say on that one, I do kind of want to go, because we kind of skipped over it when we was talking about the Lil Durk situation. But the fact that he gave his man 50 racks, it's the same dude. I'm talking about when the dude came home and he gave him 50 bands. And that, of course, that video is kind of like floating around now and it's resurfacing and people are playing that one.
Shit, you just came home not too long ago. Like, when you come home?
So I've been home a little bit over a year.
Yeah, okay.
A little bit over a year.
Yeah.
12 years flat.
12 years?
Like 12 years. Did my time. Ain't told on nobody.
Right.
Ain't no food shit on my name. Now I'm back. And I'm living a life I never thought I'd live. You know?
That's it. Yeah, but like, if you can't talk about it, like, why did you have to sit down for 12?
I went to jail for attempt.
Okay.
Attempt murder. It was more than that, but shit, that's what I did my time for.
Okay.
Attempt. You know, street shit.
Yeah. But shit, like, how did you even get linked in with just OTF period?
Man, shit. Get linked in. I already linked in. We brought together. This ain't no people I met. Nah, I knew them. Like I'm saying, this was before jail. I know Durk was rapping. We came out that loud on our lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like back then, like before y'all never even heard of that. This was shit in our parties, like personal shit.
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, that's bro. I'm saying, my whole time in jail, that stayed, bro. Like, before the money, you know what I'm saying? That was bro. Like, I remember when the money wasn't there, first I'm gonna say you 50, I got you now.
He still do that.
Gave my lawyer money and everything when I'm fighting my case.
I ain't gonna lie, Durk come through.
All that, like,
Durk come through.
that's sure. I don't give no fuck nobody say, like, I know I'm a real witness. Like,
A lot of niggas
bro,
can't say
stay
anything.
insane. Like, my whole time in jail, I was straight.
So, what's up? Like, he was one of the main motherfuckers that held you down your whole bit.
Hell yeah. A lot of the guys did, but hell yeah, he was.
I hood like that though.
Shit.
Yeah, I hood like that. No,
Yeah.
nobody can have. Everybody get taken care of.
Everybody get taken care of.
I don't gang shit, none of that shit. It's like some family shit.
Right.
Bro, just think about it, just real quick. Because the people who sit here, if you're super critical on Durk, just imagine you giving somebody 50 bands when they come home off a 12-year bid. Like you give somebody 50 racks, and this so you call this somebody your real friend, because that's something that people like, oh, why would he be talking to somebody? No, if I consider you a real friend and you wearing a wire, how do I know? Just think about, as an adult, how many reckless, go from your adult age or however you owe right now into even when you were younger, let's say 18, 19, in your 20s, how much reckless shit you have said and done around your friends. And it don't have to be to that extreme where y'all will go to jail, but just think about how much reckless drinking and driving, or I shouldn't have fucked this person, but a homegirl or a homeboy of mine know about this person that I fucked that nobody else should know that I fucked. Because you have those regular conversations around your real friends. I'm not giving just some random, like, just wait, let's listen to how he explained it. You're not giving 50 bands just to a random nigga. Because again, like I said, if you follow Durk enough, he didn't have fallouts with other niggas from his neighborhood where he offered, I'm not rocking, I ain't giving niggas just money just because you from such and such. Like, I ain't no whore. I ain't about to sit here and let niggas stall me out like that. So yeah, me giving you 50 bands, like, nigga, that means that me and you was super Gucci, and you sitting here weighing a wire on me, bro. That shit will probably break my heart. And I could just only imagine how Durk had to go through that. I do want to play this. What was it? It was a clip of that was kind of going back viral. Wallow talking to Durk.
I can name 20, 30. My homies is dead. I'm here though.
And in this video, dog, it's like literally like
this is documented.
Niggas,
you know, I got a TED talk
when they doing $1 million.
I forgave my brother's killer, and I'm saying it to say this: killed my brother. My brother died in my grandma's arms. The house that we grew up in. My brother, he ran to the house. He died in Nanny Homes when she opened the door. So I'm telling you this from real, man. If I ain't let go, I won't be right here today. I won't be here for my niece and my nephews. Me and Gil won't be doing this. Y'all won't know me. I won't be able to get y'all this game. But I had to leave. I had to let go. And when I let go, I started to grow. And I started to glow. And now I'm here today, and it was hard in the mother, man. But I can tell you one thing. Now I'm out here taking care of his daughter, paying for her to go to school, taking care of my nephew, taking care of my mama and my grandmama.
Talk to him. Sure.
Because I forgave my brother killer, but you know, I understand. I understand what y'all going through. But I love all you young in here. And I mean that. I love you, man. And I hope y'all make it out. I hope.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. And this is not no shade to Wallow. I ain't gonna lie, Wallow. You may be a jinx. Every time you had one of these moments with one of these rap niggas, you send these niggas to fucking prison, dog. From Pooh Shiesty to Young Thug to Lil Durk. I would never, I mean this, and no shade, go do an interview with some athletes, do some other shit. If I'm a rapper and I'm really walking it like I talk it, right? That video old, nigga. The video was old when he did one with Pooh Shiesty. The video was old when he did one with Young Thug. All them shits is old. I don't care. I'm not doing an interview with this nigga. And he had one of these goddamn OG moments, and then literally a couple years later or a couple months later, niggas locked up. Hey, nigga, Wallow, stay the hell away from me. I'm cool on that one, dog. I'm sorry. Like, that shit sound cool, but you just may have a little bit of bad juju on you. You had one of these moments, and then them shits go back viral months later because you sit here and was preaching a good word. Yeah, but like I said, and just real quick, just because I did see people saying sometimes they feel like this may even be calmer because a lot of Durk got to escape out of a lot of situations because, of course, like I said again, and maybe y'all not familiar with the case he caught him and King Von caught in Atlanta because they basically supposed to smoke somebody in Atlanta, but then kind of just like they could because both of them at the same time had the blonde dreads, and they was basically like whoever was hanging out the window had blonde dreads, so they couldn't sit here and say who it was because Von passed away. So kind of basically like Von took that body for Durk because Durk wasn't. I mean, Von ain't here no more. Then again, Von got to miss out on another when them 6 dudes got picked up in the FBG Duck situation. I mean, Von passed, so he kind of just because they was basically trying to say that Von put bread up for the FGB Duck situation too. So I mean, like I said, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm not mad at the whole situation, how it played out. All I can say and say, people, you can just live and learn off of it. Question: did you get a chance to watch Black Beauty? So for people, I'm not going to spoil it for nobody because I haven't finished. I don't even know how many episodes it is, but it is a new Tyler Perry series on Netflix, and it's called Black Beauty. And I ain't gonna lie to you, it's kind of fire. It is a little soap opera. It is realistically probably P-Valley on steroids. It's take place in the strip club. It got all the same. It's not as, and that's, I will give Tyler Perry some credit on that one. At least there is not no real naked body parts. So for the men, you can kind of just, you can put up with the gay scenes ain't like P-Valley. So put it like that. It's not as graphic. It's not as detailed as a P-Valley jump, but it's, I guarantee you, if you watch the first episode, probably the first 2 episodes, you'll be hooked. Like, you're not gonna be able to sit here and cut it off because it was just like, it's literally like a soap opera, but it move at a fast pace. I don't, like I said, I think it may be like 10 episodes. I'm not even 100%. How many episodes? Because I'm at episode 7. 8. It's 8? Mm-hmm. Oh, so because I'm almost to the end there. Yeah, so I'm at episode 7. And like I said, I'm not gonna do no spoilers, but like I said, it is one of those, just like it's a lot of plot twists. It's a lot of this person having sex with this person, this family member crooked to this family member. It is a real good, like, it's a junk. Like, if you watch it, I promise you, give it the first episode. You could probably say, I'm gonna say first episode, but for sure, if you watch the first 2 episodes, you definitely will be locked in and be like, damn, what's gonna happen next? Because it literally, each episode kind of just keep going to that, and that family just got a lot of drama. You just be surprised how many people who own this, who own that. Like I said, again, it's called Black Beauty. It's on Netflix. That is a Tyler Perry joint. I'm not gonna lie to Tyler Perry. You kind of got in your bag with that one. What else happened? I don't necessarily know if this is real or fake, and that's why I kind of don't know how some of these blogs pick up and run with some of these stuff. But it's alleged that Ocho Cinco and his fiance Sherelle it's supposed to be calling in the splits, because I guess Ocho Cinco took a picture with Taylor Rooks and people kept tagging her in it, like, oh, he too close, and she like, I wish y'all stopped tagging me in these pictures. Me and Ocho are no longer together. I don't necessarily know if it's true or not. I just feel like them two, like, they be too locked in. I can't even I ain't saying that it can't be true, but I don't necessarily believe it's true, because, bro, the way they be so locked in, like, this nigga can't even do an episode of Nightcap without her coming through. Like, she didn't even became a character on Nightcap, so I don't necessarily know if this is true, but it is out there, so that's why I kind of just wanted to announce it. I guess I kept, again, for going into the parenting thing, I want to play this clip of the lady talking. I guess she was on Gayle King. She was talking about how she lost her son and kind of trying to blame it on AI. I don't, like, I'm gonna play it, and I don't necessarily know how I really feel about that one, but we're gonna play it. Where's her on that? Here you go.
Talking on this particular platform, right?
I didn't know that he was talking to a very human-like AI chatbot that has the ability to emit or mimic human emotion and human sentiment, and also the ability to invoke that same sort of sentiment from conversation from my.
So, but you'd see him on his phone. You think he's talking to friends or he's playing games, correct?
I thought he was talking to friends, playing games, looking at sports, the regular things that teenagers do on their cell phones.
So, what made you become concerned?
I became concerned. I didn't know that character AI was an issue in my home because, quite frankly, I didn't understand that there was such a product, that a human-like AI chatbot. I became concerned for my son when he started to behave very differently than he did before.
Mm-hmm. What does that mean? Yeah.
He started to withdraw socially, wanting to spend most of his time in his room alone. And, you know, teenagers do that. But for me, it became particularly concerning when he stopped wanting to do things like play sports. He was playing basketball since he was 5 years old, and he played on his school's junior varsity team. He was an amazing athlete. I became concerned when we would go on vacation and he didn't want to do the things that he loved, like fishing and hiking. Those things to me, because I know my child, were particularly concerning to me.
And then after he took his life, it was revealed to you. You started looking at his phone and you saw all of these things. What did you see that was concerning to you?
The conversations that he was having with several bots, but particularly one bot that he was conducting a romantic and sexually explicit via texting or like sexting.
Yeah, because what does that mean, sexually explicit? These are words.
Correct.
True?
It's
Okay.
words. It's like you're having a sexting conversation back and forth, except it's with an AI bot. But the AI bot is very human-like. It's responding just like a person.
And he's 14.
He is 14.
So, yeah.
He's 14. So
To your knowledge, had he was even engaged in sexual activity, I would think that that would be a game changer for him as well at
correct.
14 years old.
So it makes me sad that this was my child's first experience with being in love or romance. That's saddening to me. Because every mother wants their child to come into their own in that respect.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, there's a product out there that allows children to get on there and have these romantic relationships, these sexually explicit and obscene conversations with a bot. And in a
all right, so real quick for people who didn't know or you can't really comprehend what she was saying, again, of course, rest in peace to her son. I believe her son underlived herself, and she's basically now trying to sue the AI company because she's trying to place blame on the AI. And I didn't know it got into where she was sitting here saying that her son was having basically sexting with a AI thing. And again, rest in peace to her son. And I don't mean this by no disrespect, but bro, what the fuck are we talking about right now? Like, do you know how crazy that sounds? Like, and again, y'all know I'm one of those people on it, just like, bro, we're talking about parenting, and I believe too many parents allow kids to just get allow your kid to do whatever. And it was kind of just like, I think that's just bad parenting. Like, what though? I don't want my kid to sit here and like, you ain't texting a girl jacking off. You're real live, really just sitting here fucking you phone boning. You're not even phone, but you're fucking texting with a computer getting horny, dog. Like, you're like, what are we talking about? Like, no, that shit is, and like you to kind of try to blame it or try to sue the AI company. Like, how is that their fault and not your fault as a parent? Like, how are you not sitting here saying I'm locking in with my kid and I'm really sitting here like knowing what's going on in my kid's life, and you sitting here just allowing your kid to just fondle off with a fucking robot? Like, bro, that's weird to me. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like that's more bad parenting than it is. How you blame that on the goddamn AI thing?
I don't know. Like, but I don't think she knew he was doing that till after the fact, right?
Yeah, that's basically what she's saying. She didn't know until after. I mean, of course, after he passed, and then she go through his phone and just look at the messages and whatever, and see that he was having basically sexting with a fucking robot.
But then I would blame the company if that's who you targeting, younger kids.
But how are you? I'm not. How are you? It's not. Is it a targeting or that's just what the kid was on? Like, how? I don't necessarily.
I don't know what the app was or anything. That's what I'm saying. So I can get it why you want to sue if it was targeting kids. You know, like it's one of those apps where it's like, all right, we got your little favorite character. It's like let's use Fortnite for example. Like if there's something like a Fortnite where they have their own little chat. What's the name? You got auto chat. So it's just like, all right, you know, the kids are playing this and you're using that to, you know what I'm saying? To for them to venture out or even talk to people like that. That's what I'm saying. I get it when you saying I want to sue the company. I do want to hold the responsibility for the company because it's like, all right, you know, these kids be using this and you just let you got to have some filter to it.
Why does the company have to have a filter and the parent don't have to have a filter?
I know it's still the parent fault too, but still at the company, you do the stuff that if you using this program and that's what you're using this program for, or you're allowing people to fantasize and do stuff like that.
I mean, I haven't used AI, but I'm sure that AI is just going. It's going off of you. It's just like you playing a fucking video game and you playing against the computer. Like the computer ain't trying to let me win, but if I figure out how to beat the computer, then all right, that means it's the computer. Like I don't necessarily know. Like
that's why I say that will probably I would see where you want to. You know, I'm blaming the company because it's like, all right, well then you should have somebody in there to control or even look over things to be.
How? Because then what if like how? What am I supposed to control? Like I'm supposed to control what? Did I'm not supposed to? If you sit here saying, hey, I don't know. If you say, hey, like I don't even know how would you even have a sexting conversation with a robot? So it's just like, how warm is you? How wet are you right now? Like what the fuck is the response gonna be from the computer, dog?
But okay, so let me ask you this: so that like how even on Instagram, so if you like how you use OnlyFans, so if you was actually talking to a bot and not what's name, what you want your money back?
No, because guess what? Let me tell you something. And this for people, if you are one of these niggas and you like to chat with the girls in the OnlyFans, 9 times out of 10, it's a nigga you writing back because it's a nigga who's running her page. It's a fucking manager. The same way an athlete, if you DMing these rappers or these athletes or whoever, they not most of them don't run their own social media page.
But that's what I'm saying. So if that's the company, how the company is working, that's what I'm saying. Wouldn't you want your if you was sitting here
But
saying,
it's niggas who doing it. So it's some weirdo
it is-
niggas out here and niggas be knowing that. There's men running those pages.
But I'm saying, but wouldn't you want your money?
No, I'm not. Dog, listen, if you get on OnlyFans, I guarantee if you subscribe to a girl OnlyFans right now, they have an auto message. Hey, daddy, thanks for coming. They go, no, I'm not responding to that shit. That shit is whatever that automatic message. Hey, thanks for subscribing to my page. That does nothing for me, dog.
Right,
I'm not
but
trying
you gotta
to
think about this. A 13-year-old kid, so he won't.
Yeah, so the parents should know better, dog. Listen to what I'm telling you. I think I'm gonna start making fucking lists of. I don't think some of y'all forgot how y'all parents used to parent y'all when y'all was kids. Dog, guess what my fucking mother knew when I was a kid? You knew my favorite fucking wrestler, your favorite sports players, dog. You're supposed to know this shit. Y'all are allowing too much of the fucking game and the phone to raise your fucking kid. Dog, my mother knew who my favorite wrestler was. She knew who my favorite basketball player, favorite football player. My mother never bought me a fucking Dennis Scott jersey, and I was a Penny Hardaway fan. That's basically what you're telling me. You are so fucking allowing these fucking phones and computers to raise your kid because you don't want to take time out. You want to say, shit, they quiet. Let them play their fucking game. I don't care. Let them be on their fucking phone beating his dick to a goddamn computer. Let me get the fuck out of here. Dog, be a parent, dog. You are a parent. You gave birth to this motherfucker, not that fucking computer. It's not my responsibility to raise your fucking kid. Stop trying to have your own fucking life and do whatever you want to do and raise these fucking kids, dog. That shit sound crazy, dog. Think about how in tune your parent was when you were a kid and you're sitting here telling me that your kid can get off beating his dick onto a computer. Come on.
But I think that's the question. What was it on? I can see from the aspect you might be able to sue the company because what was he on? Like if it's a video game for children, it should be no reason why the AI should turn to have a sex conversation on that.
No, it was just a regular. It was just a chat GPT or whatever. One of them AI fucking whatever it is. I don't know. I don't use AI, so I don't know how you even find an AI app or something. But I'm sure it's just like Chat GPT. You can just download. Like if you go in the App Store and be like, hey, I want Chat GPT or whatever, you can just download it.
Like I think they're both at fault. But as a company, you're supposed to have things set like for like age restriction things to be able to figure out who's using it. But it's also the parents. You know, the parents have to be more involved. But the kids now, we talk about back in the day, but the kids now have access to more things than we did back in the day.
So, but I get that, but then all that means is the parent needs to parent more. Because perfect example, even if you get on, let's just say, like if you got on Threads, because that was one of the complaints everybody was complaining about on Threads. When everybody first got on Threads, it was like all the pay, like people, no regular people wasn't responding to your shit. Everybody shit was getting like by fucking bot pages, and it was just like porn Jones. It'd be just like some random white girl just throwing her box in your thread comments, and it would never be no regular people. Everybody comments would be full of until people kept complaining, and then they changed it. But all I'm just sitting here saying is, as a parent, you have to parent your kid. To me, her explaining that story, and you sitting here saying you want to sue this company, there's no way that my kid is sitting here getting his little meat horny over a dog. I can't even imagine. It's like, Siri, talk sexy to me. Like, that shit just sounds stupid. Like, how do we even get there? Like, dog, if I'm gonna be horny, I need to see, like the same way I need to see something, I need to hear something. This little nigga is real life getting his dog. Listen, and that's so crazy. Like, I'm on Gayle King telling her that my son's first sexual interaction in the little erection was with a fucking robot.
Yeah, but then that's like no different than you sneaking out saying, "Oh, why my dad got porn?" I'm reading through his magazine. Like
I'm looking at something though.
But
dog.
if you look, but that's what I'm saying. You don't know how he might be. He might be the type. Oh, okay, I'm just talking, and then now, I think this is my girlfriend. How many people probably had fake girl? You know, shit. Remember the whatchamacallit, the little athlete from Notre Dame? They had the fake girlfriend shit. So people are meek-minded and can fall for anything like that. Yeah,
that
really don't know no better.
Yeah, that's bad parenting. I'm sorry, dog. I'm sorry. That's bad parenting.
But no, I hear what you're saying with the bad parenting, but it's a lot. Like I said, kids still do stuff behind their parents' back, regardless of how uptight on you. Shit, we use music like you already said on the pod before. How many times you use that to sneak downstairs to finish watching? You know what I'm saying? You know you're supposed to be in the bed and all that. So kids do shit.
I never done none of that as no kid though.
What? Go downstairs and watch TV
as a kid?
Yes.
Fuck no. When?
Nigga, when Raw was still on, you would still go down and finish watching it after the bedtime. What are you talking about?
I never in my life. I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
I don't know where you was at, because I know I did. So I don't know where you was in the same house. So I don't know what you.
Yeah, I don't remember no shit like that. So I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, that's to me, that's just bad fucking parenting. I'm not giving no parent no excuse for that shit, bro. It's too many.
No,
it be
yeah,
just
right,
too many fucking
even
excuses
when I
for
was
these
listening to Joe
parents.
and how they was explaining to, because that's why I said I think you can still blame the company, because if you saying they're using a character or something like that to put in front of it, that's why I feel like that would you be held accountable for if you using a character to say, oh, this is such and such, this is who you're talking to.
I mean, like I said, only reason why I disagree, the same way, even perfect example, like the same for you with your kids on a PlayStation. You got a lock where you only got the password to buy a game. They can't just randomly sit here and say, oh, who credit card on here? Let me just buy these games. No, you have to approve it. No, it's levels to parenting. And I don't care what y'all.
But I set that on it because but in the past they have bought games and I didn't, I had to put that on there because like I said, they do if you don't block that stuff, yes, they can run your bill up on there. So that happened to me plenty of times. That's why it is on there.
I ought to be whooping some ass. I'm cool. I guess real quick. In other news, it was something else I wanted to play. Yeah, I'm cool on that. Oh yeah. Matter of fact, let's go. Anthony Edwards, because we talking about parenting. So Anthony Edwards, and of course I'm still kind of give her some credit because I gave her some credit because she was the baby moms that's on the Netflix series Started 5, and of course that is the NBA's version of basically Hard Knocks, where it's Anthony Edwards, LeBron James, Jason Tatum, Domantas Sabonis, and that's it. Yeah, those. Jimmy Butler. So those 5. So real quick, I'm going to play because I guess people have started to find this girl's Instagram page and they've been trying to troll her or whatever the case may be. So I'm gonna play this clip of her defending herself.
So just put me on the front line. Big girl said I would unbaby daddy him. If I got to unbaby daddy him, I got to unbaby daddy the first one. Damn. I say this. Y'all just finding out. Further comments up, you were saying that I was hurting on the inside. You definitely look early 30s. Listen, y'all be trying to make them feel bad about if they old or not, but a lot of y'all ain't even guaranteed to 30. I gotta make sure my man don't pull up before y'all. He see me on live because he's gonna be like, why you on live telling them people your business? This fake outrage that y'all having. Oh my God. Pull your things out of your bunch. They sound more like Rashida. Damn. That's what y'all want. Y'all want me to do that. The most y'all gonna get out of me. Fuck hard body, baby. You send me a screenshot of your bank account with your name on your ID, and I'm gonna send you a screenshot of my bank account, my ID. Yeah, I'm one of God's strongest souls.
Okay, so basically her defense was she basically was sitting here defending, saying, I don't care about Anthony Edwards having, because of course, I mean, for people who living under a rock, Anthony Edwards had 3 other kids outside of her kid in the last year. So, but like, again, I mean, I get where she coming from, and I believe, I'm not 100% positive. I'm going out on a limb. I may be wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. I believe this is Chief Keef baby mom too, because I believe that's the same girl that was playing the video game. If I can remember, if I can remember rightly, and that's why she said if I got to unbaby father myself with that one, I would have to do the same one, because of course Chief Keef got a bunch of kids as well. But I get where she kind of coming from. Is like, okay, yeah, he's having kids, and I'm shooting her some bail because I get what she's saying. Like, yeah, he having kids with all these other miscellaneous bitches. Cool. One, again, he's 22 years old. The same conversation we had last week when we talking about him. We saw about Angel Reese. They're 22 years old. They're fucking millionaires and they're popular as hell. So she kind of like, yeah, but I'm on this fucking Netflix shit. Like, nigga, he didn't hide. Listen to what I'm telling you. The same way when I came on this microphone and sit here and said, dog, Jimmy Butler and Jason Tatum are single fathers. Because guess what he did? Even Jason Tatum's in a whole relationship with LMA right now, and they are engaged in having a kid. LMA ain't on that fucking Netflix, Joe. So I get where she coming from. You talking about niggas in relationships. It was Sabonis and his wife, LeBron James and Savannah, and this girl. So I get where she coming from. Like, y'all not about to make me feel some type of way. Like, this nigga's not hiding me. Yeah, he can't keep his dick in his pants, but I'm a little bit better off than the rest of these bitches. So, I mean, I'm not mad at her. I'm kind of shooting her some bail, and I'm not sitting here just making it seem like it's a money thing. I guess that kind of come with age, where it's kind of like, bro, I've been around the block, and I've been around the block with a nigga probably even popular than Anthony Edwards, was Chief Keef in Chief Keef's prime. I get what's going to happen. Eventually, a nigga's going to get tired. So, I mean, she probably playing the long game. Like, nigga, I'm on Netflix. I'm getting, y'all even know who I am and can find me right now because I was on this fucking Netflix series. So it's like, why am I gonna sit here and go cry and hide and allow a bunch of bitches who got broke ass baby fathers in my comment section, and you talking shit to me? Like, nigga, go figure out what you got going on with your broke ass baby father, because my rich ass baby father got me on fucking Netflix and wasn't hiding me, came and left the basketball game to come and get this kid delivered in whatever the case may be. So I'm kind of just gonna shoot her some bail, where it's like, I get where she coming from. And kind of, so I mean, y'all can give me y'all take on that, and then we can kind of tie this into Drea and Jalen Green.
I mean, I guess. So you feel like because he got you on a Netflix special and like you good?
I mean, yeah, kinda.
What I mean, why?
Okay, let's say worst case scenario and it don't work out. I mean, we know realistically, I can get on Basketball Wives. I can go get on anything at this point because now I got on the free Netflix series I had no business being on. So because guess this wouldn't be no conversation if I wasn't on this Netflix series. Because I've been his baby moms. That was the same. We played that clip of her fucking irritating the shit out of him sometime earlier in the year when he was trying to play the video game. So I don't. But people didn't know who she was. They just knew. And that's why I said if I remember correctly, that's Chief Keef baby mother. Because I seen like one of those little rap pages pick it up and say, "Oh, this was Chief Keef baby mother." But outside of that, nobody really would know. So I'm sure she got more popular because of the Netflix series. So people are trying to troll her and get up under her skin and make her kind of be like, I'm going to lose my position. But it's kind of like I'm solidified because realistically, if it was a split, guess what is going to happen? She could go get on one of those Basketball Wives shows because now I got a storyline.
I guess.
I'm not sitting here saying that should be the play, but I mean, it's 2024. That kind of is the play for a lot of these basketball women or any of these baby moms. Even when we talked about Tusi, what was that, 2 weeks ago when he was mad because like, damn, these bitches getting famous just by being somebody's baby mother. I mean, that's the times that we live in because that's what the blog's going to pick up.
But the question is, how long you going to remain hot?
I don't know because I mean, all else fails. Like we know what them fucking child support checks look like from a goddamn NBA player. So I mean, I don't think.
If that's what you're proud of, then more power.
Listen to what I'm saying. I get that part, but I'm not going to allow. I'm with you on that. That's not something you're supposed to be proud of. That's not something you're supposed to get a pat on the back for. But at the same time, I'm not going to let motherfuckers in my comment section that I know for a fact got worse baby fathers than I got, and you going to sit here and make me feel some type of way.
I mean, I guess you shouldn't, but I mean, are you really winning that? Yeah, he out here having babies with everybody else, but he it's a face to your name now. So now it's like, okay, now you think that's cute. Like he out here having, you know what I'm saying? He's still disrespecting you.
No, for sure. But so when people trying to compare her to Rashida, I think the only difference is it's a huge difference in the age group too. And it's a huge difference in the age gap. And then I'm gonna sound like a bird. It's a huge gap in the fucking pay gap too.
But it's the same thing. I mean, I don't know if they're together or whatever the case may be, but he's still cheating on you. He's still having outside kids and you still keep taking them back. It's no difference. Just a different age game. The check might be different, yes, but it's the same thing.
All right, cool. Like,
still sticking in there.
Cool. Like I said, I can't push back, but so much. I just wanted to give her some bill because I could see where she was kind of coming from. But then again, keeping it into the basketball players with baby moms. And matter of fact, real quick, this is so crazy and how just like again when we talk about the male ego, I forgot to talk about this when we were talking about basketball, but it kind of go better hand in hand with this one because I did have Brandon Ingram and Anthony Simons share a baby mother, and they played each other one of the first. Was that maybe the second game of the season for both teams? And of course Anthony Simons plays for the Portland Trail Blazers. Brandon Ingram plays for the New Orleans Pelicans. Game came down to a game-winning shot. Brandon Ingram got the ball in his hand. Anthony Simons is checking him. Brandon Ingram hit the game-winning shot over him. His teammates run and screaming into the zone. Yeah, tell her who better. Like. I said, bro, niggas in their ego is crazy. And I can only imagine what niggas talk about. Because why is my teammate running and sitting here talking about tell her who better? Because you hit the fucking game winning shot over your baby mom's new baby father. That to me was kind of crazy. And again, like I said, keeping it on the basketball and baby mom situation. Drea Michelle celebrated Jalen Green getting a 3-year extension off of his rookie contract. And then real quick, and I do want to give Gilbert Arenas some credit because realistically, I didn't necessarily know the numbers until I heard Gilbert Arenas and Kenya Martin break down the payout on the breakdown of that rookie class. It was, of course, we talked about Scotty Barnes a few weeks ago with him and his ex-girlfriend, and then who else was in that same draft class that recently just got an extension? I'm kind of trying to remember off the top of my head. It was Scotty Barnes and it was one more nigga. I'm drawing a blank right now. I'm drawing a blank, but anyway, it was two other players who just recently signed their rookie extension as well, and Jalen Green's was basically 120,000 shorter. He signed one for one. He signed his for 106 million, and Scotty Barnes and whoever how the fuck am I drawing this blank on this other rookie? But whoever the other rookie is that I'm drawing a blank on right now, their 5-year, it was a 5-year max for a rookie extension was for 224 million. So basically, he left damn near almost left $120 million on the table because he didn't want to play hardball with the Rockets, and I think he should have. Like, it's cool. I mean, of course, to the average working class person, that shit sounds crazy. But if we talking about just off of NBA skill level in contract, Jalen Green is 100 times better than Scotty Barnes, and I'm so mad at myself for not remembering who the other play. Oh, I know exactly how I can find out who the other player was. No, hell no, it wasn't Paulo Banchero. Hell no. Well, it wasn't him because nigga, them two niggas ain't that. Jalen Green ain't that goddamn good. He ain't in that. Where was this John at? Hold on. I know I just posted it up there. I just want to see real quick.
Jalen Green conversation. I got to talk to two different ways. I got to talk to the women that follow me, and then of course I got to talk to the dudes who already know about sports. But let's. Oh, Cade Cunningham. That's who it was. My bad. Cade Cunningham for the Detroit Pistons. So that's what I'm saying. Jalen Green is better than both of those niggas. And I think Jalen Green was just kind of scared to bet on himself. So he just rushed the process a little bit because he could have waited another year and got a better deal. And that was one of the conversations that Kenya Martin and Gilbert Arenas was kind of having, where it was like, damn, he rushed it. Like, you kind of jumped the gun too soon. Like, you could have waited out another year and probably got a bigger contract. But of course, because the contracts with the NBA are only going to continuously get bigger, so it was kind of just like, instead of you rushing and signing that 3-year for you cheated yourself, to be honest. And I think Jalen Green is way better than fucking Cade Cunningham, and he is way better than fucking Scotty Barnes, and realistically he will help carry his team into the playoffs this year, while both of them niggas will be sitting at home and not even making the playoffs. Like, they don't even have teams that people even thinking about even going to cover this season. So that's just my only thing. But again, shout outs to Jalen Green, shout outs to Drea, because of course, with the women, they like, oh, her baby daddy got that bag. I mean, he kind of left a lot of money on the table.
I wouldn't say he left a lot of money on the table. I don't think he could demand that money because he ain't won nothing. He ain't did nothing. You gotta.
Nigga, what has Cade Cunningham done? Detroit Pistons ain't even win 20 games last year.
But I'm saying, I think you have to reach those incentives to actually to qualify for the max or whatever the top pay is. That's probably all he can probably demand, because I don't think he was because you got to think about it. Cade Cunningham was rookie of the year that year. So he do have that notch. Like, you gotta meet certain criteria to get the Supermax or anything like that on a rookie deal.
Maybe I just wouldn't. Me personally, I think he could have thugged it out and probably got whatever he was looking for. This little nigga be funny.
Take you for a first date.
You said you're in accounting, finance?
Yeah, so I'm a professional.
What's your approximate salary?
You want to know how much I make?
Approximate.
Oh, wow.
Just an approximate. I know it's the internet, so you don't have to say the specifics, but like a range. Just a range.
I mean, you can probably go and Google on Glassdoor. I'm not going to reveal my finances in a public setting in this manner. It's a private matter. I'm not going to do that.
Okay. And
So you're asking me, so if it was above the number you wanted, you would have kept it. If it was below the number you wanted, you would have popped it.
if you had answered, there would have been a possibility for both, but because you refused to answer,
You wanna know how
that's
much
what
I
got
make?
your balloon pop.
So so it's a money thing. That's okay. You should have popped it.
Hey, listen to what I'm saying. That's why I told y'all the reason why that Pop the Balloon show is so important to the culture, because it's like, I understand that all of us live in our own little bubbles, and I just think that realistically it helps us go into the actual dating world. And if you don't get scared by the HIV thing or the herpes, if you don't get scared by some of those things, all you got to do is just continuously watch that that balloon popping show, because I feel like that one will kind of continuously just open your eyes. And I do want to while we in the dating realm, I do want to play this clip of Nick Cannon talking about his the reason why he kind of got insecure when it came to being married to Mariah Carey.
Going to myself with that pressure of who am I? Yeah. Because, I got married in my 20s still, you know what I mean, to the biggest star in the world. And my trajectory was here, and then hers, she's already in a different stratosphere. So, I would lay up at night thinking like, is this who I am? Am I Mariah's man?
Yeah.
Is that what my life is supposed to be? There's nothing wrong with it.
I understand it though. Like, it's like,
and I got really comfortable in it. She got islands, and I'm waking up at noon, and people bringing me steaks on a platter, and I'm like, this ain't,
You had to
this
be a
ain't the
different version
hustler.
of yourself.
Yeah,
Exactly.
this
Like
ain't the
I
kid.
can't go provide. I can't go hunt. That's who I am. I want to hunt. But
And then when you have children and the hierarchy of just your man is like, wait, I can't. I'm carrying a purse, the diaper bag, you know. I'm standing on the corner. I'm like, wait, you know, like she rocking being all the alpha that.
Well, by the way, she deserves it. By the way.
And she just, I believe she needs a dude like that.
Yeah,
I'm just not that dude, you know. And her and I never had problems.
Yeah,
never argued, never even with me struggling in this space.
Yeah.
She was like, she's so understanding and so evolved and lives in her own world. That's the thing. When someone has their own world, like you said, their own scope, their own bubble, and you got to be a participant in that. You know what I mean? Like I'm main character, and I was getting mad at myself. It was like muscle atrophy. I'm like, I had a gut. You know what I mean? I was like, it was like, I'm not being the dude that God put me on this earth to be.
All right, so for people, if you couldn't catch a drift of what Nick Cannon basically was saying, he basically felt like when he was in the marriage with Mariah Carey that she was the star, and he felt like he was getting put in the box where he was Mariah Carey's husband and he wasn't Nick Cannon anymore. And the crazy thing is, because Lo sent me this, like, man, I hope you drag this nigga. And I was like, it's hard for me to drag him because I understand what he was saying, but I do think it kind of speaks volumes on how he has completely dated down, and every baby mom he has had after Mariah Carey has been just like, damn near just the peak is a Wild 'N Out girl. Now that drop off is fucking insane, and I think Nick Cannon should probably do I mean, you're to one. I kind of give you a little bit of kudos and the credit for you being honest and even being vulnerable enough to keep it a buck and say, I couldn't, she was there and I didn't. I think you could have worked. I mean, where Nick is now, I think he has worked harder to the point where if they were to get back together, people wouldn't look at it like, oh, this is just Mariah Carey's husband. I feel like he done kind of got himself up to a different level, but it do kind of now with him saying that and then me looking at it like, okay, well, you was married to Mariah Carey, you had the twins by her, and then it was like every girl after that was just an Instagram junk or a Wild 'N Out girl. And those two girls are kind of on the same fucking playing field. It's kind of like, damn, that's kind of weak. I ain't gonna lie to you, because it's basically like you only want to be in a relationship with a woman that you kind of are the man to, and you can't. You could have roasted occasion, dog. Like that to me, it just sounds like a weak cop out. But I respect that you was honest enough with yourself to say I was getting lazy. Like you, and I'm sure it is a comfortability to that, because I mean, shit, you can kind of look at like ASAP Rocky. I'm not saying that ASAP Rocky gave up on his music career, but I mean, it is at this point ASAP Rocky is just Rihanna's fucking baby father.
Do you think it was honesty, or do you think he was just insecure? Because
I think it was both. I think two things could be true. I think you can be honest and you've been honest about your insecurity.
But he wants to say, oh, well, when it comes to the kids, it's a hierarchy. I guess you want to make your kids feel like the man is supposed to do such and such. But the life you living now, is that something that you want to teach your kids?
I'm sure you don't. But I mean, it seemed like he's so firm on it, because I mean, and the sad thing is, I mean, because your kids, the older they get, you can put, I mean, I don't even know how you're going to be able to separate all the information and the energy that you put out on all these platforms, because he's kind of doubled down on, why he has so many kids, or why he don't think about getting married again, or whatever the case may be. So it's kind of like.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's kind of a contradiction. You want to teach your kids something, you know, oh, this is what a man is supposed to do. But what else are you teaching them? Like,
I don't know.
And you could have been he could have been still Nick Cannon with Mariah Carey.
Maybe he felt, I mean, well, from what he was saying in that clip, it sounded like he kind of got too comfortable, because the lifestyle that she helped provide, it wasn't demanding for him to have 20 TV shows and to go on tour with Wild 'N Out. I think he, like, or even him just saying, like, physically he was letting himself go, where he wasn't motivated because he didn't have to, because he had Mariah Carey. I mean, I'm with you though. I agree that everything he said screams out insecurity, and it will question like, hey, why couldn't you just stay with her and still work to the capacity that you are now and become Nick Cannon that you are now, where, okay, it makes sense. Y'all make sense together. I get what he's saying. Like, I mean, of course, at that time when they did get married, it was like, all right, how the fuck did Nick Cannon get Mariah Carey?
All right. But I mean, like I said, you could have still stayed with her and still been who you are right now. And taught your kids what it is to be a father, have a father in the household. You know what I'm saying? You could have done that. So what are you teaching your kids now?
Yeah, I don't know that I guess. I mean, I hear what you're saying. I guess that would realistically be only a question that he can kind of answer. I mean, like I said, I respect the honesty, even though the honesty screams out an insecurity. And I do. My only, I guess, biggest takeaway to that is like, damn, are you over that insecurity because you haven't even, and maybe you haven't reached for a higher woman because maybe the women at a higher level wouldn't tolerate all the baby mama shit, even if it's not no drama with it. I don't necessarily know if a woman at Mariah Carey level or even the level that Nick Cannon is right now, if it will be his equal. I don't necessarily know if his equal will be okay with coming with fucking 7 or 8 kids or however many kids he got now. That may be realistically for especially a woman at that level, like where the level of Nick Cannon is right now, or that level in between or right up under where him and Mariah at. I don't necessarily know a woman that has that much going on for herself financially and just status wise would sign up to be baby moms number 7 or 8, or not even just baby moms, even want to sit here and like just want to be married or attached to all that, because that is a lot to attach your name to. And it kind of seemed like, yeah, the only girls who would be okay with attaching their name to some shit like that is, no shade, but a Wild 'N Out girl.
Yeah, because it's like a come up for them.
Yeah, and that to me, I guess, and that kind of still leans on to his insecurity, where it's like, damn, you only kind of want women who feel like they need you. You don't kind of even want your equal no more. Yeah, that do kind of. So I think that is something that he probably still needs to maybe even work on or be honest with himself about. What else is going on in the world? I feel like. Oh yeah. Oh, here we go. Right here. While we still on dating.
This bitch got the smoke on me. And is he the ex that you referred to when he was like, I made a song in college and I was scared to send it to this particular person because I didn't want to be embarrassed or whatever it was, the case may be. Is that the ex?
We dated.
But is that the ex?
And the story goes like this. I was in college. I met him in high school though. By the time I got to college, we started dating a little bit or whatever. And I felt like his career was like taking off and he had all these things and I didn't know what to do, like, or what I could give him because I was just a broke college student. And so I thought, well, he likes music. I like music. Let me make him a song. And so that's what I did. I made him 2 different songs and I put them on an iPod and I gifted it to him. I signed it back. It was real cute.
Oh,
so cute. Like,
that's cute.
I just used to be so
that's
passionate.
Very thoughtful.
For sure. And he told me he did not want to listen to it because he didn't want to shit on. He said, I don't want to join you. So I'm not listening to that shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so real quick for people who don't know who that
Did you
was.
date Lil Yachty? This bitch got the smoke on me.
All right, so for people who don't know who that was Mariah the Scientist. She was on Carisha Please. So, and 2 things real quick. I'm not going to lie to you. One, Mariah the Scientist is a beautiful girl, but I'm not going to lie to you. I don't necessarily know if I want to be behind Lil Yachty. And I mean, and I'm not sitting here saying like Young Thug is some handsome motherfucker himself, but it was just like, both of them 2 niggas is ugly. So I guess, I mean, they kind of both in the same fucking boat, but it's just like, I don't want to hear no stories about you dating Lil Yachty. I'm not going to hold you. Like, if I'm the next nigga, I don't want to come behind that story. And then it's so crazy because literally, and I mean, of course, I know she recorded this beforehand, but it was literally the same day this episode and this clip started to drop and it started to go viral. He literally was just in the courtroom with a sweater on saying, I love Mariah. So it was just like, I was just like, I don't necessarily know when I would want my fucking girlfriend to stop talking about like shit like that. Because don't tell me that you sit here and made 2 songs for a nigga and you gifting them to an iPod. Because I don't, you can't buy me some Mary Jeans or some Jordans now because that gift is fire. Let's be clear. Somebody to sit here and make 2 songs for you and they put them on an iPad and like, on an iPod or whatever. Hey, here go this, boom, boom, boom. I made these songs for you. That shit to me is tight because that's a very thoughtful gift. But you did this for Lil Yachty. That shit kind of just like, it just make it seem like this just was some money shit. Like, yeah, he was lit, he had some bread, he had some clout, and you was fucking with. Because you two, I'm gonna keep it a buck. You too pretty to fuck with either one of them ugly ass niggas. I'm not gonna hold you. But again, I understand it's a fucking America, capitalism, money rules the world, cash rules everything around me. That's Wu-Tang. I get it, but still, it's like, damn, dog. Like, this bitch is beautiful, and these 2 niggas is like, it look like you dating 2 fucking dyke bitches, like. I don't necessarily know, but I guess my question for y'all is, are y'all okay, or how would you feel if your significant other was kind of just bragging on gifts they gave to an ex? Because I know women get turned off from that shit. Like I know that women, I've bumped heads with women where it's like, oh, you did this for such and such, or you used to do this back in the day, like, or something. You used to always go out on dates. Why you don't do that no more? Why you don't trick? Why you don't buy gifts no more? So I know women, they get turned off. They don't want to hear that back in the day shit, or I used to do this. Like, nigga, if you ain't going on these vacations right now, or you ain't buying these gifts no more, don't bring that shit up.
Yeah, I don't see a point in talking about it. If you're not doing it now, then what we talking about it for? Unless it's a story, it's a story behind it. Then other than that, like, oh, I used to do this. No, okay, why are you talking about that?
So my question is, if somebody made a song, if you heard this, if you was Young Thug, or you was, just to say if you was take it out being Young Thug, but let's say if you was her next nigga that she dated after this Lil Yachty, after you heard this, what would you be looking for the next gift then? Because that's what I'm thinking. Like, what's a gift that you can top that now?
I can't think of nothing to top that. Whatever you would do will have to top that. I can't think of nothing to top that though.
Yeah, because that's just so creative and it's so thoughtful, and that took time. Like for you to make 2 different songs about me or dedicated to me, that one took time, and that actually took real thought and effort into it, instead of just like, I don't even necessarily, it's because I don't think it's no gift you can just buy me to top that realistically.
But her being an artist, I mean, I'm pretty sure that comes easily. You
you got to think about
how many songs Chris Brown said he made, and you know what I'm saying, like in his lifetime. So you just talking about somebody who's gifted and not like, that's not something, you know.
Yeah, well, one, she's not. I mean, she is a artist, but at that time she wasn't an artist. She still, I mean, because that's why he said I don't want to listen to it, because I don't want to talk bad about the song, because she wasn't an artist at that time. Like she's still very new to putting out music. I don't think her music career is older than like 3 or 4 years.
But yeah, I get it, it's career. But okay, so if that was a regular girl, would you still like, you can't get that gift, can't be up top?
No, because that shit still took time. I don't care who it was. At that time, she was a regular girl.
But I'm saying, but if so, what other level is? Because I can do something else that might be more.
Like
creative.
what? That's what I'm asking. Like, what do you feel like will be more creative than that? I'm not gonna lie to you. That set the bar extremely high. So that's why I don't necessarily know how much I would really be wanting that conversation to really continue. So, I mean, of course, like her and Carisha cool. So I mean, it makes good for good conversation, because then that make other people talk about it. It's a viral moment. I get why you're doing it on the podcast, because I mean that's what the podcast is for, is to get people talking. But still, I'm just thinking of, like, I don't know what other gift you can do for your next boo to can top this one now. Because when you tell these stories, now you to kind of set the bar at a different level. Like you can't sit here and say, "Oh, I'm gonna just go buy you an expensive gift." No, I want you to put some thought in that shit now.
If she puts you on a song, just like you said, when
you can't. But now you got to come different. You can't fuck the song now, because
but this is actually a song that's been pop. Like what you said when who was that who did it with Drake and they shouted out who was that they shouted
out? Dirk. When Dirk shouted out India Business
like
on
that. If you was on the next Drake feature or whatever and you shouted me out and said thanks to my baby, that wouldn't be bigger than that song that probably nobody ever heard.
Okay, yeah, I'm cool. That's cool. That's why I say I don't know. I didn't have an answer, but that would be if you got on a Beyonce feature and you kind of shouted me out or showed me some love, or if you did like Lil Durk did for India on the on his verse with Drake on the CLB joint. Yeah, cool. I'm with that one. That would up it. But that's what I'm just saying when that conversation goes. And let's be clear, what's she doing for Young Thug right now? Still going up in the jail every time she on a podcast. When she was on Angel Reese's, when she on this one, she's still continuously shouting out Young Thug and letting people know like I'm riding for Young Thug. She be in the courtroom. So let's be clear, holding somebody down and still showing up for court dates and all that stuff. But even that last holiday when that video "Am I Your Baby," like that, all of that stuff, her tolerating and putting up with all of that stuff, that, let's be clear, that does top the song that she made for Lil Yachty. But I'm just sitting here saying, God forbid if her and Thug ever break up, like, and you got to get in a new relationship, like niggas is kind of be like, bro, you done held it down for this one nigga and was riding through for a bid, and you done made us like you kind of like, you showed that you a certified lover girl. You set the bar very high for yourself on what people will be looking for moving on into the next relationship. I do want to play this clip because we talked about hip hop media a minute ago. So it's for me to just real quick. Before I play the clip, it is Joe Budden responding to TDE Punch. He is one of the owners and CEOs of TDE. Of course, TDE signed SZA, Kendrick Lamar, and of course, for people who may not know what I guess started up this conversation is that Kendrick Lamar did an interview for Harper's Bazaar. I believe that's like some white people magazine, but SZA did the interview, and the people, of course, a lot of people in the hip hop media space kind of felt some way. And that, you know what's so crazy? That's because y'all niggas are dick riders, and that's one of y'all problem. Y'all thought figuring like, oh yeah, we're gonna help push Kendrick Lamar to the top of the castle and kind of eliminate Drake. So because Kendrick Lamar is more quote unquote, in y'all words, he's more cultured, he's more hip hop. He gonna hold it down. And then when now y'all to help him get this big spotlight and really get to the top of the game. And he basically told y'all, suck my dick, I'm gonna do this interview with these whites. Oh shit.
Anybody say, yo, all hip hop media is trash, so this is why we moving like that. Man, please knock it off. Knock it off.
Got it.
All hip hop media is trash. It's not trash. Not at all. Kamala going to sit with fucking Shannon Sharp right now.
Yeah.
Yep. Just announced.
Wow.
But
Don't tell me that all hip hop
He's
media
not hip-hop
is
media. He's not hip-hop media.
Yes, he's hip hop media. He just won the hip hop award at the BET Hip Hop Awards. And even if he's a retired football player, he's interviewed enough rappers to be hip hop media. Enough entertainers, comedians, actresses, athletes. He is hip hop media. He may not be a hip hop podcaster, but that's my point when it comes to media. It's too many people to sit with. Sit with an athlete.
Yeah.
Word.
I feel
You
like-
can't tell me that the vice president is doing hip hop media and the former president is targeting hip hop media to reach a certain audience, but all hip hop media is trash and we're not coming to talk to you about music. Oh, please. I'm not rolling with that Punch.
I feel
Punch
like-
wouldn't say that to me. He's going to say that to y'all.
Yeah, I feel like the tweet was just kind of in response to the criticism Kendrick's facing by doing Harper's Bazaar. So it was like a really broad stroke. Like you said, there's so many different facets of hip hop media to sit with or speak to that it's just like.
And I don't
the
believe.
blanket-
I'm sorry.
No,
and I don't believe that if Kendrick never does an interview with the hip hop media, that he'll have less culture in him. I don't want to confuse that for what I'm saying. Like Kendrick is Kendrick, whether he does hip hop media or not. Hip hop media is saying it'd be nice for our greats to not overlook us for all of the white outlets.
It's all a big ecosystem. Everyone's feeds each other.
Mm-hmm.
Podcasters get shit from journalists to talk about. Podcasters get shit from music people to talk about. Music people use shit said on podcasts to fuel their rhymes.
So objectively,
it's all a big ecosystem. So if you stop feeding the ecosystem, it's not a great situation.
But objectively, if you're not Kendrick having the year that he's had, and a lot of that year is predicated on hip hop media. The year he had definitely was helped by hip hop media. Just this platform in itself helped the year that he had. So now, if you're saying it's an ecosystem,
yeah, but he helped us.
No, it was that's
It was a symbiotic, reciprocal kind of situation.
That's my point. No, I was getting there. Y'all let me rock. It's like, no, I'm playing. But that goes to your point.
Yeah,
that it's a circle. It's a dance. So now you can't say that all hip hop media is caca. Did he say all hip hop media? Or he said most.
Most.
He said most.
He didn't say all.
It's different.
He
Okay,
said most.
Because most is very different than all. But it take two to tango.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like that.
I guess my biggest takeaway from that and my only rebuttal to that would be is I think one of the sad things. I mean, I'm not gonna say sad because these people are older, especially if you're talking about the whole Joe Budden cast. You're talking about Elliott Wilson. You talking about and again, I'm just going, especially even off of how people's response to the Lil Durk thing. I think some of these older people, because I'm not mad at them for kind of they milk the Kendrick Lamar and Drake shit more than anybody. Whereas somebody like the younger people, like the Trap Rosses and the shit, even Adam 22 and academics, whoever, I feel like a lot of those people who are a little bit more tapped into the younger space, it's easier to get interviews and it's easier to kind of continuously feed the hip hop space. Even in the hip hop media space, it's kind of you're not making love to these older super legacy big acts where they feel like I can go just run to a white outlet, where I feel like if you kind of, and I do think one thing I guess hip hop people do a bad job at is kind of only looking for just the super big media talking heads, because it's like you're only gonna find the good or the bad, and it's just like even for somebody like Meg, it's like, all right, well, cool. Joe Budden always kicking your back in, but it's somebody where it's like, Shaka, you even use somebody like myself, like I'm always bigging you up. So for somebody even like Meg, it's like if you sit here and go figure out the people who are championing you, even if their platform is smaller, you give them an alley-oop, you can kind of help big them up. Where it's just like people do it in basketball all the time. Shit, look at fucking Jaylen Brown and Stephen A. Smith just sat down and did an interview together. And I believe I got that clip. I'll play that one because they was talking about just the Nike situation. And Jaylen Brown was basically sitting here saying he don't want to sit there and have to go he don't want to get a job he don't want to have to sit here and sell his soul to Nike just to basically to be able to play in and I'll play the clip after I finish with this one. But I do think realistically, I think just people have to do a better job at it. I think the hip hop artists have to do a better job at finding different outlets to sit here and build up. And I think the platforms have to figure out newer artists and not sit here and just like, hey, only let me talk about fucking Kendrick and fucking Drake, because that should get old. And to me, I even feel like when you're listening and you're looking for those spaces, it kind of just shows me like, oh, y'all still talking about this shit and all these other new niggas didn't drop. Like that kind of just seemed like it's like it's old to me. It kind of dates how old you are and how much you're not really in tune to how much is still going on in the hip hop space. And why we even speaking on that, because a Friday release to me that kind of had my ears more locked than even Meg's drop was Honcho. Honcho dropped the new project, and I'm not gonna lie, Honcho is not one of those people that make a bunch of songs like for my gym playlist. It's just like one of those jumps where you can literally just download it and just kind of let it play. So I may listen to Honcho a little bit more in the sauna or on my way to the gym or after I'm leaving the gym or even after I'm leaving here. I feel like he kind of make more riding music, but he be really talking that shit. And even on that project, on this new project, you can kind of hear him talking, to himself, where he's kind of just sitting here saying, like, I kind of like when I was talking that street shit, I was stagnant at a place in my career. But when I really tapped in for the girls and kind of even going back into the conversation we done had before on here, or even the people that sing go viral, Skilla Baby, when Skilla Baby talking about making songs for the girls because the women kind of elevated his music career to a different level. So you hear him talk about that a lot on different songs on that project. And let me real quick. One of my favorite songs is probably just off the rip, the very first song on the project is Thank God Not Lying. He had a joint called Worth It with Friday. He got a joint in there called In the Morning with Ty Dolla $ign. And also he got a joint, and I like the fact that him and Rollo Rodriguez did a song together, because I think I talked about this maybe a couple months ago, because Rollo had a verse where he was sitting here saying people say I sound like Honcho or he stole my style. I like that they didn't allow the internet to kind of make them two start beefing with each other or really dissing each other, and they end up doing a song with each other. I like that. And then he had a joint on there called Made Man with Polo G. That was right after that one. I like that one also. And then I like that he even had Wallow talking through the project. He got a song called Rookie of the Year, but it's a good listen. It's a good joint. And I like Lil Durk, again, because we've been talking about Lil Durk all episode. He got a feature from Lil Durk on there called Hot Boy. And only thing I would critique that song is when it got to Lil Durk part, I like the way he finessed the saying Hot Boy instead of saying he like, I like the way he did that. If I was Honcho, if I was somebody in the studio with him, I would have told him to take that Lil Durk, that little part that Lil Durk did in his verse, and I would have made that the hook, because I really don't like the way that Honcho did the hook on that song. That to me, that would be my only critique on that joint. But it's a good album. It is 22 songs in it. I didn't make it all the way through 22 because I kind of kept going back and forth to the songs that I really like, but the ones that I really like them a lot. And I just think that Honcho got one of them same, but like I said, if you like Rollo Rodriguez or you like those people who kind of more reality raps, but it's kind of like cater to the everyday person. It's not like you ain't got to be super rich, or you ain't got to be in a real like loving relationship or nothing too toxic. It's more just like in the middle. I feel like he's one of them people who kind of do that, like keep it right there, firm in the middle. So like I said, I don't disagree with Joe's take on the hip hop media space, but I do just think two things. I think artists got to figure out doing better jobs at figuring out who really speaks highly of them, like on some fan shit, to kind of help build a rapport with them. And I even think even with the WNBA, I'm sure after the Shaq shit with Angel Reese, it may be a lot harder. So I kind of see why a lot of them women don't really engage with the males who big them up, because they probably in the back of their mind feel like a lot of them niggas is just as creepy. But I do think the same way you kind of got to figure out how can I filter through that, because I do think those voices kind of help elevate your space, elevate you in that space. So I do feel like that kind of goes with any of the media spaces. But I do want to play this clip of Jaylen Brown and Stephen A. Smith.
In 2028, if I have to sign to Nike to increase my likelihood to play USA basketball, I'll pass.
Why?
One, I think that I think the essence, like you see it in our grassroots. Kids, instead of enjoying the essence of basketball, are like forced to pick a side.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at our global game in Europe is closing the gap.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that we should focus more on our development of our youth and grassroots. And I think sports, I think shoe companies should have less control over the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, and I was one of those kids. You know, I was a top player, number one. Actually, you came to one of my high school games.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah.
I was a top player in high school, and and it was so much to deal with, Nike, Adidas, like going to an Adidas school, going to a Nike school. And the kids should just be focusing on development. And I think this has a direct correlation to what we see at the highest level, even in Olympic play. Like, politics is not synonymous with basketball. As my role as the vice president, I sit in these conversations with now who is Andre, who's our executive director.
Andre Iguodala.
And Adam Silver, who is the commissioner for the NBA, who goes back and forth about what we need and what's best for our game. So I know what corporate sponsors, what their what their pedigree is like. I know what the relationship is like. I know how those conversations go on. Anybody who thinks sports, politics are not cohesive,
they operate in sync with one another. Absolutely.
You lying to yourself. So I'll say it again, because I know it'll be a quote in 2028. If I have to sign the Nike to increase my likelihood of playing USA basketball, I'll pass.
Why do you mention Nike?
Because they're the lead sponsor for the USA basketball team.
But I'm also asking you that question is because you were once with Nike, correct?
No.
You were never with Nike?
No, Adidas.
Okay, you were with Adidas, all right. And people thought you should go with Nike, and that was not something that ended up working out. What happened with that?
I mean, no need to get into I don't have a problem with the industry. I do. I'm lying. I do.
Okay, I was going to say, go ahead, Jay.
I do.
All right, go ahead.
I think the industry definitely needs some new energy, some new creativity, and some new options. I think the way, the shoe companies go about issuing deals and illustrating people's value in terms of IP, in terms of creative control, in terms of like how involved you are in the process, I think it needs to change. I listen to the voices of our older generation. I know players that I can name, superstars.
All right, so real quick, because I mean, it is, and y'all know I'm not a fan of the slow talking stuff, but shout outs to Jaylen Brown, shout outs to Stephen A. Smith, and basically, a long story short, basically was his thing was, and if you don't remember, we did talk about Jaylen Brown did put out his own shoe, and he's been playing, what they 3 games into the season, and he's been playing it. The shoe's been holding up well. He haven't had one of those, not Lonzo Ball, Lonzo Ball type of situation. So the shoe been rocking, he been wearing them. I forgot what the release date was, but he basically was sitting here saying, shouldn't have to sign to Nike to be able to represent my country in 2028. And he was basically saying, if that's the only way I'm going to be able to play on that Olympic team, I won't be playing on that Olympic team, because that shouldn't be the reason where I have to play. Especially, if you win another championship, or because I think when he finals MVP, he was a conference finals MVP. He kind of got his resume looking official that he realistically felt like he got blackballed, because there were 3 Boston Celtics players on that team, and one, of course, Jason Tatum deserved to be on it. Jason Tatum didn't get as much playing time as Drew Holiday and as Derek White. So I get where he's coming from, and he kind of see it, but I even appreciate them having to sit down, because during the playoffs they had a little back and forth, and that's why he wore the shirt. And I believe Stephen A. ended up, before the episode was over, I believe Stephen A. also put on the shirt, because I know when they took the picture together, it basically both of them had the t-shirt on, and it said cite your sources, and that was like the little conversation and the back and forth that they had on Twitter during the playoffs, when Stephen A. was like, basically people don't kind of really want to get back Jaylen Brown, because he's hard to work with. Not necessarily hard to work with, because he's smart. He is a very intellectual, very smart black man, and he kind of is not one of them niggas who going to allow people to kind of just run over him, especially after he done got that $330 million deal. He really don't need the extra money from nowhere else. So again, shout out to Jaylen Brown, shout out to Stephen A. Smith for them being men and sitting down and having those conversations. And I meant to play this. Of course, y'all know I'm always going to have my Angel Reese moment to stand out. I should have played this right after.
Want to find it? Go find it. Angel Reese posted that there is a green box somewhere in the city of Chicago. So we're out here. We're going to find it. Go find it. I see a green box. We're coming for you. Run, faster, faster. Okay, what do we think's in here? What do you think's in there?
Money. It's green. It's got to be money in there.
Let's hope so. I'm planning a wedding. What is it?
Cash App.
We just got to yell for standing in the street, which makes sense. What is happening? Okay, this is so fun. Oh man, I'm scared. Okay, here we go. Yay! I just want a jersey. This is Angel Reese's jersey actually played in by her. Can we go 2 for 2? Let's hope so. It's okay. Well, we can't all be winners, can we?
Again, so of course, for people who don't know what that was a clip of Angel Reese has done a deal with Cash App, and it is a Angel box, basically a green Cash App box, where it was in its place in, I don't know where it was. It looked like it was downtown Chicago. I ain't gonna say it looked like, I'm 100% positive this is Chicago, so the only safest place you can actually put a goddamn Cash App box would be downtown Chicago. So they put the green box in the middle of Chicago, and the line was wrapped around the corner, and basically it gave you you play the game. It was almost like, literally like a game. So you play like one of the little slot machines, and you play whatever the case may be. You could either win a jersey, a PlayStation, and it print out the receipt. So of course, so people won't get robbed and shit right there when they win whatever you can win some cash, a jersey, some sneakers, a PlayStation, with some other stuff that you could also win. So that was just one of the things that kind of before. The Shaq thing, that kind of watered down and took away from that, her having that deal with Cash App. So shout outs to Angel Reese for that one. It's a rumor going around. I don't necessarily know how true this rumor was. The only reason why I'm even reporting on it because I seen DL Hughley post it. And I feel like DL Hughley had the chances of bumping into some of these people more than the average person. So him posting this, I kind of was like, all right, it may be true. So Jamie Foxx, I guess, is working on a comedy special, and in his special, it's basically sound like he was blaming a drink that Diddy gave him for the reason why he had that illness. And I don't necessarily know. Of course, he's doing it in his comedy special, so I don't know if he's saying this jokingly or how this is going. But this has been floating around on social media for a minute, like on Twitter and stuff, and nobody else has really picked it up. But now, when I seen DL Hughley pick it up, I was kind of like, all right.
I think it's a security guard that came out about it too.
And what, recorded it or
talked about the Jamie Foxx thing? Because I think I want to say he had the same situation or something like that. I think.
If that's true, I ain't gonna lie to you. If it's true, that's fucking crazy, dog. Like if you telling me that he gave you a drink,
they pretty much saying Jamie Foxx the reason why the FBI and all that showed.
And that's what, I left that part out. So yeah, and I'm glad you brought that part up because that is too. He was basically saying, I don't know if he's joking about this or not, but basically was saying he was the one who tipped off the FBI. I hope he's not telling the truth, but I don't think that's something you joke about at this point, especially because he was real live, really in a coma. So I don't necessarily know. I don't know how people going to take it. And of course, Diddy probably feel a little bit lucky that this Lil Durk situation and kind of took away some of the steam of his
shit. That ain't take no steam away. The shit make it more believable. Because Diddy got more money and more access than Lil Durk do, and for the simple fact what he accomplished, and Diddy probably, that's more believable now. Way more believable.
Damn, I ain't think of it like that. I ain't look at it like that. Damn, you got a point. I ain't look at it like that.
Because even take it back to the whole Kitty Cudi blowing up the car shit.
You know what's so funny that you just said it? I swear to God, I didn't think of that, and you're absolutely right. You kind of right. You nigga, you are 100% right. I don't even know why I didn't even think of that or even put two and two together. You're right. If Lil Durk could do that, he don't got nowhere near as much money as Diddy. The fact that Diddy could still realistically get away with that, yeah, you're right. Real quick, just in a little bit of DMV news, two stories real quick. The police are basically put out a report saying that they don't want people downtown or anywhere in DC wearing designer clothes, period, not sneakers or whatever. They gave literally a list of sneakers that they didn't want you to wear. No Balenciagas, no Louis, no Dolce & Gabbana, no Murray, no nothing, because these youngsters is robbing. And I believe yesterday, of course, because it's kind of like, the weekend before, people started to dress up in the Halloween thing. They said they literally had 40 teenagers in all black running around robbing people by the bullpen. I believe that's like right there by the baseball stadium, like right there on the southwest side, literally right next to the baseball stadium. They do a lot of events right there in that bullpen. They said literally like 40 teens over there robbing people by gunpoint, some gun, some knife. So if you are out, if you're listening to this and you planning to go into the city during the Halloween of what day is actual Halloween? What, Thursday? Yeah. So if you're planning to go out on Thursday, be careful. And the crazy thing is with the design and shit is like, I don't even know what to tell you. Like, I get it. But I don't know. I don't even know how you. Like, if you're going on I don't know. I don't know what to tell y'all. I've been told y'all these young niggas was wild. Y'all ain't want to believe me. So I mean, y'all got to deal with that shit on y'all own. Them y'all kids. Because the crazy thing is, that's not my generation. That's literally y'all kids. Just think about what I'm telling you. One of you, the fucked up part about it is, there's probably somebody you in a group chat with, and their kids is one of these kids. It's probably somebody that you follow on Instagram, be liking, y'all be keying in the comment section together in the shade room having it the fuck up. And it's their kids out here robbing y'all and carjacking motherfuckers. Because that is the age group. You think about if you are somebody that's if you are somebody that's 35 and over and you got teenagers, late teens, early teens, these are the people that are out there carjacking people. They are the people out here robbing people. Because not no grown-ass person ain't out here robbing nobody for fucking designer. Nobody in their 30s is risking their fucking freedom to steal some designer. That's some shit that a kid would do. So again, and that's one of the reasons why y'all need to, man, start parenting be fucking parents. And pay attention to your friends who ain't really good parents, because 9 times out of 10, it is their kids who are outside. And y'all might even live all the way in the suburbs and they hop on the train or hop in the UU, go into the city and just be having the muck, running it up, and fucking y'all can't even enjoy going out to a restaurant without worrying about your car getting broken into. And now at this point, worrying about getting your shit. Like, think about what I'm saying. The police literally told people to stop wearing designer clothes. Do you know how fucking crazy that sound, dog? Think about what we talking about. Like, just real live, really think about what I'm telling you right now. The police, literally, this shit was on the the Washington Post Twitter page. Like, they're like, come on, dog. DC police literally gave a list of fucking shoes to tell y'all not to wear. Literally, Dior, Louis Vuitton, Amiri, Dolce & Gabbana, what else? Yeah, Amiri, Dolce & Gabbana, Balenciaga, what else? Yeah, that's basically almost all of them. The shoes. Like, they tell you don't even wear the tennis shoes. Don't wear designer sneakers when you in the city. You know how crazy that sounds? Like, don't wear no fucking shoes. And again, like I said, in other DC news, real quick, and pizza. And pizza, I don't necessarily know who was the person who thought this was going to be a fire idea or this was going to be a stellar situation, but they try to play with Marion Berry. Maybe I don't know, man, because of course, and pizza wasn't around long enough that maybe they didn't understand how big or how important and pizza was. But to sit here and have, I'm trying to look at the picture again because I kind of can't remember exactly what it looked like, but it was like, was it because was it the Coke or next to the pizza? What was they calling this shit? Hold on, where is this at? Let me find this.
Well, I will say this, not to shoot them some bail, but because I eat there and I get the text messages, the alerts, they always send out those, like, because I remember I told Erica about it. Like, when events going on, they try to use that for their promotion and all that. So they are hip to what's going on in the area or whatever the case may be. Like, they try to use, like, let's say like right now with that Jaden Daniels, what's name? The text message might be like, oh, well, we got a Hail Mary deal for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they kind of use the. So
okay, listen. All right, so I just had to look. I had to look at it again. So real quick, just so I can report on this right. No, they basically sit here and say they got some new pretzel bites, and the way they worded the pretzel bites and promoting knots, bites, knots, whatever the fuck it is, it's basically pretzels and pretzel knots. Okay, they call it the knots. So they basically saying these knots will blow you away. Trying to name it after Marion Berry, and literally on the thing, what is this supposed to be, like some sugar or something? Yeah. So that's what it is, sugar or salt. Some little pouches, basically like little fucking crack pouches. So, and for people who don't know, if you're watching this or listening to this and you're not familiar with who Marion Barry was, he was the DC's mayor. Like, he is the DC mayor. When you think about DC mayors, it's Marion Barry. But of course, he got busted doing crack like in the 90s. He got busted, like he was in a hotel room getting crack. He got locked up, did his time for it. But to play on that, I'm talking about, no, listen to what I'm telling you. When you talk about, because people do not like that lady, this is the fucking mayor now. So when you think of mayors in DC, if you ask anybody who was born and raised, even if they didn't live in DC and they just lived in PG County or somewhere close to Virginia, you ask them who is the #1 mayor in DC history, every fucking person who was born and raised here will tell you Mayor Marion Berry. You no way in God's green earth you should even have thought to register to play with that man like that on no type of level, dog. You didn't even get to make $1 out of this. Or you literally, because niggas gonna go to Ann Pizza regardless. Let's be clear. Like, you can be like, bro, Ann Pizza, that shit smack. Like, you I go in that joint, get a chicken and pineapples on your shit. That shit's hit. You can put, and they got the little buffalo. Or you don't need this type of promotion. This shit is everywhere. People know what it is. You don't need a fucking this dog. The knots is going to blow you away. And you literally had this shit placed like literally looking like little blow packets on right next to the goddamn press. Was like, bro, that is so fucking crazy. So crazy, and it's so disrespectful. And this ain't just like on some woke shit. Like, no, nigga, it's just certain people you just don't fucking play with. And Marion Berry is one of those people you just don't fucking play with. Like, come on, dog. Like, stop. Like, that shit, that was tasteless, and that was just some wild shit. But that, again, that's just when y'all allow white people to get too fucking comfortable in their space. And that's all that was. And that's the difference. Like, I'm to the point where I'm like, no, dog. Like, this shit is little, like, Larry, look at this shit. This shit is little crack. Like, look what the fuck is they got on this joint. Like, it's no way in hell. Come on, dog. Like, stop. Our classic knots got you is a bump. Like, what?
It comes with enough powder for you and your friends, for you and a few of your friends after the menu item got a bump.
Like, what the fuck are we talking about, dog? Like, come on, dog. Like, certain shit, like, you just can't be that disrespectful. There's no way in the hell you actually thought that shit was cool and you was gonna allow, and that shit was just gonna fly like it was gonna be good money. Like, come on, dog. Real quick, because after we finish, because we're talking about white people and we're talking about good black TV shows as well, I wanted to play this clip because it literally came out right after we finished recording last week, and of course, while Power is out right now, Power has not been nominated for no awards, no type of TV award shows. So TMZ ran into Braden and asked him like what was his thoughts about it, and of course, 50 Cent reposted this.
On Instagram the other day, kind of going off about how Power has never been nominated. It's never been nominated for an Emmy, never for a Globe.
And 4 shows. 4 shows.
You have what, like a couple NAACP nominations and like 2 People's Choice?
Yep.
Why do you think that is?
I don't have the answers, but I would say that our show gets 10.5 million viewers an episode.
Yeah.
The Bear, Succession, all shows that I love, half of that.
Yeah.
Shows that get nominated, and that's fine. If you don't like our show, if it's not your cup of tea, it's not your style, the Academy doesn't like it, whatever. Why are we not on Jimmy Fallon? Why are we not on Jimmy Kimmel? Why are we constantly just put down and not, brought to light? If any other show did 10.4 million viewers, any other show on any other network, these kids would never, ever, ever have to audition ever again.
You guys have a predominantly black cast, predominantly black audience.
Yeah.
Do you think that has anything to do with it? People online think there might be.
I mean, look, the proof is in the pudding. Like, look at The Wire. The Wire is arguably known as one of the best shows ever.
Yeah.
Never won anything. I don't even know, were they nominated? I don't even know if they were nominated at all, but they never won anything. And a lot of people who worked on our show also worked on The Wire. What about Snowfall? Snowfall never won anything. So, but then you see shows like Abbott Elementary, which is a predominantly black cast, but they have a lot of white audience members. So is it the black audience that they don't like? Is it the black show that they don't like? I don't know what it is. I don't have the answers. I just want to ask the questions.
Do you think that could have something to do with it?
Oh, it definitely has something to do with it for sure.
Yeah.
But like, you're looking at Abbott Elementary, maybe 4 million viewers an episode. Ours is more than double that. They just all renegotiated for $400,000 an episode each. We don't get paid that.
Yeah.
So is it because they have more white cooks in the kitchen? Maybe. Is it because they have more white people that watch the show? Maybe. All I know is we're double that, and we don't see that money.
People are pissed because a lot of people don't have enough time. Like, not only like do you get 10.5 that night or something like that, but people are going to watch it afterwards.
Right.
People have work. They can't just sit down and watch it that one day.
Right.
A lot of people are mad because people run to Twitter with spoilers.
Yeah.
What do you say to fans that are going to blow the episode as soon as it finishes tomorrow night?
You have to stay on social media with the Power universe. Like, you just do. Like, Black Twitter goes crazy. Last week, I'll even say this. Last week was our episode 9, and the Penguin was premiering, which is Colin Farrell. That's Batman IP. We doubled their viewership. My character, Braden, was trending over Colin Farrell. Like, that's not crazy.
And he's an A-list actor.
That's not crazy to you? And we can't even just go to an award show? Like, but yeah, you do got to stay off Twitter. I will say, you got to stay off Twitter and Instagram, because even the show spoils it. Like Durk was in our last episode, Lil Durk, and the show put out the photos before he was even in it. I'm like, and we had Drea DeMatteo, who played Effie's mom the week before, who from Sopranos, Sons of Anarchy. the show posted a whole scene like a week. I'm like, you got like
The show's so big they can't keep people down.
And there's leaks every season, so
yeah,
that's how passionate our fans are, and that's how much I love them. They literally are like trying to get the show leaked. I'm like, oh my god, just watch it in real time, please.
Can I ask you one last thing? What do you say? What's your message to the Television Academy, to the Golden Globes, to Jimmy Fallon, to Jimmy Kimmel?
I'll just say numbers don't lie. Like, numbers don't lie.
All right, so real quick, y'all know this is a conversation that we had on here before, especially even about the Power and Abbott Elementary, because we always sit here and say, which one would you actually rather be on the show with? Because popularity-wise, because realistically, let's be clear, only actors on TV that get booked for club hostings is if you in the Power universe. Like, nigga, I follow Effie on Instagram, though. She do hostings like damn near every fucking weekend, like she's a rapper. So that's my only thing. We had that conversation. Like, it's kind of like, what's more important to you, or which way would you rather set yourself up? Because they absolutely right. I do feel like, I mean, let's be clear. I know a lot of black, like uppity black people who be like, oh, you watch Abbott Elementary, and that's how I feel about it, because that's the people who kind of really promote that show. It's the uppity black motherfuckers, and it's the people who probably work with a lot of white people. You got white friends, so that's the show that your white friends kind of, oh yeah, you watch Abbott Elementary. Like, it's one of those things, like if you're working in corporate America and you in a white working space, like that's a show that you and your white coworkers can kind of share together, where there's some black characters on it, but it's realistically, it's black people on it, but it seems like a white show. And that's kind of like, and I always tell y'all that about just when it comes to marketing, like, if you're not really paying attention, and sometimes it only goes into like what you probably care about. So I'm sure more people will care about, hey, how Power is getting mistreated compared to, if I told y'all know my favorite thing recently to compare to is the Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark shit. It's kind of like, yeah, the white motherfuckers is going to promote their shit, and they're going to make you think that their shit is hotter. And if you believe what you see on the news and the way they report it, you're going to believe that their shit is hotter. And that's the same, like, nobody can tell you. You ain't never going into the barbershop and see fucking Abbott Elementary on the barbershop, but I'm sure everybody has been into a barbershop or a hair salon, and Power or BMF, any of those shows that's in that Power universe has been on before. If you've been in a barbershop or a hair salon in the last 10 years, during the time when Power or any of these shows in that Power universe is out, guess what you're going to see? Somebody in there watching it. And he's absolutely, when I came on here and talked about it, I hate on fucking Thursdays at 12 o'clock. I'm like, bro, niggas got to go to work on Friday morning. Don't get on fucking Twitter at 12 or fucking 30 or 1 a.m. talking about fucking Power. I have not watched Power yet. I complained about that all fucking this season that just passed, especially when it got closer to the last 2 episodes and you know this show is about to be over. So I agree with everything you said, but sometimes and it's cool that he's using his voice, because guess what? There's only one fucking, realistically, in the whole Power universe, and ain't nothing but maybe 5 white people in the whole entire Power universe. So for him to even speak out on it, I fuck with Braden for that, and that's why people like his character so much. But that do speak volumes, because like you said, for his character to be trending more, because a lot of people be talking about that Penguin show. I haven't watched it because I ain't got HBO Max until fucking the whatever the women's basketball thing come on in, I ain't fucking paying for it. So maybe I'll watch it whenever after they get their basketball season start. But I haven't seen it. But for his thing to trend more than a HBO show, that just lets you know how powerful the black voice is. And I think that's one of the reasons why we kind of, share our platforms with each other, and kind of just give each other a pat on the fucking back for our voices even being that powerful. I don't necessarily know if he needed an award. I mean, of course, them awards, I'm sure, makes a difference on how much you get paid, because like you said, for them fucking Abbott Elementary people to get paid probably double what they getting paid, but you doing double the views, it kind of don't make no sense. But I mean, of course, I mean, they on a bigger network. You on basically almost regular network TV, so of course they kind of got a way bigger bag to play with than Stars do. But again, shout outs to 50 Cent and shout outs to the Power universe, because I definitely know for a fact I ain't watching no fucking Abbott Elementary. That shit, even when I see the clips, I'm like, yeah, I get it, I understand a black woman writing that shit, but bro, I'm looking, this shit screams white fucking people. Like, that shit just screamed like some shit that white motherfuckers would love. I'm cool on that shit. That shit don't have nothing to do with me. I'm skipping that shit 90 going north every time. Real quick, what was it? It was one, I don't know, this some adult shit.
Shirts. I have a killer's shirt. I see him all the time.
Darcy White says he never had a good feeling about his Louisville neighbor, 51-year-old Travis Merrill.
I kind of felt something strange about him.
White says on Sunday, a relative of Merrill's was moving and giving away belongings from Merrill's apartment.
He gave me these shirts. He said son had to go out of town.
It was not until Fox 4 told White on Monday, however, the reason Merrill is no longer his neighbor is because Merrill is charged with murder. According to an arrest warrant, Merrill walked into Allegiance Trucking in Louisville on October 17th, where he worked, and shot and killed Tamara Collazo, a female coworker. The affidavit says Merrill admitted to police he was obsessed with Collazo and began getting ever increasingly angry by her taking what he considered to be unauthorized long breaks during work hours, as well as not paying any attention to him. The woman reported his behavior to administration. Merrill had to speak with a counselor until he was approved to come back to work. He told police that once he returned, everyone must think he's a psychopath, and that Collazo was intentionally avoiding him. Police say that fueled his anger and led to him buying guns and making a detailed plan to kill Collazo. Police say he brought 2 revolvers and shot Collazo 5 times while she was at her cubicle. 24 coworkers witnessed the shooting. Merrill gave himself up once police arrived.
It's pretty sad.
Adriana Solis and her 13-year-old son lived next door to Merrill. Solis says he would ask her personal questions, leading her to be cautious of him.
I was thinking maybe that guy have some problem mentally. We never know.
Real quick, and that's one of the reasons why, and I say this all the time though. Be careful. Like, I understand we all be having bad days, but you got to be careful on the way you treat people when you out and about, because you just never know who's having a bad day and you don't know their level of crazy. Because just hearing like somebody literally killing somebody because they took too long of a break. And let's be clear, I'm sure it lingered up. I mean, listen, if you were actually listening to what he's saying, it seemed like it was just a lingering issue, but it still seemed like that person just got a mental ill issue and it kind of just, it lingered. And then one day they just got triggered and snapped. Like, just think about how fucking vicious this nigga was like, yeah, I'm in a whole office. I don't care about none of these other people in the job. I'm just going to come here just to smoke this one lady and then turn myself in when the police came, bro. That's a different level of fucking nut job. And that's why I'll sit here and tell y'all, like, you got to be super extremely careful when it comes to just dealing with other humans on a day-to-day basis. And that's why one of those reasons I will always sit here and tell y'all, you better pray like 2 or 3 times a day, because, bro, people out here real life crazy and don't got it all upstairs. While we kind of stand on somber news, rest in peace to a 19-year-old Walmart employee. Walked into a walk-in oven. I don't know what the hell they got a walk-in oven. They trying to figure it out how the oven closed.
Oh, damn it. I didn't know you was name. I just sent it. They think it's something behind that.
Oh, what, you just said something?
I think I might have sent it to. I sent it to Erica. Hold on,
oh, it was on TikTok. Hold on, let me see. I think this is it.
Breaking news. A Walmart employee was locked inside while cleaning the oven. She lost her life in the high temperature. This is so sad. At present, neither Walmart nor the police have provided any details about what happened. At about 9 o'clock on Saturday night, the police received a report that a 19-year-old woman lost her life while working at Walmart. According to a shopper, they randomly heard a voice on the intercom saying that the store was closed, and then saw employees running frantically around saying there was an emergency. They took all customers out of the store and asked them to leave immediately. Walmart employees said that it was an agreement to open the oven and clean it. Some people said that the emergency release button inside was broken, which was the reason why she was trapped, but others said it was impossible. The staff of Walmart Bakery said that there was a release button in our walk-in oven. If it is closed for any reason, and you press it, it will release the latch and the oven will open. Some people say the button is broken, but she cannot accidentally close it, either by herself or by someone else. If it is not pushed or pulled into place, those doors will not close on their own, let alone automatically lock. Some people say that the oven is opened from the outside through a button, and someone must open it. In addition, customers can hear her screams, but no one can find her and let her out. This is a transparent oven. May this poor woman rest in peace, and I hope the police will find out the truth as soon as possible.
Bro, that is fucking crazy, dog. Like, man, I don't even necessarily know if you could pay me to do no shit like that. I'm not walking in no fucking walk-in oven to clean shit. Are you crazy? damn, rest in peace to that young lady. Oh my God, though. It be certain ways, like when you hear shit like that, bro, it got to be a list of ways that people don't want to go out. And that probably will be number one to burn to death. Nah, dog. Oh my God. Rest in peace to that. Oh, nah, dog. Hell no. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think the video that I sent was the they were saying how it wasn't. It might have been intentionally.
Oh, hold on.
Show you. See that? Look, I can touch both sides. I can touch both sides. They're not self-shutting. You could even say you swing it open too hard when you get something out of the oven. Let's see what happens. Let me just show you the emergency button.
So hold on. So they basically trying to sit here and say now that that is fucked up. If somebody held that door and watched her burn,
To me, I'm just like, how the hell you get? And especially if you know the shit is on, because that's when I'm just like, why would you even go in there if it's on?
Nigga, that is crazy. Oh man, there's some messed up people out here, dog. Oh my God, ain't no yikes, dog. Jesus Christ. Real quick, I guess why we just last little sad news. I want to play this clip of this mother. Some people just shouldn't be parents, dog.
To house arrest after leaving 3 of her children at home alone in Ohio while she went to Florida with the baby.
To ensure that you will be with your children at all times.
Dominique Knowles was found guilty of endangering children after police discovered hers, ages 10 and twin 7-year-olds, were left to fend for themselves for 3 days. A teacher alerted authorities that something was off.
She kind of reported to her teacher that she talked to mom on the camera last night and that mom ordered them Uber Eats and left it at the door.
When police conducted a welfare check,
Police department. Hi. Are you okay?
officers say the home was a mess with liquid all over the floor. One of the girls had slipped.
Mom lied to her mother. There were adults that were available to help out.
At sentencing, the judge felt Knowles should be placed on house arrest for a year when she is not at work. A mom of 4 was
ruled this 32-year-old Westlake mom put her children in danger when she left them home alone and without a phone. The mom would check in with FaceTime via a laptop or monitor them from the home's security cameras.
Police department. Here like this?
No, my daughter, her friend was in the hospital.
And the grandmother wasn't alerted by the daughter that she was going to be going out of town, leaving the kids alone?
No, it was worse. Mom lied to her mother. There were adults that were available to help out.
The mom, Dominique Knowles, was out of state. She took her 8-month-old son with her, but left her 3 other kids at home. Police were able to prove she spent 2 nights in Miami.
She lied. We have pretty good technology and pretty trained detectives. They showed her leaving Hopkins Airport, timed the calls showing mom at an airport in Miami. And when mom was confronted with that, she changed her story and said something about having to be in Miami because her friend needed liposuction surgery.
Police arrested Knowles and charged her with child endangerment.
Just real quick, oh my God, just because they said something about liposuction. Dog, that shit on the one spoiler alert in that Tyler Perry jump. Dog, they gave this girl fucking butt injections and she died on it. I'm telling you, go watch that Tyler Perry, that Black Beauty jump. I swear to God, that shit literally touched every hot topic that go kind of along with the underworld of like just the whole little strip club and beauty industry and all that. Oh man, I forgot just because that little part just came in. Like I said, just even tying that up. No, everybody don't need kids. That was just the biggest part of getting out of that topic right there. Everybody don't need kids. Everybody are not good parents. So there's a lot of people out here just having kids and not getting the job done. I got like 2 other clips real quick that I want to play before we get out of here. I believe this Jamal Brown one.
Of it is Black people are not going to church, but they are watching online. Since the pandemic, viewership of faith-based organizations has doubled. So they don't want to get caught in the trappings of, y'all don't want me here because I got a tattoo, because I got piercings. In the churches we grew up in, that skirt got to come past that knee. That toe got to be closed on that shoe. The earring cannot be dangled. Right now, could not walk in the average apostolic church.
Yes, sir.
Because they're going to fight you at the door over a hat thing. I remember when I was pastoring in Baltimore, big drug dealer died, got killed. And they had the funeral at my church. Church is packed and jammed. And there's an altercation at the door. I get out of the pulpit, walk to the door, because I'm thinking two different factions getting ready to go at it.
Correct.
Came the faction at the door is my ushers trying to fight Negroes because they won't take off baseball hats and sunglasses. I said, are you crazy? This may be the only time I can get them to church. And you fighting over a Ravens hat.
Because when I tell you, one of those angels that I mentioned, Hattie Lou Newton, to this day, will swear this or promise this, I've never seen my grandmother wear pants.
Wow.
I have never really seen that. I think about it. I never seen my grandmother's kneecap. That's how long her skirts are.
Yeah.
But that's just because she's from the old church.
Yeah, I get it. But I think the problem is we have equated wardrobe with warfare. Is that your clothes is not what makes you Christian. So there could be a young woman coming out of Magic City who got the power to lay hands. And the circumstances of her life barred her from it. And we miss it. And we're looking for people to come church ready. You go into the gym, people laughing at people at the gym who on the treadmill overweight. Where else should they be? But in that place, people in church want you perfected. They don't want you in process. And our responsibility is, where do I embrace you in the process?
Right.
And so what this generation looking for is, where's the authentic? Applaud me that I'm trying.
Right.
Applaud me that I'm doing better than where I was.
But to that point, though, that's not just a church thing. Even in the world, or even on social media.
Because social media is like church. We only show the success. We never show the process. So you dating somebody and it falls apart.
Real quick, I'm going to double down on my take that I constantly have said on here before. Club Shay Shay is a more popular podcast, but Cam Newton's podcast conversations, skill level of conversations is on Funky Fridays is 100 times better than Club Shay Shay. You can go argue with whoever the fuck you want. All you got to do is just go listen to the episodes. Cam Newton may not get he haven't had that big viral moment yet, maybe to put him on the radar like that. But if you're talking about pure conversation off of podcasting and don't need it to be a mega celebrity and can have honest dialogue, like I'm talking about real human dialogue. And that made me, I'm glad when I looked at the comments, I was so happy that I seen so many people like listening to Jamal Brown for almost 3 hours. I don't understand why people don't like him. Y'all know this is my man. I'm going to speak highly of Jamal Brown all the time regardless, but I just like to see other people actually give him a chance and listen to him. And they had the conversation. They talked about it. He talked about his infidelities on his wife. He talked about how he wasn't ready and he understood how people judge him. And why people judge him and put him on a microscope or whatever the case may be. But that is the thing. A lot of people don't actually just take time to listen to him. So that is something, if you are on the fence about Jamal Bryant, go listen to the joint with him and Cam Newton. I promise. It's like a 2 hour, maybe 40, 30 some minute conversation, and you will get a good grasp of Jamal Bryant, not just the pastor, but just him as a man, and him just even breaking down and understanding how certain things go. And even Cam even asked him after like that little clip, like, what would you do if somebody come from Magic City, one of the strippers, and she wanted to see him pay her tithes and offering? Would you take the money? Like, just those little conversations where it's like, I liked it a lot. I'm already a Jamal Bryant fan, and I already believe I still stand firm on Cam Newton's Funky Friday is better than Club Shay Shay. You can argue with whoever you want. But it was a great conversation. And like I said, my last clip I had of I think that was it. I got one more.
Wanted to have kids until I got married. I wasn't just a baby fever type of girl. I really was like, if I'm gonna have a kid, I want it to be with the person I'm with. I want to make sure they're a good dad. But long story short, when we got a divorce, he hasn't talked to his daughter in 2 years, and her birthday just passed on September the 17th, and he didn't even call and tell her happy birthday. And so it's like coming from a household with both parents,
Mm-hmm.
it just kind of makes me feel like a failure. And it just really bothers me that I'm having to raise a kid by myself with no dad at all.
Yeah.
Never wanted to have kids until I got.
I ain't gonna lie to you, that's kind of foul as hell. So just for people who didn't understand the clip, it was a young lady, beautiful young lady. She was married, ended up getting divorced. She's been, I guess, divorced for 2 years now, and her ex-husband, baby father, has not reached out to their kid to say a word, nothing, not make no type of contact. The kid just had a birthday pass, and the father never reached out, never say happy birthday or nothing. I ain't gonna lie to you, that's kind of foul. And you can kind of hear the pain when she kind of felt like a failure because she came from a 2-parent household, and for that marriage not to work. And the kind, the crazy thing is, again, tying that into the Cam Newton and Jamal Bryant conversation, that was a topic that they had. And I like the fact when Jamal Bryant called Cam Newton out in this interview, because he said, dog, I watch these episodes, I see these clips. You in that couch, you bleeding out on people and it ain't fair. And he called because, of course, Camden had different people on the joint. Of course, he had that lady on there, Dr. Bryant, and Jamal Bryant did make a joke about that. Yeah, you got a different Bryant in this chair, whatever case may be. But he hold Cam Newton accountable too. Was like, because Cam do be pushing a lot of that, not married shit on people, and he kind of was just like, you bleeding out on people because you still got a lot of shit you need to work on your own, and you kind of just trying to pod through it, and you kind of really still need to work on you and figure out what you got going on there. So I do kind of like that, because it's like, I do think that is for a lot of people. And me and a homegirl of mine was having that conversation. We was talking about marriage, and I was asking her, and I was just like, what was it was the clip of, I know what the clip was. And I'm going to tell you what our conversation was after I played it. But basically, our clip, the conversation was about marriage. And then I asked her, and I was like, she was like, damn, she felt like the lady was kind of shooting at her, because it was basically almost saying, like, what was the purpose? Do people need to buy the house or whatever the case may be if they already been living together? Because a lady, of course, I believe it was at that Tonight's Conversation. I believe that is the show. It was a live joint, and the lady was asking her the difference between a girlfriend and a wife, and she kind of told her. But I asked my homegirl, I'm like, why don't you want to? Oh, real quick, while I'm looking for that clip, shout outs to Keke Palmer and SZA. They have a new movie that's coming out, I believe it's January 15th. And the trailer looked fire, and it's wrote and shot by Issa Rae. Oh, here go the clip right here.
A man get from a wife that he absolutely cannot get from a girlfriend.
Mentality, permanent, covenant, favor, vows, stability, emotional and spiritual oneness, the greatest commitment between a man and a woman, anointings, principle, morality. The list can go on, baby.
Don,
the list can go on, baby.
I need to hear from the men.
I think it's hard to follow that without saying some toxic. True.
Come on. Come on, Ace.
Women will give all that to a without that marriage and that ring still.
Keep it real.
And so a lot of men don't feel incentivized to go to that next level, because I'm getting all those things that you just said
Can I ask you a
for
question?
free. What's up?
Don't most men require that before they say that they'll marry you, right? Because most men will say
No, that's
they
the game. What happens is you allow a man to put you on layaway, and you give him full benefits of you right now. You allow that man to eat at your all-you-can-eat buffet, and then you say pay later if you feel like it. That's already full. I'm walking out. What the fuck I got to pay for? How many men have left you better than when they found you, and you left worse? Because you poured into that man, and that man didn't have to pour into you. So what I'm saying is, what you said.
So my homegirl sent me that clip, and then she sit here and told me, was like, she felt that way because she felt like she does all those things. And then I asked her, I'm like, bro, why you ain't married then? Why don't you require that? Why are you sitting here just still acting like you don't care about it? And then that just comes from the fear. I believe a lot of people don't allow themselves and don't be honest with themselves. You don't get over whatever hurt you had from 9 times out of 10 for most people in your 30s from your baby mom or your baby father. That little bitter taste that they kind of, because you in your mind, and that's what she told me. She's like, you already got that little perfect how it was supposed to play out. Your thoughts before you had these kids on how you thought it was actually going to play out, and it didn't play out that way. So it kind of just left a extreme bitter taste in her mouth. And then she was saying like she had a home, and I do think a lot of that does happen to people too. You're watching a home girl go through a divorce, and it's kind of nasty jump, so it kind of makes you a little bit more scared. Where it's like it's cool, because she even told me, she's like, I'd rather, like, if I could get married without doing the paperwork, I'll get married today. but the paperwork is what's kind of dragging my feet. And I'm like, bro, you almost like you sound like a football team or a sports team going into a game already preparing to lose. Like you sitting here saying, I don't want to get married because you don't want to do the paperwork because you feel like divorce is going to be around the corner already. I'm like, bro, it's just like you basically sitting here saying you're going to a game and you're going to get blown out by 30 before the fucking game even start. Like you didn't even give your chance to shoot your first 3 yet. So that kind of just, when you hear people and their excuses for why they don't want to get married or why they did, 9 times out of 10, if they keep it a buck, like Nick Cannon did, it's got some shit to do with whoever you had kids by, and the plan did 9 times out of 10 how y'all thought that was going to go before having a kid, and then you allow that shit to just leave the most nastiest bitter taste on your mouth, and you ain't trying to go brush your teeth and get no mouthwash, so you just walking around with that nasty bitter taste on your mouth, and you just dragging your feet and just going with it is what it is type of the way you allowing it to play out. Y'all got any thoughts prior anything, or y'all burned out? What else? I believe that was pretty much I want to say that was pretty much it. I think that's all I kind of had. Of course it is, again, it's what the hell is it? What's this? Oh yeah, Halloween will be on Thursday. So all I would tell y'all is to be safe, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing some whatever freaky shit that y'all gonna be wearing outfit. I seen this, I ain't gonna lie, y'all be going crazy. I seen a girl with like a nurse, not a nurse, what's a nun, like the cross joint, but it was literally, it's just cross. It's literally the cross, but it's see-through. So you got this big ass white cross and the joint literally covering up your titties, covering up your vagina, but everything else is like half of your titties is out. All of it, like I'm like, bro, y'all be going too far and kind of be dragging it, but I'm not mad for it. I'm going to definitely watch and pay attention. I guess, Marcus, real quick before we out of here, I don't know if you got to watch any games actually, do any NBA games yet, but have any teams, I guess, in the first 3 games so far, have anybody kind of made you a believer, or you kind of feel like making you a believer?
Mm-hmm.
Different. What you feel like different from them this season from last season?
I mean, you saw the preview of last season, what they're doing. I feel like they still on the same road. So I want to say they was the number 1 seed last year, right?
Yeah, I'm not. They beat Denver already, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. That was one of them games I was kind of scared to bet on. Because I was like, I don't know. Because that's one thing you kind of, especially when the season's first starting off, you kind of just trying to, because I'm not going to lie to you. I'm glad my Twitter really don't be doing numbers, because I shitted on Julius Randle after the first game they played. And then the very next night, the nigga had 33. I was like, God damn, I'm glad my Twitter ain't really leaked, because that niggas would have dragged me to hell for that one, because I definitely shitted on Julius Randle after the first game. And I definitely thought that he was kind of going to be like, the Knicks got the best of that trade. And shout outs to the Knicks. And shout outs but right now, for both of those teams, they kind of look like it's an even Steven. I mean, but it still look even Steven. Both of them, they had good games. Cat had a good game for the Knicks, and fucking Anthony and what the fuck was I about to say? Yeah, Julius Randle had a good game for the Timberwolves. So they kind of right now even out. They look like nobody really got over on the other person for right now. It's still early in the season. Who kind of looks suspect? Indiana. They kind of look suspect. It looked like they might have been on some one-hit wonder, because did they lose or they won tonight? I mean, today. I think they lost.
What's name dropped 40?
He had 45. Tyrese Maxey. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. They kind of look suspect. Shout outs to Colorado. Colorado is eligible for a bowl game now. So shout outs to Deion Sanders. And the crazy thing is, I know people this seemed like, I don't necessarily know, because I did see somebody, a news reporter write this, and it was like, damn, it seemed like the hype behind Colorado isn't as crazy and they're a better team this year. Like, it seemed like, and I don't necessarily know if everybody kind of ran out of gas or you're just not paying attention, because it's still so much other sports going on right now. But it was like last year, everybody was just super geeked up for Colorado. And okay, then they lost, and it kind of don't have that same oomph to it, and now they winning. They 5-2 now. They 5-2. They are eligible for a bowl game. Travis Hunter and man, they just balling. Both of them are balling, and so it's kind of crazy to kind of see. It is not.
I don't know if your boy gonna get that number 1 pick, because that boy in Miami, Cam Ward, I think his name. He might be that number 1.
He is balling out, but I think I guess if I can give any pushback to that, a lot of people were saying it's the refs that's kind of bailing them out a lot of them games they were supposed to lose. Like, a lot of their games, it came down to like some miscellaneous BS calls. It was kind of like,
no, he nice though.
And you know, it's so funny. Literally, after we were finished recording last week, like literally when we was looking at the thing, and I said, "Damn, I should call Jeff." I'm like, I ain't gonna mess with him. He literally chased me down in the DM. I said, "Thank you," because you know, like family, you got to give up money, and you got to give up money for Thanksgiving. Hey, don't pay me now. Just when they started to sit here and say, "Hey, send that money, nigga," you send mine with yours, buddy. I'm cool because, like I said, he jumped out there. He chased me down because the Chargers versus he's a Chargers fan, and me and him already had a bet between Arizona and the Chargers. He wanted to. I asked him. I said, "You just kind of want to double or nothing, so it can kind of just even." Nah, I just wanted a straight bet up for the game. Cool, and it came down to the end of the game, and my boy Kyler, like I said, 2 weeks in a row for him to hold me down. Like I said, I'm still not a believer in the Lakers, even though the Lakers are 3-0. I don't know. It's just hard. It's hard to just buy into it right now. But right now, JJ Redick is looking like the greatest fucking coach of all times right now because these niggas have been losing. Shout out to Cardi B. Cardi B crashed out over the weekend. I really honestly don't care about that. Oh, did this dude? I did not. How the fuck I didn't play that clip? The dude, is it a sound to that joint? I don't necessarily. It's a dude who was on Kick. And he had a homeless a Kick, and for people who don't know who Kick is a streaming platform where they basically do like just live streams or whatever the case may be. The same like Ada Ross is on Kick, and basically one of these streamers he took this lady. Is it a sound to this? It is. Ain't it? Yeah, here you go.
Oh no! Oh no! Okay. My car.
Okay, so it ain't no real sound on it. So basically, this dude, what's his name? Is his name Dum the G's or whatever? Look, I guess that's his streaming name. A streamer got banned off a Kick because his streaming name is Dum the G's, and he took a homeless lady out to like a 5-star restaurant, and then the bill came and he left her with the bill. So he has been officially banned off a Kick, and Kick is looking for the homeless lady and trying to offer her $50,000 because that is embarrassing and it's classless and it's just trash, corny shit. And that is just again for some of these people who live in that era where it's just like you trying to do anything to go viral. Like that's fucked up. I ain't gonna lie to you. That is, you deserve to get kicked off, and that is some corny, big, wild shit. Like you literally sit here and bring this homeless lady into this nice ass restaurant and sit here and try to leave her with the bill. And that shit could have I'm sure I don't know how it played out. I'm sure she didn't get locked up or nothing, but she probably could have. I mean, because you did it on live stream, hopefully, I don't even know how it played out, but I can just imagine how embarrassing and how wild that is. Like, that's just some wild, crazy ass shit. Yeah, again, I mean, that's pretty much it. That's it. Like I said, I feel like I got everything. Yeah, there was the Cardi B. Not just her going out on a rant. That's what happened. So I guess you know how they did with Nicki Minaj before. They said like them people went, and they normally do it when people be, I don't know, be streaming or whatever, but they basically sent the police to her house, but they didn't just send the police to their house. They sent CPS to her house, basically sitting here trying to say that she was abusing her kids. And she basically said she was going to sue them. She was going to sue the CPS people because you sitting here waiting. I believe they came into her house at like 11 p.m. Her kids, of course, got school in the morning. So you sitting here banging on the door, act like you're doing a wellness check on the kids, and you're waking the kids up and you're embarrassing her because it's like, bro, I'm Cardi B. What the fuck would why I'm living in this big ass house? Who would even know that I'm sitting here beating my kids if I was, and why would I be? Like, let's be fucking serious. So again, shout out to Cardi B. I'm not mad at her for that one. I don't necessarily know how it's going to play out. The Kansas City Chiefs did pick up DeAndre Hopkins, and rest in peace to DJ Clark Kent. And of course, I'm sure some people on social media last week was trying to break the news already because some people was already saying he passed last week, but a lot of people, of course, in the hip hop media space kind of like said that it was a lie, it wasn't true. So I don't necessarily know if it already happened last week and somebody just got a wind of it and they was trying to be the first one with the story because people did literally debunk the story last week, and now they sitting here saying that he did pass away from colon cancer, and that is a huge thing. And of course, I'm sure most of us have been affected in cancer in some form from maybe a family member or something. So I don't know. I don't have no health tips. I don't know nothing about it. I don't know how. It just seems like it just keep continuously. It seems like as the years go by, just continuously just kind of ramp it up. So all I could just sit here is just say thoughts and prayers of Clark Kent, and just love your people while they're here. Show them love daily as you can. Check on your family members, especially your older ones. We've had that conversation on here a million times, and of course, Black people was getting upset because the CEO owner of Abercrombie and French did get locked up for sex trafficking, but he was afforded a $10 million bail. And of course, people started bringing up, how he get a bail and Diddy ain't get a bail. I mean, let's be clear. Let's keep it a buck. I mean, Diddy got that video of him beating fucking Cassie ass. That's why Diddy ain't got no fucking bill. Shout outs to Big Baby. Big Baby Glenn Davis is sentenced to 40 months in prison. So he had, I guess, was on Instagram Live or whatever case may be with his last words before he went to turn himself in. What else? We talked about Tony Rock. Pretty much talked about everything else I wanted to kind of. Yeah, that was pretty much it. Like I said, new music. And one last thing before I get out of here, I just want to get this one. 50 Cent had a good point. He said Meek Mills is bringing the gay rumors on himself because he overreacted to everything on social media. Because he said,
we knew that
French Montana has a better relationship with Diddy and got way more pictures with Diddy, and you never hear nobody bringing French Montana name up, which was a valid point. I can't
we knew that. I don't know why he didn't know that.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't like that's all. I mean, that's all I can tell. Meek. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's it. The baby go eat a dick. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I can get out of here with this. With this young thug nigga. What's his name? Nah, not Woody. YSL's Slash. Oh no. Man, before we go.
Hey, I need y'all to let me know if I'm tripping about something, right? Let me break it down to y'all. So I've been talking to this young woman. I've been dating her for a while, right? So, you know, me, I'm a gentleman. I like to court women appropriately. And I thought she was a stand-up woman. You know, she's a single mother of 2 kids. She's a great mom. So when I can help, I help. You know, I ain't broke. I got my own business. You know, I work a good job. So, I used to send her, you know, $130 to get her nails done. I send her lunch money, $20, $30 every other day. I mean, y'all do the math. That should add up. And I even would buy her roses like every week. I would buy her some roses to put in her vase to cut them up. This is some white roses. I buy her roses. I mean, these are about $25, $30 too. But I always bought her flowers because I believe in buying a woman flowers. I believe that's to show my gratitude to the woman that I'm adoring. I took her to the H in Orlando 2 weekends ago. We always go to. Hey, I need y'all to let me know if I'm tripping about something. Bar or something. You know, we went on a lot of, you know, different dates. Always paid the tab. Never asked her to pay for anything. We went to this steakhouse 2 weeks ago. The tab was $300, and I bought her flowers. Never asked her for anything. Never said you had to do nothing for me. That's just out of the kindness of my heart, right? And then it was a hurricane. Hell, I brought the whole house snacks and shit. Bought her kids snacks. They ate all my Hershey bars. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never say nothing about it because I know I'm dating a mother of 2 kids. I know she has kids. So I have to accept her and her kids. So guess what? I did that. So yesterday we go on a date to see Smile too. So I told her, like, if I'm gonna see you, I gotta see you during the week because I got a really busy week. I'm a football coach. I coach high school kids. So Fridays are busy for me, and the weekend I'll be tired, man. So this weekend I got a couple photo shoots because I got my own photography business. So we go to the movies, buy the tickets. So I tell her, I'm like, you know, babe, can you give me a bucket of popcorn? She like, yeah. So mind you, now I was just hookah bar or something, you know, we went, but I was serious. So she give me the bucket of popcorn and she buy it. Cool. So we watch the movie. We're going home. I'm peeping her energy. Her energy is, you know, she just a little, it's just, she's aggravated, but she ain't saying nothing. So I'm like, okay, she'll probably tell me later. She probably didn't like the movie. So I'm driving home and so she basically was saying, hey, I wanted, you know, I had a good night with you. I enjoyed you because we always have a good time together. I'm a vibe. But she was like, basically, she wanted to address some things. She was basically saying if you wanted me to come out of my pocket, you could have let me know. But you begged me to go to the movies. So I thought you were going to pay for everything. And if, you know what I'm saying, if I knew I had to come out of my pockets, I would have never came. Right. So like I'm driving and I'm like, I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, bruh. I don't hold nothing over people, but at this time, I'm like, bro, everything that I did, I just spent $300 on you in a steakhouse. You can't buy me a bucket of popcorn for $15? That joking, but I was serious. Just give me the bucket. Like, that's the most ungrateful shit I've ever seen in my life. First of all, we weren't even together. We're dating. Well, was dating. Like, bro, I ain't half of the shit. I ain't have to do this shit. I ain't got to buy you flowers. I ain't got to pay for your nails. I ain't got to do none of that shit. I ain't got to get your kids shit. I don't got to do that. So I'm like, that shit pissed me off when I seen it. So basically, you know.
Okay, so I'm listening to this and I'm trying to not get triggered. I'm trying to have this conversation and think just as an irrational adult now, how I would feel or how you even supposed to play this one out. Because a long story short, if you didn't catch the drift, this dude has been tricking on this woman, taking her out, paying for her nails, buying her flowers, doing all this extravagant shit for her. I hope he got the box, because if you didn't get the box, you are the fucking extreme epitome #1 simp of the fucking planet of America, because you just sound insane. But still doing all of these things for this woman, and then her to literally get upset because she had to buy you a $15 box of popcorn. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that woman don't like you, because that just sounds fucking crazy to me, bro. A $15 box of popcorn, I ain't gonna lie, that's fucking high shit for some popcorn, but cool, dog. That's crazy to me. Literally, if you seen him saying just the weekend before that, y'all went out to a steakhouse and you spent $300, and she complaining about $15 on some popcorn. Yeah,
ungrateful.
Yeah, that type of I'm not gonna lie to you, that type of shit will probably scar me and make me never want to date again. And like that, I ain't gonna hold you. I feel for him, but and the crazy thing is, when I'm hearing that, I'm kind of just thinking to myself, like, damn, what could have been the signs earlier that kind of would have got you hip to really kind of like know that that's how it was going to go, or that's how it kind of was going to play out. Like, I feel like it should have been like some type of heads up for him to be able to know. Yeah, I don't know, dog.
Y'all can get on the internet and say that I left, and then when I'm being harassed and questioned about it, now I have to be quiet. Like, come on, like let's not. Now you want me to look crazy? No. And I asked for it. I asked and I spoke on how I felt about that being put on the podcast, and it was still put on the podcast. It's nobody's business but mine why I left. It's my business. At the end of the day, I always protect my friends. I'm never gonna have my friends looking crazy. I don't care, bro. Never. But y'all can get on the internet and say that I left, and then when I was mad at Leah for not saying to me. I found out from late. She was leaving trip early. Jada, that's a lie. We literally had a conversation that I was leaving. So what you talking about?
Yeah, that was something off of Jada Waiter John. I ain't got time and energy for that one. But we here each and every Tuesday. And if you made it this far in the episode, and I don't know how sometimes when we was uploading it on the podcast app last week, it came up late or something. All I can tell y'all is if you really in a need and it's not popping up when you need it, I'm here. Go on YouTube and you can listen to it. The audio is crispy clean. People in here listening, we talking in the comment section. It's here each and every Monday. It's already there for you. You can listen to it on Monday, your whole entire Monday, or Tuesday early in the morning, and right here each and every Tuesday, Monday, whatever day you want to listen to it. I'm here on YouTube recording it while we're doing it live right now. So like I said, each and every Tuesday we'll be on all the podcast apps, but I'm recording this on Sunday night. So Monday morning, if you need something to listen to on Monday, I'm already here. Like I said, each and every Tuesday, Monday, whatever day you listen to it. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all next week.